Hey guys, welcome back to this 2022 Maryland Open here at the Westminster Town Mall in the charitable room that has been given to us by Tables and Towers, who are the gaming store that's helping run this tournament. My name is Conrad Curry, if you didn't know, and beside me,
I'm Philip Phelps, and we're getting ready to start on round three. I apologize. Round three, they're starting to set up terrain already, but real quick, it's going to be a matchup between the Chaos Space Marines, Emperor's Children to be specific, and the Eldar running Biel-Tan, which was a little surprising.
That's surprising. That's not a meta choice right now.
Yeah. Most common is the Hail of Doom custom crap world. Uthway was also pretty popular.
We
But
see a lot of Uthway here today. I think like 3 or 4 armies.
yeah. But the Biel-Tan trying to take advantage of the Eldar's natural mobility.
The ability to basically, every time they shoot, they're allowed to, all Eldar can kind of just fade away. They can move about D6 inches after they shoot. Biel-Tan can move minimum 3 inches, so they can run, when they do it, they always get at least 3 inches of movement, if not more. Emperor's Children, of course, they always fight first in melee combat, and they're well known for their particularly dangerous sonic weapons, which fire a lot of shots and can be shot on the move. Assault weapons, almost all of them, and a particularly nasty anti-tank, the Blastmaster, which can also be shot at, kind of has 2 different weapon profiles, lets it shoot. It's kind of like a rocket launcher,
In
Space
that way,
Marine.
yeah.
So here we are. We're setting up terrain.
As you can see, so we're playing the conversion mission from Nockmund, which is a 5 objective mission. Hold 2, hold 1, or hold 1, hold 2, hold more. With extra points if you can hold the one in your opponent's, and you lose points if you fail to hold your own.
The one in your deployment zone.
Yep, you lose
right.
a victory point for the second primary objective if you do not hold the one in your own deployment zone.
That's pretty wild.
Cannot take you below 0 points for that objective.
Okay.
But
I mean,
still.
that even if you're painted models, I mean, that can't take you below like 10. Like you couldn't even run that many rounds, right? Like so, like it's a little. But
yeah, this is a very position intensive one. You have to hold your own. You have to get you get the most points by getting to your opponents. It really encourages an aggressive, in your face kind of play style that is fighting over the board. It should be a very interesting match because of it.
The Emperor's Children player, he has brought, as far as we can tell, no vehicles. So he is a foot slogger. He's going to be marching forward.
Couple jetpacks to make it a little
couple of
faster.
jetpacks. He's running some Raptors, and all right, we're hearing them.
Oh, yeah. It's also corners deployment. So.
Yes, corners deployment, not wedge deployment, like not the half
Yeah.
and half. We're talking like actually a quarter.
Yeah,
of the
it's
map.
table quarters. You're going to be on opposite table quarters with a distance from the middle cut off.
I believe 6 inches.
Something like
It's
that.
not very far. So you
9
can
inches. So it's a
9
total
inches.
8
18
inches from each other.
That's not far. You could. That's a charge right there if you really
Yeah,
want to.
very definitely, especially with those Raptors that we were talking about. They can tag stuff.
Would not be surprising. Not only that, but I believe sorry about this. Yeah. Okay. Just double checking a rule for Chaos Space Marines with Emperor's Children. They unfortunately they don't actually get the full Slaanesh rules of being able to like advance and charge in the same round, but
They're fast. They're not that fast.
Yeah. Well, they do.
You gotta
get...
leave something special for the demons. They don't have a lot to root for.
Oh, my Slaanesh girls. Anyway,
They're in a tough way right now, and we all know it. There is someone out here that's playing them, and he's in the top half of the tables at the very least.
Yeah, sure. We've seen a lot of players. Unfortunately, we couldn't really get back to anybody. We were actually going out and checking what was going on in the rest of the tournament, and we were seeing, about half of people are really kind of getting, in these early stages, they're really getting pushed out pretty quickly. And
games have been surprisingly quick for a lot of them.
and it's not just Tyranids doing it. It's a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of people getting really these decisive matches done rather quickly. So you know that whole
I think
command points getting reduced thing might actually do some good for us in the commenting
might
thing.
Depend on the missions they were choosing. The 4 objectives in the middle from last round were very aggressive. The need to take your opponents in this one benefits the aggression. I think we are seeing a lot of missions picked that benefit fast games as well.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay.
Having some communication about the terrain rules, what's obscuring and what's not.
It was that piece of terrain lost its top.
Also that.
So now I get to deploy first, is that true?
That's correct. Oh, first we have 2 secondaries, then deploy.
Alright, let's see if we can hear their secondaries, because I want to know.
I think I have the gist of what I'm doing against you. I don't like it, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I know what I'm doing.
I got mine.
Yours down?
Yep. What do you got?
Give me Strangle, Wrath of Cain, and R&D.
I don't know what Wrath of Cain does.
Wrath of Cain is an Eldar one. It's just getting kills with Aspect Warriors. I get 1 kill if I get a kill with either ranged or melee. I get 2 kills if I get a kill with both. They have to be different units. Is it capped? Oh, sorry, I get 4 points. Cast it.
But like per turn?
The most,
Is it 3 per turn?
It's just if I get any kill with either of them, I get 1 point. If I get any kill with both of them, I get 4 points.
I see. Yeah.
R&D.
So he
I
gets
got Long War,
basically if
which
he
is chaos specific. You're familiar?
It's just like kill things on objectives, isn't it? It's like super straightforward.
And then I have Stranglehold, and I will take a little assassinate.
It's like built to play Stranglehold. Kind of silly.
I mean, there's some synergy to be found there. Yes. Okay.
So we got both people are playing Stranglehold.
Yeah,
Very standard.
Well, Stranglehold is very good on a 5 objective map like this one, because what you end up doing is you claim the one in your own zone, you claim the one close to you in no man's land, and then you fight over middle.
Yeah.
And because of how the distances work out, their only real response is to then fight over middle as well.
Yep.
And you see a lot of aggressive trading on that middle point.
Like you said, they're very, very aggressive mission packs
That were chosen for this
that were
one.
chosen for this. This is going to be pretty intense.
But yeah, so double Stranglehold. We have some from the Eldar side. We have I'm trying to get kills with Aspect Warriors, so just all their elites basically.
So again, very aggressive. He's basically wanting to get kills, ranged melee. Like he's wanting to kill someone, get in there and kill someone, and the next turn keep going. He's not trying to play defensively. He's not trying to just hold points and keep people from taking them. We're seeing a very aggressive Eldar player.
And then his last one was R&D, the Retrieve Knockman data that we had the Space Wolf struggling with last round. It should be a little easier this time because they don't have the second action to worry about. And he has Rangers, which infiltrate, which can help get out these early pieces.
Get that early move in, get that free pre-combat move.
So I think this is a much better mission for R&D to be chosen on. And we'll see how it goes. And then the Chaos Space Marines, Stranglehold and Long War.
So R&D, does it give you all the points when you accomplish it all at once, or is it?
So with it, you're trying to do an action in each of the 4 table quarters. The first time you do one, it gets you nothing. The second gets you some points, third gets you more, and then you cap out when you do it in all 4.
Okay.
And it gets each one you do gets progressively worth more. So getting that second one isn't worth a whole ton. That third one is where you really get that.
We get a top down? Top down.
Yeah, that much better. Yeah, setting up that 9-inch loop from the center.
Yep.
Hey, as long as you know. I'm happy if you're happy.
So yeah, and then the Chaos Space Marine going again aggressive, but choosing to be aggressive about fighting over objectives, with 2 of them being Stranglehold, and then the Long War being I want to fight over these objectives because I get points when I kill your stuff that's on objectives.
And they survive.
I'll be curious to see who comes out on top on this one. This is This is one where we're not seeing typically meta builds.
You can jumpy jump.
Clearly, both these players have won both their games they've played so far today.
They're doing well, but
They're
it's
doing
not
well.
not the same things you would expect to see every
Frankly,
time.
it's refreshing.
Agreed.
In a way. Our first match we kind of watched was Death Dwarf Creek versus Grey Knights, which again is a little obviously off normal, but
I'm probably not gonna be anywhere.
I'm kind of glad we got to see, even though it was a rather quick game, we got to see just the power that the Tyranids can bring in right now, and just
I'm sure
how
we'll see a couple more
scary.
of those too. It
Absolutely.
was terrifying.
Now, we did go around. We actually saw a guy. He had lost against Tau with his Tyranid Leviathan fleet.
Well, and as the player we interviewed said, the Eldar, usually using a different build than this, has a pretty good matchup into it because of their
auto wounding.
Yeah, auto wounding, getting around the issues that a lot of people are having with the permanent, effectively transhuman, the 4-ups to wound at best.
And the Tau can just throw so much damage into anything that it's a rough go for a lot of people to get up the board.
There's a lot of knobs on this army that I can turn, and sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't. Throw down some Terminators, we can take this sector. Straight out of
Ooh, we got some interesting custom bases.
Yeah.
You know what HeroScape is? It's a game where all the, it was a tile-based game where all the tiles were hexagonal. Okay.
Oh, it lets him stick them together.
Yeah.
That's a neat idea. I wonder if it makes it easier to move them later. Because I would love those on some of the bigger armies. I think like
with the Gene Stealers, they're all like,
they fit together so weirdly.
Tell me about
They get hooked on each other all the time. It's
the number of Gene Stealers who just have big scrape marks all along them on the paint from just
being next to each other.
Yeah, it's just a big mess.
Yeah. Dropping the 10-man Terminator squad. Alright, 10-man Terminator squad. It's got a mix of lightning claws, mostly lightning claws. I think it has a chain fist on the Sergeant.
Yep.
Just to give it a little extra oomph.
Oomphy oomps. Sometimes you just gotta charge them in.
Yeah.
So, are they dual lightning claws or are they single lightning?
Single lightning claws and a combi belt.
So what that does is we got a reroll of a 1s to wound is what single lightning claw means.
Yeah, it was single lightning claw, and I think a mix of combi bolters and combi meltas to give that little bit of punch if you need to.
Like I said, like I was saying earlier about Terminators, Chaos Terminators, you can run combi meltas on almost every single guy in the squad, but the pack comes with one combi melter in it. So you're like, oh my god.
Now I have to model all these.
I bought them on eBay. Some guy sold them to me, and I bought 4.
What you didn't realize, everybody knows about the building hobby and the painting hobby and the game. They forget this is also a trading card game.
Yeah.
Trade for the bits you need.
Yeah. And my power malls and whatnot.
Find a friend who plays the same army and be like, here.
Yeah,
I'll give you these, you give me those.
Well, and if you want to go for lightning claws, let me tell you, lightning talons, they're hot item for Chaos Terminators. They go like $9 a pop. They're expensive.
That's insane.
I didn't go lightning claws for my Chaos Terminators. I have warp talents for those.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Surprised you didn't print those.
Well, I don't really have easy access to a 3D printer, unless I went. Well, I kind of do. I went to the Haven.
Yeah, I was like, you're a member of the Historic Haven, aren't you?
I am. For viewers, if you're unfamiliar with the Historic Haven is a local gaming club in Frederick, Maryland. You can do pretty much anything there. You can. They have Magic the Gathering. They have Warhammer.
They do a crusade every so often. They're probably getting ready to ramp up one for that soon.
Well known for their crafting supplies. They have 3D printers, wood.
A new lathe.
They have all wood burning. They have all kinds of stuff. Great social club. Shout them out. Been a member for 16 years. Fantastic place. Love it to death. So.
But yeah.
Let's see. Ooh. Some flyers. Oh. And he is, we are seeing Fabius Bile. I'm curious to see what he did with Fabius Bile in this list. Fabius Bile, of course, has abilities that let you kind of upgrade your troops inside his army. So
That
Back
is
to you whenever you're ready.
a wide set of wings on that jump
And I
sorcerer.
got one
yeah.
more squad to deploy.
Yeah, sorcerers can do it.
Fit in here.
Importantly, let me see if I can't get the rules up for
Promise I
Fabius
can-
Bile
Yeah.
real quick.
Thank God. Coherency.
And he is also running
Five
a
verticals.
Dark Apostle and a Sorcerer.
Okay.
A lot of psychic power.
You're one ahead of me.
Or
Just
no,
just the one.
Right, the Dark Apostle's a.
They have prayers. They have prayers,
Right.
and the Slanesh prayer is a pretty good one. I use it in my Night Lords myself a fair amount. Very solid.
I got.
Let's see.
Let's put on a character. Think about it. I have this and this. Other guys are in transport.
So there's a table that he can consult in his book, and it gives various upgrades at the end of his movement phase within 6 inches of another infantry unit, which might explain why he's not running any vehicles, because he's just running Fabius Bile to, benefit whoever he's near.
Right.
Put my knives over here.
That makes sense. No, that would make sense. And
Tip further than what?
It's a little weird every time you see someone's list
biscuit?
and they're not like just like a net list, and you look at it, you're
Oh, I
like,
don't
what are
know.
they doing? Because especially when they've at least won 2
got
games so
metaphor
far, like
They
they're
know-
clearly they know what
they're
they're
doing something right.
Something tricky's happening here. I want to know what it is.
I'm excited to see how he plays it out. The LR player is going for a very compact deployment, though. So much of his army is currently deployed in that one building.
Oh, you're down?
Well, he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot of
They moved 5, right?
safe space to really put it in
My
either.
Terminators?
Yes.
No, but I'm gonna spend 2 CP before the game, and I might increase their movement.
How much is that? I mean, how much movement?
7
So they become 7 total?
become 7.
Okay. If I meant 2 CP.
Wow.
No. So
that was
combat elixirs is the beginning of the game.
Is that permanent?
Yes.
Oh, that's probably doesn't Fabius Bile have some kind of
Yeah, he has a special. I believe he has a special stratagem or something. It's in one of the Psychic Awakening books. I believe.
No, that sounds right.
I don't use Emperor's Children, so
Not
stuff
your
that's
strong
out
suit.
there. That's not my bag. But I've seen a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of good things about Fabius
You
Bile.
getting a good view? Sorry about that. I was just putting out the vibe. Just realized that I was leaning over the table in scoring position with my butt.
There's like no way to
Yeah.
charge. This is the minus
It looks like he's got
Yeah.
those Pathfinders. No, wait,
Yeah,
no, that's
Rangers.
that's still in deployment range.
No, it's too close to the center.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Those got to be infiltrated.
Oh yeah, there
Rangers.
they are infiltrating. He's got his guys in.
Yep, he has staked out the 2 objectives he wants to fight or keep, and then he's gonna fight over that center. And he's probably not gonna put a lot of effort into that bottom right objective. If I
Well,
had to
we
guess.
don't know. That's a wave serpent. You know, they can.
I mean, they can move, and he might do it. It depends a little bit on how the first turn goes, but
Yeah.
he
I'm ready.
Hey, I hope you have fun, Daniel. As I promise, I try and
we got the
good
handshake.
sportsmanship. I will spend that 2 CP to give these guys plus 2
goes
movement.
first or no?
I don't remember, but I'm just gonna spend it anyway.
Oh.
You got a 3. I got
Roland,
a
does he goes
6.
first?
All right. Looks like
I'm
Emperor's Children are going
obligated.
first.
Yep.
To go first
And
by the
where
Do
you
I
rules
go?
of the
want
game.
to do anything special?
Off to the
You guys
races.
move 5 or 6?
6.
6. Oop.
All right, we got pregame moves for the Pathfinders, I believe.
Yeah,
Roger, Dodger.
infiltrate and scout, powerful combination.
Yeah, it's a good
I
one.
don't think you have a ton of shots. Yeah, going second stuff. That's your deep strike will come in very
Person who plays a lot of Stealth Suit Tau, let me tell you, it's
Strike
always
you so
fun. You're
Yeah.
like, hello, I'm here.
With such vigor.
I remember that. I had like
So
25
Oh, yeah.
cell suits.
Oh, so good, so good. Love my Stealth Suits.
Was it the most powerful choice? No,
No, is it the
but I had fun.
is it the fun choice? Yes.
He's gonna let my my Terminator shoot on +1.
Try again.
Not a 1. So I will be +1 to shoot.
All right, he's doing the
Strands of Fate.
was it Friends of Fate? Was that or was that the Apostle Power? I can't remember.
Oh, he was rolling the priest power.
Yep.
What the Eldar player is currently rolling on the side of the board is the Strands of Fate from the Eldar. At the start of the battle round, they get to randomly determine certain rolls that they can just make a 6.
Huh.
I don't remember the exact chart, but it's
Very far corner. Yeah. You'll be fine. They probably have more zoom.
Okay, so what's in this boat?
Banshees and fire dragons.
Banshees and fire dragons. And these have
Those are not
no
transport.
transport capacity.
Yes, this is only transport.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm a little curious.
They just have big pointy guns.
And what's on the ground floor
A
over
little
here?
curious
There are
if he's
Dire
got.
Avengers,
A Farseer and Rangers.
wouldn't.
I'm just curious what prayer he used.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it sounded like it was +1 to hit and shooting.
Yeah, +1 to hit, I believe. So I believe that is.
Here we come.
Yeah. So if he had used the, so he's not trying to go into melee right now because the Slanesh, which is called Blissful Devotion, allows you to advance and charge with it on a 1 unit. But I believe he used.
Is that just that one unit, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, is he a warp site plea? Okay. So
Trail back.
Moving those Terminators up.
Terminagators.
Terminators.
Up in the business. Fabiusing. Yep. 6. Over here. Davis is like, hey, do your thing.
Rangers are snipers, but I don't think that's that big a deal.
He's gonna hopefully
Probably have good enough armor there.
not die.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out those characters. Protect those characters
Yeah,
sometimes.
those Pathfinders, if they get that lucky shot off, it's a little rough.
Slap. Real hard.
Well, we got,
That's the Dark also moving up.
yep. His two acolytes.
Yeah.
I don't have any shots on that.
Before they changed that rule for bodyguard, man, Dark Acolytes were really good. You just, oh, I'm getting shot. Yeah, these guys will take it. Of course, Dark Acolytes are 2 minor cultists that follow a Dark Apostle around. So long as they are both, or as long as one is alive, you get a +1 to your prayers. So your prayers go off on a 2-up. If
Right.
both of them are dead, your prayers go off on a 3-up.
Okay.
So,
Just makes it a lot more consistent and a buff you can count on.
and also, just they're like 2 guys that can take hits for you.
Yeah.
I have seen-
Ablative wounds.
I have seen them because they do fight for you in melee, but they're like human stats, so they're 33s.
Yeah.
They punch once.
They punch like a guardsman.
I have had one kill a Space Marine in melee combat, so
Sometimes it happens.
it was you just
I've had Tau do
hit
it
him
too.
with the book.
Yeah.
Might as well shoot.
Now, Noise Marines, their weapons have special rules. They ignore benefits from cover.
That makes
So
sense.
even though those Pathfinders are in cover, those Noise Marines, if they shoot their Noise Blasters, they will just hit them, no benefits. And of course, they're assault weapons, so he can advance and shoot with them.
Point within 20 points of my command state. And then anything within 6 inches of it takes D3 mortal wounds on a 2-up. But except for infantry characters are 4-up. And then I can do an action with my Farseers to give it +1 mortal wound.
Is that in your turn?
That is on my turn. I'm just letting you know so you don't just put everything in a ball and I just make it go boom.
Yes. That would be not ideal for me. So thank you.
Yeah, so characters are on a 4-up,
So
everything else is on a
we're
2-up.
getting some good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Like we said, we got a player explaining
that
that
too
I have a
far, so I can
stratagem
make a D3
that if you
Yep,
do
yep.
this thing, you will definitely be dead by it.
And these guys can give me
Yeah,
minus
the
2
Warp
charge,
Storm
is that right?
stratagem from the Eldar. All our Psychers go woo and channel into the same spot, and things go boom.
Yeah. So it's bad, but we got good player attitudes. It's very hard to know what every army does
Yeah.
in this game. There's more than 20 factions or something like that.
Yeah.
And if not 20 factions,
I think what I will do.
at least 20 sub factions that all do different
Oh,
things.
there's 20 factions here represented today.
Today, right? I mean, Space Marines kind of included.
That was Space Marines as just one.
Oh, as just one. Oh, okay, yeah, no.
There's 20 counting on all Space Marines as one.
Yeah.
And they have what, 7 supplements now?
Yeah, crazy amounts. So it's very hard, and then it's very hard to know what every stratagem is, and there's 30 stratagems per army or something, 20.
Really good.
It's very hard to know what every relic does, prep for every relic, every psychic power. So it's very, I appreciate it when a player goes, hey, I have this thing,
Yeah.
and I think the polite thing to do is at least, and fair, it's a tournament, you're trying to win. I think it's fair to go, I have this. I said it to you once, you got your warning. If you mess up, that is
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
Because we can't just hand our opponents, here's my codex, read through it.
Model's breaking.
Model's breaking. Natural attrition.
It's been a long war.
It's a long. It's a long war. But yeah, we can't just expect people to be able to read a whole codex 5 minutes before a game. So I appreciate what our players are doing here.
You guys are going to also
Advanced 2-inch.
There he gets there. If it gets him over across the line, it can be very relevant.
Yep.
He has art. He doesn't have art,
Right.
so he doesn't care as much.
The
But
sight phase. Oh, I got a CP, by the way, at the beginning of my turn, so I'm up to 9.
Yeah,
I'm up to 9. You're only at 10.
that is correct.
So,
That's only 10-sided dice. You're gonna need more dice.
it's a lot more CP than we had at the start of last game. I think last game both players started with like 5.
Again,
may want
taking
to
multiple
CP.
detachments. For
Yeah.
multiple,
High Tyrant.
many
He was down to like
Tyrant
3 or
on
4.
my,
something crazy like that.
Terminators?
What you got to do? I won him the game. Well, it's the right move.
Yeah.
So let's bring these guys this way.
Warp time.
Warp
Classic.
time, classic.
Just an extra movement in the psychic phase.
They are
Yeah.
not right against the wall. That's why this guy's
And they
taking
are
hard.
still able to charge after that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Some of those extra movements do weird
They
things
do.
to that.
Warp time is a particularly powerful one.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it comes with the cost of you need to bring a psyker who knows it, who then
Yes.
successfully casts it, and it doesn't get denied. Like that, there's enough steps that it's reasonable. I just
you could
check
spend
it.
a CP, and that's kind of the interesting thing about Chaos Space Marine psychic powers. I don't know if every faction has this rule, but Chaos Space Marines can spend a CP to get the Psyker spend a CP to replace one of their spells for that turn with any spell from the, I believe it's the like standard psychic powers, not the demon. There's two.
Yeah.
There's two
Yeah,
spell
yeah.
lists. There's one that's all about demons, and there's one that's like the
Actual like normal
scary chaos
Yeah, yeah.
magic. They can always replace one of their spells with scary chaos magic for one turn.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
even if,
I don't know how many actually have that, but that's a really cool ability that lets you be a little more flexible.
yeah, it's why I can like take, for example, you can take Masters of Possession who have the Malefic. I believe it's called Malefic
Yeah.
Discipline off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Which is the demonic one, and so, but that applies to them. So every now and again, I have my Master of Possession go, and now I do something crazy from the sorcery school, and shoot it off, and
Yeah.
it's really good. You can get a lot. You can get a lot out of
You
it.
can get a lot of value if you pick the right spell at the right time. Funny how this game rewards knowledge and skill and
Oh yeah.
good decision making.
No way.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? We got Dire Avengers hidden in that building.
Yeah.
So there's one orange cube. What do you think it would take to charge? And I'm going to work on my other movement stuff, dude.
I think you have to get behind them. 'Cause there's a gap.
That's fine.
So, I mean,
Yeah, like, so if he were to fight from behind this wall right here.
I think you have to get in the building,
Okay,
which I don't think you can make.
that's fine.
I think your only option is this.
Excellent. Loving it.
Talking about some
He's
distances
going
to make sure they know what they can
on
do.
my Terminators
Yeah.
for +1 to hit, and it goes
Super got it.
And that takes a 7.
+1 to hit.
So
we
now,
got. I can't remember.
like I
what the
mentioned,
spell is.
shooting phase.
+1 to hit.
Prescience.
Prescience. That's what it is. That is a really good spell. So we're gonna probably see some multi meltas going off here.
All right,
So
we
he's
got,
he's using his Blastmaster right
Yeah.
now. 2d3 shots.
right.
Not bad.
And then
Strength
-1
8.
to hit because of the
Yep. Hitting on 4s.
shooting on 3s. Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Ooh.
Not what you hope to see
That's
if you're
that
the
is a
Emperor's
deep
Children.
sigh from our Emperor's Children player. Can we go over the names again?
Let me pull that back up.
It's a weird thing.
I believe that it's Benjamin Benjamin Miller
What potential shots are
on the Emperor's Children, and Daniel Moscato on Eldar.
I'd give you 2 of these. You can see through into here. Your other guns are sticking out.
Yeah.
Deep side from Benjamin after that one.
So to get up to this guy, it's 4 inches or
I
so.
want to be able to say these guys' names, of course.
And to get over to that is 4 inches or so.
Yeah, so technically if you got right here, it would be both. Yeah, so you would engage both of them.
Great. Okay.
Let's see what we're doing.
Here. So I think for shooting the Rangers, I've got. You said these 2 guys.
Yeah, I think there's the front 2.
Looks like he's getting those Raptors to shoot their pistols into the Pathfinders.
No, I think he's talking about Terminators over there,
okay.
into the center group. Because they were talking about line of sights there.
-1 to hit, right? Okay. Yeah, so hitting on a 2, wounding on a 2, 1 at AP4. And then I'll have 6 bolter shots, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, because you're toughness 3, right?
That prayer coming in handy, getting a couple extra hits in there.
I don't know what that guide for roll that. Okay, that's cocked. And 1.
Ugh.
Oh, bad rolls. Oof.
Killed a man! All right. Dude, that was like not a very big shooting phase for me.
Yeah, you rolled very bad.
That was
Yes. Yeah, rolled 6 dice, only rolled 1,
4 up.
1 3 up.
Oh yeah, because it's strength 4, toughness 3.
Yeah.
That's just
That
rough.
was rough. Oof. Big oofs.
And is there anything else that you think I could declare over there?
I don't think so. 'Cause the only thing that's actually on the wall and stuff.
Oh.
Roger Dodger.
So I think you got to get
Emperor's,
is there anything else on the middle level
Emperor's
that I
Children
would
from
have? 'Cause I
Ben
think
here.
there's
He's
room
a
behind your
little bit
tank.
low steam there
Technically,
from
what
that
is
opening
technically my
salvo.
spiders, but they can move 6 inches. So they can just move to a place you can't get to.
Okay.
So I just scoot them slightly away from the wall again.
That's fine.
Because I did position them weird, but I can tuck them in more if I give you charge. Because they can move 6 inches when charged.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. So I think I'll split my charge then into both the
Right there. Right here.
yeah.
Okay. So,
And you're looking at I
So
think
yeah,
it's
the tip is right here. So I'd say yeah, about an 8 to get there.
Okay, great.
But because you're charging them on a 2 up, they make you slower.
So I get a -2 to charge?
Yeah. Yes. So you get a -2 to charge and D3.
Elder coming in with a
One
charge
more.
charge reduction.
Okay. So someone takes a wound,
Yeah, mortal wound.
and now you're saying my
and-
charge goes to a 10?
Correct.
That sounds
That's once per
terrible.
game.
Okay.
And
So far-
only those 2 have it. That one doesn't have it.
Okay. So
Rangers being sneaky.
I'm
Rangers
going
being
to
Rangers.
charge with these guys into
I find it interesting
as
just
declared, requiring a 10.
Yep.
how
I got a 5.
Oh, I'm glad I did.
I'm going to spend 1 CP for
Make
Honor the
1 a
Prince
6.
to make
1 a
this
6.
3 a 6.
Yep.
11,
Then
and
that
that
is
gets
yeah,
there.
there it went. It gets there.
That's
Some
a neat.
range.
So he needed
Some
a
guys over
10
this way.
Yeah.
and
Very long string.
Using that stratagem, get in there up to 11. He's going to be tying up both fire prisms, I think I heard, and the ranger.
This guy's
Yep.
got a chain fist, so, I
so
care about
importantly,
him a lot.
he's got those
This
Terminators,
guy
that
only
10-man
get
unit
one
of
tier in there.
Terminators he's got
So,
in melee
So you can probably get
with 2 different units.
front.
He's
probably
going to
get
be
3
probably
units in
trying
there, I
to
think.
kind of spread them across
And then
the.
he can go all the way over to here, and then I can rank up.
And then just start tiering. Well, if you're not within half an inch, so you wouldn't be able to get more in there.
But I'm within engaged range of my own guys, right?
Yeah. So, but in the have more.
But we're talking about engage
in
range. So
range,
speaking
half
of
an
engage
inch,
range,
within
it's
half an inch.
within 1 inch,
Definitely
within
not
1 inch.
Right.
So
Expanded from previous edition.
They're within
yeah,
an
expanded
inch,
from
so
previous edition,
only
which used
those
to be
3
half an
can
inch.
swing there.
So now it's if you're within
guys
1
can
inch of
come
a
all the way
guy
around the corner,
who's within 1 inch
right?
of a guy.
You can hit them.
So
Not that close.
it kind of makes it so that 2 layers of Terminators can hit, but for smaller
guy right
models
there.
like Guardsmen, it
And
needs
I'll
like
put one
3
guy
deep.
right there.
Right, which is
guy.
probably particularly relevant with the Howlin' Banshees and the transport at the top of the map. Though I think
yeah,
it is
no,
a pretty
I'm not
small
worried about that. I
squad,
just
so
wanna
it's
make sure I
not
don't
likely to
lose
come up.
coherence.
It
Yeah, I'm
is.
saying you don't need to dedicate a lot of movement to that for a lot of guys. To that.
9 to here.
Yeah. So see, he doesn't need to, like they were just saying, he doesn't need to dedicate a lot of Terminators to that Pathfinder squad. There's like obviously there's 3 guys left in it. So what he's going to do is he's going to kind of spread them along that kind of horizontal path there to kind of get both units.
Yeah.
And
10-man. It is a 10-man.
I would not have actually put my wound there on that. unit.
Wound had to be decided a while ago.
Charge my warp talent into those.
It would have been nice if he could have gotten
See, the
into
problem
the
is
other.
if that
Yeah.
unit dies, those 2 other guys die too.
Yeah.
Take 2 or no, 2 dice down. 2 dice down. Yeah, they're 1 wound.
And even with a -2, regardless regardless of whatever that other die is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Even if you're within 1, I'm within.
Pretty sure within 3 inches. You can roll it if you want to see where you want to go. That's up to you. Okay.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
And some warp
I think what he's
raptors or warp
I
talons.
think what he's banking on right now with the Terminators is that he's banking on consolidation, bringing his Terminators
Yeah,
back up
probably.
into a solid group.
I mean, there's a good chance that's going to happen because those Rangers aren't exactly.
They're not the toughest guys that are going to take that fight. And being Emperor's Children, he's going first in this melee. I mean, he's charging, so obviously he's going first. But even then, he's going first in melee, no matter what. Consolidation.
Pylon, but yeah.
Pylon. Sorry,
Consolidation's the end, but
at the end.
yeah, he's piling. He's being very careful about how he's piling in, trying to make the most of that big unit.
Yeah, it turns out a Terminator can be really fast when you use the rules correctly.
Also, being
Slash
related and having an extra 2 inches of movement at the start of the game helps too.
Yeah. That Terminator moved, I think, like 30 inches this round. The guy booked it.
Yeah, 14, 25, 28.
Yeah,
28 inches.
Yeah, that was close.
Covered 28 inches in a turn with Terminator.
You can do it.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's a fast Terminator.
Like, those Terminators are intimidating to begin with.
Already, right? Like,
yeah.
8 foot tall giant dude in mech armor, you know, you're like, oh, I'm so dead. And then he moves like, proportionally like...
He's sprinting like Usain Bolt at that point.
Yeah, right? Like, he's just like faster, you know, he's like 30 inches.
There's
like,
jet bikes I know that go slower than that.
Yeah, they're like motorcycles that don't move that fast in this game.
I mean, I think the cap I get on the Reaver jet bikes for Drukhari is 24 because we can't charge after our advance.
That Terminator ran farther than your jet bikes could. That guy
How does that make you feel?
No, he's going to hit on 4s. Because it's the natural -1 and then takes it down into -1. So he'll hit on 4s. And I gave them +1 attack. So he has 3, and then he gets 1 extra for Fabius.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Well, he starts with 2, 1 for the charge, 1 for Fabius.
Yep.
So he'll be hitting you on 4s.
Checks out.
And then I got a 6, so that's going to become
Man, poor Ben. His dice
just I def the false Eldar.
That turned out okay with this.
That turned out by like average.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, it's
I don't guess. So
Okay,
one of those things where I'm seeing a lot of 2s out of his dice. He's got a pair of 2s.
And then I will swing my
that.
other 3 guys.
You know, I just sometimes I've seen. Oh my God, there's so many times I've played this game where you get such a, you're like, this is so gonna go my way, and you're like, ha, just 1s and 2s, and you're like, I'm gonna smash these dice. They're dead to me.
So I got that 2 misses.
Yeah. Special rule, Icon of Excess.
I have a +1 to hit.
5-ups. Give him exploding. He has exploding 5s and 6s.
They have an Icon of Excess, so 5s explode.
Okay, the Icon excess. That's fine. That's
And
all I
then
needed
they
to know.
have depressions,
Okay.
but you negate the depression, so I'm back to 5s.
Yeah, I just didn't know I didn't know the Icon excess.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4 extra
The Icon of
hits.
Excess is incredible.
And then I'm
for
wounding
melee
you
arms.
on
Yeah.
5s,
Rerolling.
5s, and re-rolling.
Can see it doing
Very
work.
good. I run one on my Terminators and on my
Yeah, you do.
my melee squad
good roll, though.
of just
And
standard
then pull
Chaos
these,
Space
pull these,
Marines.
pull these, pull these, pull
It's
these,
good.
pull these,
It's
pull
good.
these, pull these. So that looks like this many thus far. I'm just going to scoot them to the
and
side
reroll.
so we stay in the little window of visibility. And then,
No, not a great conversion, but I'll take it.
so that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 at AP2.
I have 1 save, so I'll roll 8 of these and then see what happens. Okay, so 5s. Wow, he is super dead.
Okay.
Unless I...
Super dead.
Well, they're only 1 damage each.
I know, he has 6 wounds though, and 6 failed. I'll command reroll.
Okay.
We got a command reroll in. We're gonna see if we can. He's trying to save. I think he's fighting him.
Node?
No.
Oh, man, that would have been juicy.
Oh,
The top guy might explode. If the top guy explodes, that's like your whole army.
Oh no, that was the Wave Serpent. Okay.
No, that's a fire prism down there.
Fire
The
prism.
wave,
Sorry,
Yeah.
fire prism.
the wave serpent's up at the top.
Yeah.
Second-
Sorry, my.
So second,
Eldar Brainian's on.
No, I'm
one, the
deep-seated
champion with a
terror
fist, and then one
visions
lightning.
from when Wave Serpents could
So champion
one-shot
with
all my crisis suits.
Yeah, and also
Back
never
when-
take damage.
Yeah, and never get hit back.
They were tough to
Look,
take
this
down
is
for a
why I
while.
have the story about my Crisis Suits punching a Wave Serpent to death, okay? It was very satisfying.
Cathartic almost.
Yeah, well, it was back when instant death was a thing. When
Yeah.
you would, you know,
Yeah,
Crisis
yeah.
Suits only had 4 toughness, and Wave Serpent Laser had 8
8.
strength. So my friend would be like,
On two.
all my Crisis
Put those
Suits.
back. Big.
So that was not fun.
Go ahead, 5 times. And I'll lose you on 3s. No reason.
Chain fist into the.
Oh, flat 3 damage is only 3.
Oof.
Yeah, I can't say that.
All right, I mean, yeah, like I said, Ben is just not getting the best
Then after
rolls
that,
here.
I think I'm going to consolidate.
Yeah, you
3
can touch
inches.
some Dire Avengers if you want to touch some Dire Avengers.
I'm fine with touching some Dire Avengers. Hey, how's it going in here, fellas?
I don't really give a fuck. You touch Rangers. That's
I
whatever.
appreciate the amount of charisma and moxie we're
I'm
getting
gonna
out
say
of
hi
to
these guys. They
these,
can swing
these
back.
players.
They're fun.
These guys are fun,
They're here to have a good time.
which you can appreciate. I mean, I appreciate that about
Oh,
players.
they are actually going to resolve the attacks against the Rangers. They almost forgot.
Good.
I think.
I was looking at some of that. I was like, that's
Say,
an
hey, how's it
interesting
going?
choice to leave the
least I
weak
can
link
still
in the
scoot
middle.
You can scoot. Can you fall back and do all the things with battle focus?
Not with Battle Focus, but one. There's a stratagem for all Eldar. Just one thing could do that.
Nice. 10 attacks into those guys. These are going to be hitting on 2s and 4s explode. So that is
Fours
AP2?
explode.
Yeah,
Oh my
you got
god.
it.
I'll pick
2,
them up.
3, 4.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's Cannon Space
They-
Marine
they-
stole an
they're
old
getting no
army
save,
book.
so-
Okay,
Yep,
great.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
they
Get their mortal
explode
wounds
on a 5+, not a 5+ unmodified.
Yeah.
So that +1 to hit actually does affect that too.
It's so good. It feels so good, man.
Yeah, I do think that was a good change
I just
though.
forgot how good it was. I just,
Yeah, that will probably be going away in a month when you guys get a new
Oh,
book.
yeah, of course. I mean, but we're also going to get, all of our guys are going to get what,
2
2 wounds,
yeah.
3 attacks.
Yeah, no,
minimum.
it'll be a lot better.
It'll feel good.
Because they're lightning claws.
I'll pick them up.
And then that's going to be 1, 2, 3 extra. Okay.
That is.
They killed the Marine. You totally did with mortals on my charge. You monster.
All right, I'm going to get my attacks back from Dire Avengers.
Rangers.
Might have just, those Rangers
Yeah,
might
do
have
it.
actually just made their points back.
It's
by
gonna
that
be great.
One
Don't
mortal
sell yourself
wound
short,
it
Daniel.
cost.
So,
goodness.
21 attacks. 2 each, and then +1 for the X-Arc.
I mean, it's a melee back from the Aldar here. Let's see
Yeah, I
how
think
they
it's the
do.
Dire Avengers, which aren't exactly known for their melee combat.
They're not famed for it, that's for sure.
But,
you know, if they
eh,
got if
something.
you threw some dire swords on
You're
them,
only
it
one
might
of them
be
'cause
okay.
Bill can.
I don't think he did.
Oh shit! I had
More
this
importantly,
right blade camera.
it's free
And you
swings
have
back
such
because you
beautiful hair.
consolidated into them. You take what you can get.
See,
Sure.
that's a problem I don't struggle with.
I'm not
Virtually
faulting
no
you for
hair.
it. We're just going, oh,
5.
maybe. See if he gets anything out of it.
It's a good roll.
Wounding on 5s, I
give me
believe.
7.
Yeah,
Two
one
ups
on
there.
5s and then 2 up
7
saves.
2-ups? Yeah. I believe you're going to murder at least one of my naders.
There's the one guy who's got a wound on him, so maybe. Kill the one dude with the wound on him. Oh, you might lose 2 to coherency.
I thought this guy would be still in there, but
I mean, you can consolidate.
I do need to consolidate with these guys.
so
You're right.
They would
Thank you.
definitely die.
Okay.
Yeah. How many ones are in there?
Dan,
Oh, 1,
you're
2,
too
3,
nice.
4,
I would have let him die.
Wow.
I'm okay with this.
And their names
Benjamin
are Dire
is-
Avenger Cena.
Yeah, god dang.
Goodness.
He's dead.
Benjamin
enough
is
to make you
being
take him off.
punished by his
Man,
dice.
I called it
That's only on
early
the
on,
6,
and I
but-
was not wrong. There's
there's
a
the
curse on that
Oh, they are?
man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
This
is
firing champion. So
brutal.
this firing champion makes a 9.
Brutal.
I mean, I can double check. How about I double check?
Lost 3 Terminators in that melee.
Can't hurt, right?
Yeah, buddy. But other than that, that's my turn.
I'm not picking that up.
I'm.
Gone forever.
No,
I mean, I think those Dire Avengers just made their points back like immediately, like with that one melee.
Okay, that one better than I thought.
quite possibly.
Yeah, man. You totally like punched the.
I mean, to be fair, he lost the fire breath and all that, so you know.
All right.
So, is that your turn?
This is by no
you
means
took
gone in
Strangler.
any direction.
No,
but
but
that is
I-
not
I-
what you
I-
want
I-
to see
I-
when you're like, let me tag these guys, and they go and you.
Seriously.
You're making it difficult. Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Champions 9. Terminator Champions 9.
Okay, you're good then.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he has anybody on
All right, my
that
turn.
center objective,
Hold
so I don't think he even
Hold
gets
roll.
stranglehold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
Unless he has
No,
something
no, no,
on
he's
that.
got guys. He got guys.
Are you
on
all
Oh,
focused
okay,
up? Let
okay.
me see. Let's
Yeah.
do some scoring. I'm not going to assassinate anyone yet, but I will strangle for 3 and I will long war for 3.
Yep.
And the mission-specific primary, I will get for 2.
Yes, you do.
Right.
For holding 1 in no man's land.
Yep. So that was
How
a
wonderful.
good first turn. You probably would have liked to see a few better dice rolls.
Yeah.
But it was
see
a
what the hell
very
happened.
What do you
productive.
claim 9 points? You say 9 points or 6 points?
It was
Well, first command phase is
three,
my
I think it
warp
was 8 points.
8 points. Okay.
2 for the primary, the mission primary, because he has 1 in No Man's Land. 3 for Long War and 3 for.
Yeah, the warp
Stranglehold.
spiders will
there you
reroll
go.
hits from him.
Good start, and then 10 points for a painted army.
Storm.
Yep.
Can you put a dice right?
We appreciate a painted army. I mean, I'm guilty of not having a fully painted army. So.
Me too.
Is there anything in here?
Not anymore.
But-
I don't play in tournaments.
Everybody back
There's a
in.
lot of reasons why I don't play in tournaments, but
1, 2, 3, 4,
I would
5?
be pushing a lot harder to paint
So
it
this
if
is
I
yeah,
my
did.
yeah.
10-man squad.
There'd be a
But
lot
this
more
is
sloppily
separate.
painted
This is
models in
separate.
my army
This is
if I played
separate.
in
This is
tournaments all
separate.
this month.
This is separate.
So 1, 2.
Are you
3,
within 6 of
4,
Fabius?
5, 6. I can always back up the point.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I mean, if you're here, you're within 6 of Fabius.
Yeah, as long as I'm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. That's worth it. Yeah, because Marines are very squishy. So
Yeah. So you go up to 10, and then you go right back down to 7.
We do have
or
a
no,
psychic.
I was at a 9. Sorry.
Did you spend 1? Did you gain 1 in your command phase, right?
What did I spend a CPU? I rerolled. The one 5%.
Right. And so at the beginning of
I
your
spent
turn.
one minus 1 to hit.
Oh, okay.
So I spent 2 on your turn.
I got it. So you're down to 6.
Correct.
Spending
And then you're gonna tactical nuke me.
3 VP on a
that sounds
psychic storm.
Psychic
I don't
Storm.
think I need that.
See what that does.
It's a bunch of mortals.
I don't. Doom is nice. I can always spend a CP to get Doom.
I don't remember the exact rules of it, but more or less,
4 CP, I do up here.
he does it in the he declares it, and then in the psychic phase, other psychers can contribute, and then based on how many contribute, they can it increases the number of mortals it can do.
I mean, how many in his list? How many psychers does he have for?
I believe it is only 2,
It's only 2? Okay.
because he has a Farseer and then a Farseer on a bike.
Does a Warlock Council
much
count
issue
as
doing that.
separate psychers, or does it only count as
Motley
one
Queen.
solid psyker?
I am not sure how they're written in this book.
Okay.
With the new book, I'm not sure, but he does not have any of them.
He doesn't have one.
Do
so
R&D.
It looks like it's just yeah, it's
R&D
just
in
2.
your
It's 2 different Farseers.
Fire Prism's gonna scoot back.
One on bike and one not.
Well, I mean, he
back
meant
here.
like he said Doom and Fortune, and my like lizard brain activated in fear because
These
I
only
just
have a
remember
three-up
getting
Correct.
Very powerful spells.
by those spells. Oh, they're so good.
So 7-3.
They
With the small.
they're force multipliers for your army, and
They're
that's
incredible, and you put them on. You help out your Dire Avengers, and just things get
skinny.
shredded, man.
yeah.
Let's just bring it back with this. It fell back. I'm not going to CP to make a full back shoot. I have to do that on the Dire Avengers, so let's do that on the Dire Avengers.
I have to say this about Eldar players. I've never met a more
Down to 5, is that
optimistic
correct?
bunch
Actually,
of
do I even
players than Eldar players.
My name,
They really believe that they'll get there in the end, don't they? They have to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just are very confident in what they're doing. They're like, this is what my guy's for. This is what he's gonna do.
Here.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
not
I
bad.
really just fingers crossed.
Charge.
My units can only
Sure,
do
let's do that.
one thing, and when they do one thing well,
And they better do it.
yeah.
So-
They're not big on that all-arounder
No.
methodology that some of the other army, like Space Marines, are so proud of.
Gotcha.
Endless.
The other ones I've seen have the little tiny flag on them.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, they have a bigger hat. Those are new. Those are brand new. That's why. That's a new spell.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Still that.
My goodness. Yeah, that pile-in really.
I guess it's on the
I
Banshees.
hope it
over
didn't
there.
tag too many things.
Banshee's gonna get out.
I think he tagged some the Dire Avengers, and that was about it. And he had charged the 2 fire prisms.
Yeah.
The 1 fire prism fell back. The Dire Avengers also fell back and used a stratagem so they can shoot even though they fell back.
Ooh.
Fire prism can't.
Very tricky. Very
You
tricky.
could only use it
Here
once.
with the advance and fire and fade into that little pocket. Yeah, I think that's acceptable.
So we got some
Yeah.
jet bikes here.
Do I even need that though? Yeah, I kind of do. The 18,
Curious what
18
he'll
gets
do
the
with
back
them.
guy right
I mean,
here.
they still got that Farseer
we'll
you left
use
behind.
fate dice on advancing with spiders.
Okay.
So the farthest
Warp.
one gets about right there.
Okay.
Those
Very back
boulders
guy.
are fast. Yeah, those warp spiders
Metal models,
can
please.
really move
Stop.
it.
Wow.
Can play the objectives very well with that.
They're so top heavy.
No problem.
Are they
The
obsessed?
problem with all the
No, they're
No.
elites.
super top heavy.
Yeah.
The only I don't believe, short of maybe a relic, Let me check.
How many
what
mortals
the
is it within
Skyrim
6 inches
has.
of that thing?
What?
It doesn't look
Is
like he
D3
has it. I
mortals?
believe
It's
that
D3
there
unless
is
you do an
no
action.
remaining
and it's
obsec on the Eldar side of the field.
No.
I think it might have been just those 2 rangers.
Those ranger squads.
Can you do more than one?
Yes.
So you can do 2, so you could be doing D3 plus 2.
If I give
mortals?
up all of my spellcasts, yes.
Wow.
I might.
he's talking about what
Banshee's
Warstorm's
hopping
gonna
out.
be.
Yeah. Do I give up more psychic
3.
powers, or do I
Blow the crap
I'm
out
gonna
of
leave
these
you here
guys.
so that you can't deep strike right here.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've
It's-
never had Eldar use that on me. So
It's a
I
really
don't know.
neat stratagem. It's 3 CP, so it's not one you see a
Well,
ton of.
the Tau kind of
Okay.
gets something
They can
weird
advance
like
the
that.
charge.
Yeah,
get
they have
like
that
an
gun over the laser, basically.
It's never good. I've never.
The ability to throw your psychic into it to
I've-
enhance it makes this one somewhat usable, but it is still not exactly a
Yeah,
common
it's
use.
the Tau thing is
I don't wanna do that,
like you draw a line and
Yeah.
it's never that long and no one's packed that tight with a bunch
Yeah.
of units in it.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the
still
the orbital link cannon from Command and Conquer Generals. If you played that game,
Like, wow, look at this cool thing. Yeah, it does nothing.
Yeah.
Top this
Okay.
off and...
but it looks pretty.
It looks cool. That's how I feel about it.
Does it look like you have a Farseer down there as well?
I keep wanting it to be that thing from
Of course,
Gears
here,
of War.
but down there, yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna
lasers
pop the
or
top
the
off in a second.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is... No,
Man, that's a game I haven't played in a while.
Blast from the past, huh?
Yeah.
Bahra.
But yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot. There's quite a number of stratagems that are kind of like that are big,
Yeah.
scary stratagems that they do nothing. Man.
Moving Barath up,
Recharge.
the Phoenix Lord
Did
of
you
the
guys make
Swooping
me play
Hawks.
last year?
No,
Sure.
but all
You're an old
Emperor
book, they
Children
don't
fight
have,
first.
like-
As all Phoenix Lords are, he's pretty hard to take off the table. They have I think it's a 3 wound cap per round,
Yeah.
per phase.
Per phase. They're very tough. Always, I think the latest codex really buffed a lot of them, and a lot of people.
I've
really-
seen a lot more of them in play, which I'm happy to see because they have some nice
Always.
sculpts.
And the Phoenix Lords are so cool to me. Like
Yeah.
I like their lore and stuff as well. I just
Yeah.
you're like I want these guys to be like the best.
Yeah, and all of them are good, and the Drukhari definitely have the best of them. Let's be real, we all know who Drazar is.
Yes. God, Drazar's so good. I
He's
thought
so
last year
That's
that
terrible.
he was all over this tournament last year. I mean, every list
yeah.
had him.
Somehow he's only like 165 points.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about it last year.
Why the hell is he
Shamer
only
just-
100?
Yeah, he's massacre stuff, and he's like, oh, I'm only.
And see what's
I've seen him
measure
take
what's
down
closest, seems
full-on
to me.
knights by himself.
Yeah,
Because-
yeah, he's like a half their price. Like if
Or
that.
or,
Oh, that
or
one was
less.
closest.
Yeah, or
Way
less.
out there.
Because if it was a
Huh.
full set, I think it was one of the Castellan, one of the more shooty large
Yeah.
knights, and it's
Mid-strike.
like, oh, that's
They shoot on death if I
480
stab them.
points.
Yeah, it's just like he's like Bop
Nasty.
walks up to him.
Yeah.
You know, and Barathron, I've heard great things
I
about
guess I
him.
have
He
to
has
be around the corners.
incredible. I mean, when I last was playing and my friend used him against me, Barathron could deep strike,
Yeah, that's real tricky.
And then
throw a bomb, and then leave.
This was easy.
that just
So
sounds
Could
like
not,
obnoxious.
literally could not hit him. He just did not.
I mean,
You did not
better
exist
I
on the
tell you
table
now,
long enough.
And
didn't
then you're
exist
like,
on
oh,
your
no.
turn. You
Yeah,
could not
I
shoot him. You
appreciate
could
that,
not
my
fight him.
guys. That
The
would've
only
been
time you can
very
ever
And
do
I'm like,
anything
yes,
is
and
when
I
he
also
chose
do
to
your guys.
melee you.
That's
That was it.
obnoxious.
It was.
I don't think he's quite that obnoxious anymore,
Yeah.
but
It's fine. It's fine. He didn't. You know, as much as it was scary, he didn't do that much damage.
Yeah.
So it was kind of more of a like,
They ignore cover.
stop. I lost a
Please-
fire warrior.
please don't.
You know,
just please don't.
please stop. Are you happy with your life, Mr.
Jump dude.
Mr.
Are you
Pew
happy
Pew?
now?
I think I might just kill Bile.
Can you stop, please?
You can do that. I don't have much to stop you. I mean, I just had my
It's
first
got a lot
turn.
harder knowing that they shoot on death. I
Eldar's
was like, oh, I'm gonna just
complicated.
wipe them out with spiders. Cool.
Distinct, very powerful thing about
Eldar's
those
got all
Marines,
sorts of stuff. I
they
haven't played
can
him in
shoot
about
their guns when
10
they
years, so
That's a little bit terrifying.
at full ballistic skill and
It's the
everything.
learning
If you
experience, right? That's
kill,
why I'm here.
if they're in melee, they'll fight too. If you kill them,
Okay.
So they can charge you, fight you, you kill them, then they fight you
I just hit
again,
1-3.
Yeah.
and then they die.
Still. How many shots do I have each?
So
That is
noise Marines, very
and
scary
D3
guys.
for the
makes them
blast
hard to
master.
take off to trade favorably into them at all.
They
You gotta punch
typically
a
earn their
spider
points
in there.
back.
Yeah, there's 10 spiders there.
Okay.
frankly, I'm really surprised this guy isn't running, vehicles or anything like that. More just in the sense that, not like.
I think I let them be because if I get the good charge
anything
here,
to
you
like
won't
have
really
like a
get shot
back
again.
line to stand
Yeah.
there.
Are they
It's nice if you have obliterators to just stand on the backfield. They don't move
Blast
very
Master,
fast
assault
anyway.
On the Sonic Blast.
He has Havoc somewhere
That's
on the
weird.
board, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he kept them in reserve somewhere.
Yeah, I
I
can't really
can't
quite
tell.
tell at the moment, but I have a feeling it might be this guy's in the bottom left.
It's possible, but
Those might just
no.
be normal
I think those are just normal Marines. Because they had the Reaper autocannons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
List.
they might still be in reserve. I'm not.
I think I might.
Can't quite.
Do you
tell.
mind-
Yeah, I didn't
do you mind
catch
if I undo the
whether they
advanced
said anything in
Okay.
reserve.
12 inches gets me right here.
It's fine.
Yeah, the back. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I didn't advance. Is that fine? 'Cause
That's fine.
that completely changes.
I'm just looking at how many more units you got in this box of Destiny. I think it's just the character and the Dire Avengers. Is that true?
on the bottom floor. Yes.
And then the Banshees are on the bottom
Box
floor.
of
I think
Destiny is
I'm,
what he's
I think I'm just
calling
gonna
the
go for.
Pretty good name for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Couple
Not all the
Farseers and a
buildings,
bunch of
there's
his
closer, but,
aspect warriors.
Oh yeah.
Eh.
No.
That box was going to determine a lot about this game.
Well, it looks
I
like
gotta stay- I gotta
we're
stay in that shape, so
these
I
warp
gotta
spiders look like they're gonna shoot into these.
Warp Talons, I think. Or, I don't know, whatever's in that building.
Yeah,
6
whatever's in that
inches.
building. I suspect. See, the thing is that I think Ben's army
the
is so
front-
custom tailored
five
that
inches, yeah.
it's kind of
Four.
hard to tell what
Front four
he's
goes, okay.
doing from our angle.
Closer.
Um,
I think I can look
I
at
do want to actually get a look at his army because
Yeah.
I think it would be
Rest
really
is graphics.
interesting. Just as it
Okay.
is.
It looks good.
The
let me
custom
pop
bases.
here.
are
Oh,
getting
let me pop this off.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
a
it
little...
lot. Oh, there we go. We can see what's in there. Look at that.
Hey, look. People.
Pop these.
4
elves
elves
out of
might
combat.
die soon.
So I already spent the CP to say they can fall back and shoot. Of course, here you can't really get shot as long as I pop you out of the wall. Oh, actually, I want you to still be within 14 of, or 24 of like this point here. So just a little time. Not too much back.
Excuse me.
Oh, same thing with this dude.
So what he's trying to
would've
do
been
right
wrong.
now is like try and keep his
Super
Farseer
awkward.
back and away from combat, but also
line
within
of sight
range
required
to be able
on
to
that
fire
24
warp
inches?
storm off.
Yeah.
I've
I think he's hoping to get a lot of work done between the or by the warp storm in that cluster that he has in that center building. 'Cause he has noise marines, maybe something else in there, and the I'm pretty sure that's warp talons
Oh,
along
looks
the
good.
back of it, next to his
I'm gonna
sword.
top off because I don't think I'm gonna
He's
have
got
to go.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's
Also,
got
it'll be
that.
better
Not
for
fire crystal. Why
That's
have I messed them up?
Oh,
All right,
The
now,
wave
now I
serpent
just
up
have to move
there.
the jet. I think I throw it somewhere.
Did you catch what he extorted?
Five fire dragons, 5 howling
whatever you gotta do.
banshees.
Right here is
That's gonna be fun for
being
to
like
see
deep strike,
around
and
a
now
little
you're like my whole.
And moving that Crimson Raider up too.
Frankly, he might want to just drop them off right now so
doing
that
mine
they
too.
can go kill those Terminators.
We'll have to see what he does with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. He kind of needs to push onto some of those
We'll go
objectives
psychic.
now.
I think I'm gonna do the bomb.
This Terminator's moving that fast and that far this early into the game. That is incredibly disruptive.
Yeah, I think he had to really change his plans here, but
Yeah.
he's
I-
adapting.
Frankly, I would be surprised if I saw Terminators come at me that fast.
You're,
What are Terminators? These big small things.
Psychic.
So you
2 wounds
say.
apiece.
So
for
you
free.
say, I believe
2
you
and
are
then extra.
mistaken.
There's 8 wounds there.
I thought those Terminators
so
were
psychic.
going to come in deep strike when I first saw the list. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's deep striking these. Guys. No, apparently he's running
We'll
them.
do
and
one power
he's really good at it.
That goes off. I'm farther back now, so you still can't deny
Please
me.
roll in our dice tray.
That's gonna do
Hope.
D3 plus 1, and this guy's gonna guide. Oh, I should roll over here. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
yep, got
Hey,
it. Yeah.
it's almost like he heard me.
Guy doesn't draw.
He didn't, but it's almost like he did.
I will use my relic reroll.
Okay. I'm going to re-roll on that when it was only a 5.
Add
Yep, 7.
Guided, and then do.
Guiding. Now we're doing
I wish I had used the.
Oh no, Snake
Do I need
Eyes.
Doom? I don't think I need
Does
Doom.
he ignore peril?
Yeah, all Farseers ignore perils. They used to have
Series
Feel
are
Pain,
so
now
good.
it's just.
Yeah, they're so good.
I don't think it's supposed to.
Ignoring
to reroll that.
perils.
It's only like a 50-50 chance to get it. So.
Sure.
All right. So time for that to go off.
I'm ready.
So everything's gonna take D3 plus 1.
On a 2 up for these guys,
Two
right?
up. Goes off.
Okay, D3 plus 1 is 2.
2. So 2 die.
Goodbye. You're so handsome, but you're gonna have
Fortunately, Chaos Space Marines still only have 1 wound on them.
to go 4 up, right? Yep. So no.
So sad. It's so sad.
2 on these guys. Is that right?
And mortal wounds is 4.
So
Or sorry, 3. 4 becomes the 3 equals 2 plus 1. So
okay.
3.
So I'll take my 2 Blastmasters and this guy, and I'm gonna shoot at your
These are
Shoot on
naturally
death.
not gonna hit.
naturally -1 to hit. Awesome. I think I'll.
Do you want me to finish resolving this before you do that?
Sure, that's fine. This guy,
That guy?
4 up. Nope. These guys, 2 up.
Oh, wow.
No, I didn't see.
No, that was a 1.
And then Fabius.
Wow, that was bad.
Okay, great.
That was a lot of bad rolls.
I'm strangely comfortable with this.
Yeah, that was not worth it.
That was a
Okay.
tight moment. We were going to see how much those Eldritch.
All right.
Much
So,
that Eldritch Storm was going to do. It turns
yeah.
out it hit none of the characters, and not even the
Baharath
low
is the
cultists
closest.
either.
Yeah,
to the
I think
Taskmaster,
I
so I was
think
gonna
the
kill
grand
that.
total
Yeah, shoot
of
him.
what it did was 2
2d3?
Warp Talons and 3 Noise Marines.
3 Noise Marines.
Questionable. That's
3 CP, 5 models.
Was he have a 2 up or
seems
3 up?
less than great.
I mean, they are Chaos Space Marine models, so they're a little.
I think
they're a little
the guy who's
expensive.
right here.
so
No,
it's-
but the other two. Yes.
You're
Okay,
not getting the
great.
worst
2
points per maneuver,
2d3,
but I don't know.
shots
if
and
That's
Baharath.
not what he was hoping for when he pulled
Is
the
3.
trigger on it, though.
and I'll be hitting on
No.
3s, right?
Yes. Toughness 4.
And not only that, but
And I'll be
the
wounding on
Noise Marines are going to
2s.
shoot at you when you kill them.
Yeah.
Though,
1 at AP2.
poor Ben.
Good.
Nice. And then the
Ah.
3 blast or the
Can't
3 blaster guys, I will pump into spiders. Okay. Hitting on all those will hit, and then wounding
Well,
on
blasters
3, so
are-
cover 3. Is that true? So 3, no AP, no cover.
Yeah.
3. We're good. Oh no!
Oof.
I had a plan.
Didn't you have 2 more?
The dice are really not going
Didn't you
anyone's
have one
direction
other? No shot
in
with
kind of an odd way.
Oh, 2 blast
3
masters.
shots
Gotcha.
for the
Gotcha.
this D3.
Progression to the mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
That was the end of the psychic phase.
Daniel Dunk getting a lot of wounds on his
guess
Eldritch
I have to
Storm,
throw
and
Dire Avengers, 'cause then
unfortunately,
I
those
accidentally killed that with the
Noise Marines
Bolton.
scoring
I just
no
can't shoot
hits
that beat.
on their
Pretty
revenge
bad.
strikes for getting killed.
Let's do that.
Alright, looks like the Dire
That'd be
Avengers
pretty
is
silly.
unloading into those Terminators.
Oh,
Let's see
we'll
how they
see.
can weather the storm.
So 33 shots there. 10, 15.
Well, the Dire Avengers, they get the Shuriken Rending, right? Where,
They're guided to-
Yeah, 6 to
Okay.
wound are extra AP.
yep, extra minus 3.
I can so-
Minus 3 AP.
3, so we're rolling everything.
Now minus 2. So we'll
Still
see.
makes a huge difference into those Terminators.
Oh, obviously, I'm just,
How
you
much
know,
is my load
armor
want to
contempt.
go?
Oh, that was 3 CP for the things that took down to 2.
That, you already marked it.
Okay, great.
I'm excited.
Nope, that's great.
Debating if I want to do absurd amounts of exploding six. I will. No. 33
Maybe.
shots. If I
Paid in a CP expenditure to give himself
I'm gonna do
exploding
it.
6s.
Double exploding six. So two
A double
different
exploding. Okay,
exploding
Tesla version of
Great.
exploding 6s.
For
6s
UCB?
become 3
One
hits
each,
instead of
yes.
1.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what this means, but I'm looking forward to you telling me what happens.
So one's Blade Storm, that's for Shuriken weapons, and then the other one's Beal Tans.
Okay.
And Beal Tans is only for Aspect Warriors.
So that means on 6s you get
6
2
is
hits?
double explode, correct.
And then do those also count as auto wounds?
No, I'm not Hail of Doom.
Okay.
That is a custom craft roll.
Okay. I didn't know if your strat gave you an inside track.
The rerolls to hit.
So looks like we get 18 more, or 16 more hits. These 3 miss.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So
6,
for-
7, 8.
Yep.
Is 24 if they double explode? Or no?
Yeah,
Oh, I
24
see what you're
total.
saying.
Yeah. I need
Yes.
Total
what,
hit.
16 more days.
Oh, no,
7.
that's 24 plus
I'm just
whatever.
gonna reroll 9 because I only have 7 more days.
27,
So I'm just gonna roll 9
30,
wounds.
33, 36,
Same thing,
39. Something
Sure,
like
sure I'll fail that
44 hits from 33 shots.
It's hard to avoid phantom.
Oh, okay.
All right. Force.
Whoa.
Force to wound?
Force to wound.
I think if we were
Strike
chest
4
high,
was
it'd be a different
Shuriken
story.
weapon.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yeah, that it cost him some CP, but it's a lot of
fours
fire
are
coming out
AP2,
of that
I
unit.
believe you're just gonna take
We'll see
on
what
2
that
up
can do
on
with these
the rest
Terminators.
of
I mean, obviously 2 up
Okay.
and 5 up, 2
They
up
have
armor,
some
5
cut.
up invul.
Okay.
We're seeing
that
probably, I mean, even at the best time, I think the rending is only going to make it a 4 up for these
Yeah.
Terminators.
4.
But still, you know, that's 50% chance that Terminator is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
And they only got 2 wounds. You know, they're not.
And the 5s
they're
and
not the
6s
nice
both
beefy
do the
3
strike
wounds.
fire?
Correct. Because I spent
You know,
enough
Imperial
so 9
Terminator.
AP2s.
Nah, that,
Okay.
And then
So we'll see how these guys can do here.
14 AP4s. 14 at AP4s. Great.
impressed.
So 9 at AP2 will be 2-ups as advertised.
9 at AP2.
And I failed 2 of those, so one guy dies.
So we lost a guy already.
Oh, my spleen.
You just can't pull him because he wasn't uncovered.
Oh, you're right. I can pull this guy.
Anyone who was on
And
was
then
uncovered.
you said 14.
14 AP4s.
So those will be 4-ups.
Correct.
Great.
Jesus.
Blow.
God,
Decent roll.
That was a very good roll, though.
One more dead
1.5. Wow.
see, this is what I mean by like I'm
So
having
you
like
will kill
lizard
this
brain
guy.
flashbacks.
Oh,
to
what am I
just
looking at for
getting
coherency?
shot to
I don't think it's going to be
hell
an issue because
by
it'll go down to
Iron
5
Avengers.
models.
I mean, I just
Well,
never get
you'll just
plowed
like
over by these
those two
guys.
will die off no matter what. But I think I'm gonna charge them, so they'll die. They'll be attacked anyway.
Yeah, I'm just debating. I'll put the wound way back here and
Oh,
put these
goodness.
guys. You're charging from right there, which is fine. So you're going to kill somebody. So 2.5. I'll just pull these guys.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Okay. Here, there.
And then maybe you'll just
So-
murder them.
Let me. I'm not gonna move this. So. Just gonna put your dice right here, sir.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll do the shurikens first since they're easy. Since
I'm always
you
happy
have
to
it on guys.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
So many things.
And then 4s.
We're gonna have a visitor
1
come in and gotta help commentate with us today.
I wanted the big. I wanted the little gun to kill that first.
Yeah, I know.
Slide on in. Get the camera.
Yeah, see if we can
Oriented.
camera
A little
going.
bit.
Yeah.
1 AP4.
There, there I am.
So 1
Yeah.
4 up.
Just give your name.
Or that guy's 5.
What's up, I'm Eric.
Five up.
I was playing GSC, lost in round 1, so I'm on the stream now.
Rough start to the day and decided to have a
Yeah.
more fun
Did you
job.
win your second?
Yeah, I
second
wanted
match
to, yeah. So I paired an Andrew Gagno's Tau round 1, and that did not go great for the GSC. I played a Deathwing Dark Angels list round 2, and that went better. Won a pretty good game on that.
Yeah, we came over and saw you. You and him were really going at it. Like
Yeah,
late
yeah.
into the round.
Yeah, that's a slugfest because we're just charging each other. Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So that's a slugfest. We're just charging at each other. Like, he has really, really tough models. I have fast models that do a lot of attacks.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
just trade it up.
Yeah, just trading up, and then he obviously has less units than I do to trade with, so it's a great game.
That's just like a point calculation, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Right,
hemorrhaging
right.
faster?
Yeah.
And that Land Raider in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, our audience, you couldn't see this match, but the Dark Angel player, he just parked a Land Raider right in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it got touched.
he's a brave man for taking a regular Land Raider in the first place.
Yeah.
Actually, like, I was like, this is not bad. Like, it has the 5 Deathwing in it. Like, is it optimal? Probably not, but it was fun to play against. So,
That's good.
yeah.
So we've got right now, we've got Emperor's Children versus Eldar, Beal Tan. So not
Oh,
your
nice.
normal.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's not the Blade Storm or whatever the thing is with all
Hail
the
of
shooting.
Doom.
Hail
Yeah.
Doom. That's
Well, we just watched Blade Storm go off basically, but he doesn't have the obviously he doesn't have the Craft World trait for it. But he killed like 3 or 4 Chaos Terminators with one salvo. So
nice. So what is the Chaos player playing?
he's playing Emperor's Children. So he's loaded up on Noise Marines and super fast. We just watched these Terminators move 30 inches this round
That's awesome.
Yeah.
with
He's-
consolidation and stuff. And wrap
yeah, it
around.
was, there's apparently a strat that lets them get an extra 2 movement to their movement characteristic, include a warp time in there, and then
Nice.
he just flew across the board.
Oh man, I hope Warp Time sticks around in the new Chaos Codex.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
being able to double move and do
It's
stuff
such
like
an
that.
interesting power.
He was able turn 1 to charge Terminators up to a Warp Prison and kill it.
That's awesome.
Turn 1.
Yeah.
So it was very impressive. Unfortunately, then the Dire Avengers fought back and he rolled, I think, something like 4 1s on his armor saves against them, and just lost a couple of like 3
Terminators to
yeah,
Dire
like
Avengers?
five wounds.
That's rough.
5 wounds got through on the Terminators. He lost 3 dudes.
It was kind of rough.
It's kind of rough. We've seen a lot of this particular match has had a lot of like swings and roundabouts
Yeah.
as far as the dice are concerned, because man, we saw some bad rolls from both of them. You got the Eldritch Storm, and the Eldritch Storm only managed to pull like
4 models, 5 models.
4 or 5 mortal wounds out of it. So
And that's 3 CP down the drain too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was 3 CP, and it had the potential to hit like 5 or 6 units,
Yeah.
and pulled off 5 models.
yeah,
Man. Yeah, I was about to say could definitely be swinging with the double shooting Slanesh, and how fragile the Eldar can be, and how tough your Chaos Marines can be, even if they're just the 1 wound Chaos Marines.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're really seeing, like, that's what we were really hoping for, is like we were like, wow, this is like a not meta fight here. Like we're really seeing like something where 2 guys who are like, we're really doing something,
Different.
different. We're really seeing something interesting.
Yeah, the Biel-Tan, I don't even think I can tell you what their craft roll trait does.
Biel-Tan is minimum 3 on their battle focus move,
okay.
and 1 reroll to hit per time they're selected to shoot or attack.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It's a solid. It is a very solid one that I expected to see more of when they first printed the book, but I think it's just been a little bit overshadowed by Hail of Doom, and Uthway is also pretty popular.
Oh yeah, just Uthway's the big psyker.
Well,
right?
yeah, it's got Uthway's got like 3 or 4 very like reasonable powers. Like, they're not the flashiest of abilities, but it's got like 3 or 4 of them, and you look at it and you go, this is just a really good rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
We're not going to play into those. Like, freebooters aren't huge in the meta. Like, I played the freebooters or Tau, or even like a Hail of Doom Eldar is going to be really tough. So I think if you do play like one of those more fragile armies like GSE and like Eldar too, you need to really think about every shot my opponent's going to put into me. I need to figure out how I can mitigate it and, you know,
And plan for it.
My plan of being Twisted Helix and run real fast at them probably is not the answer.
it doesn't always work out for you.
Right.
So we got here on the in play, we've got a group of, see right there towards the middle on the right. That is a group of warp spiders that he pulled out of combat basically, and
oh, they are so good with how fast they can move around.
And they play objectives so well. I've seen so many. This is, I think, the first time I've ever seen 10 of them dropped in a single unit. I see so many 5-man units just to play like objectives, take the Nachman data, take the.
I'm surprised he didn't warp them out onto the point. I'm a little curious about that.
He's got to be planning to charge something with
My guess, it's either that or a fire and fade.
because they can move with all their Eldar jank. Yep.
There is obviously there's a unit in that middle building right there. I think those are just Noise Marines or Warp Talons. I think the Warp Talons are all dead right now, actually.
It looks like they've all been taken off.
We got Ben on Emperor's Children, and we've got Dan on Eldar. The Eldar reprisal for this incredibly aggressive maneuver we saw has been actually quite fierce. I wonder if Ben's gonna. He's trying to weather it, but it has been punchy.
Yeah, and it, like, especially this map, the way they set up the terrain, because they were using the player place, is really smart with this small ruin right there in the center, because that blocks line of sight with windows closed, so the Eldar player can hide some stuff behind there, and Ben's kind of done the same thing with that smaller ruin. But at some point, as you can see, you're going to have to come out on one of those 3 center objectives if you want to score primary, and I think the Eldar player can kind of just wait till the Emperor's Children player does that, and then counterattack, because he's so much faster.
We do have one of the secondaries is Long War, so the Ben's trying to, I think, try and engage on those objectives and get those points for them.
Because that gives him points every time he knocks an enemy unit off of him.
Right.
So warp spiders have now moved. Oh no, he was putting them down there. We see.
God, I forgot how fast they were.
God,
Move into the center, do some damage, and then just teleport down
out of there.
And set up for next turn, take that, because he has R&D.
Yep.
Yeah, those warp spiders are going to make sure you get all 12 of your points for R&D.
Yeah.
And that guy left behind right there in the middle is Barathron.
That's a rough character. You're not killing her. She's going to fly away every time she does something.
Oh, yeah.
Can only take 3 wounds. That's rough.
So, we were kind of talking about Phoenix Lords and just how they've kind of, in the new Codex, have really come back into play.
I've seen her showing up a fair amount. I've seen Caradron.
Karandras.
There we go.
All the names.
Caradron's the dwarves from Age of Sigmar. Oops.
Some people were taking Jane Czar and some majors overseas.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen her.
Jane Czar, she got a rework, and in Psychic Awakening actually was when she got her rework first in last edition. Man, she looked really cool. My girlfriend, she really likes Jane Czar. She was like, I want to run Wraith Lords with Jane Czar and stuff. It's like, go for it.
I haven't seen Mugen Ra show up yet, but that's because the Dark Reapers took a real big hit in this edition.
They used to be really good last edition. Oh, they were all over the place.
Paying for the sins of their past with shooting and firing, fading into wave serpents and all that craziness.
The ever-present pay for the sins of the past that shows up so often in the Games Workshop.
It's like Aberrants for GSC. They had the muscle beachless, and then GSC said, or I'm sorry, GW said nope.
No, not anymore.
They're not bad in the new Codex, but I think now with the new CP stuff coming out,
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to take them and give them the 5-up invulnerable save.
Which is what you really need to be able to do
to stay alive.
to make them worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the 3-1s. Very curious what some of these are.
Whose dice were they though? Let's see.
They were. It was definitely Ben rolling. I recognize the dice, but I don't know what they were rolling for.
I think there's some shooting going into that unit.
Yeah.
Of course, Noise Marines, they get a special rule. If you kill them, they can shoot their weapon off. A little bit like a Hellbrute, but they don't hit on like not on a 6, but on like they just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like all our players now just gonna flood the board.
Yeah, I think this reprisal was a bit more than the Emperor's Children could handle.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, like he's still got 4 Terminators up on top, and we'll see where things go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't catch if he has anything in reserve at the start of the game. I didn't catch it. If he.
Yeah. Don't know those there were Havocs were listed, but I didn't hear any go off in the first round. So I think he's probably actually kept the Havocs off the board until he's probably going to be on his next turn.
He just needs the bodies at a certain point.
Is this early since I'm just coming in?
This is still turn 1.
Oh, okay.
This is bottom of turn 1.
Man, he's fine. The Emperor's Chosen player's got it. He's got a whole game to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking we're a little further along.
No, their first round has been very eventful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, it's taken a while, so I guess.
Also, these dice rolls are
I just
just.
saw those 3-1s.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, what is going on? As far as like just luck. And he didn't move that Wave Serpent, so that Wave Serpent was just parked up there.
So the secondaries, do we have those for?
Yeah.
The two?
So the Eldar secondaries were Strangle, R&D, and Wrath of Cain,
Oh, okay.
which is the
get
get
two.
kills with the Aspect Warriors. You get 1 point if you get a kill in either melee or ranged, and you get 4 points if you get a kill with 2 different units, 1 in melee and 1 in ranged.
That seems like not a terrible choice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I
Nah.
think you got it.
it seemed pretty solid.
I think you're within
So
I
5.
think it was a
RD,
5-inch
they're probably
charge,
getting
or
12 on
4-inch
that.
charge.
Wrath
before,
of Cain.
so, yeah.
Who
Okay,
knows?
you're fine.
That's-
Okay.
That one's
you have
tough
do
to
a
tell.
4-inch charge.
Yeah.
And we're getting a charge from the jet
They make you
bikes
-1
into
leadership,
the-
so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Shining
so
Spears?
fair.
I believe, based on the
It's
list,
scary.
yes.
Yeah, those are shiny.
I can't see the models enough to be 100% sure, but
So
I
do my
didn't
Raptors that are all
see
dead.
anything but a,
Well, no, the other
a Farseer
the other ones haven't
and
arrived yet.
Signing Shears on play.
Yeah.
All right, so they did theirs on the charge phase.
We'll have to
so on
see.
4
I think they're going
you take
into-
3 more wounds and fight last.
Those are Raptors, I believe.
2
okay.
failed. Fight phase.
Should
Is
pick
that
up a few
CP
of
or
them.
just a thing they do?
That's a
So
relic.
the
tab.
Chaos, you said they took the Long War? And
They
the
have a
other
relic.
two
They have a relic.
for
There's
the-
Long War,
Range,
Stranglehold,
Fight
and
phase.
Assassinate.
That's a lot of
I
relics.
don't think I'm gonna do this. They're, the Assassinate relics
I'm
are
a little surprised
not
about the
as strong,
Assassinate
but you can
choice.
take people one.
There's only 3
really
characters on the board.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
There's-
double
there's only
Farseer
about
and
half time, and you
Baroth.
usually only get one
And
charge
Baroth
off,
is
so-
going to be a real pain to try to kill.
Not that impactful.
Farseers aren't
There's
exactly
the last like
easy.
4 times.
Yeah, I mean, the
I've used
other
it,
player
it's
can
only
keep
2
those
more.
Farseers back
So-
to the top right of the screen
Yeah.
there. He can keep them back there the whole game.
You gonna
and
finish off my
he's perfectly
Terminators?
happy.
Yeah. So I think that was that might have been
I
a
have
bit
fighting
of
lists
a
everywhere, just saying.
ambitious
They
choice.
fight last. They don't. So
Assassinate always is like that. It's feast or famine.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Who fights last?
My,
I
I
think
think
screaming so hard you can't
really
watch
get
them
your
fight.
fights out.
right. I think that's one that
Pile in
is
3 inches here,
even
get
less
on
like
objective.
it's a tough one to take in any event, and I think it's even less useful in
So
an
we'll
event
start
that's
with
not using
the
match
not
points
X-Arc,
as a tiebreaker.
Swings,
Because I
slams.
feel like it's one that if you're
threes.
gonna do well on, you're gonna do well in the game, and you're gonna expand your lead more.
Right.
In a game where you're trying to like just eke out the win,
You have 3 armor?
it's
I
either
would
gonna be
pick
a lot or
something-
not.
Yeah, like I would just pick something.
They have 5 up
consistent.
in gold.
The
Oh,
fact
okay.
that
Thought I'd
like
give you 2 5s. How about you
like,
zero
you know, so
5s?
it's
You
such
guys
a
die.
win
And then
more.
6 wins your next arc?
You
Yeah.
need to be
Okay.
like you need to be
Here's my
beating
one damage.
someone. You need
You
to
get
be
to reroll all
or
his fails.
or take snipers,
Yeah.
which he didn't do. So you know you're
That being said, with the
5 up,
CS,
few mortals
the
instead?
Chaos Space Marines don't have a really.
Well,
But they took Long War. I don't know
Yeah.
what I don't know what I would have taken instead of it.
What other
though.
options?
2
This
more.
other one you said
Yeah, they're
was
dead.
R&D.
He has, yeah. No, he has Long War Stranglehold.
Okay, so Long War Stranglehold, and then you still could have done something like Engage, one of those.
Yeah.
War Challenge. I'm sorry, not
They're
'cause
broken.
R&D then, right?
Yeah, R&D would have been fine.
And you have Raptors. Yeah.
3 inches there?
That's probably where I personally would have gone.
Stay up on the
Um,
base. God, I had to make.
Maybe he's thinking
size
he's just going to be
nice.
super aggressive and
I mean, that's what he was going
like, stays
for,
on
but
like a
it's
certain angle.
there's just
There we go.
Those magnets.
It looks
all
like the Shining
magneting.
Spears just cleaned that
Yeah.
out of that
yeah,
unit
they're
out.
terrifying on the charge.
Like it only stays up in like a
but,
certain
like,
rotation.
You can expect to be aggressive.
All right,
Like,
my man.
Barrett can only
and
be
here.
so aggressive into
You can
because
try it. Well,
the,
hey, can I spend 2
the,
CP to interrupt? How'd you feel about that?
the
You're fighting
max
last,
3
so no.
wounds in a
Right. And
phase.
she can fly away.
But I already have fight first.
Farseers have a lot of
And
ways
the-
to defend
Well,
themselves.
not
those
only that,
cancel.
but I think
So I'd be on normal.
partially.
All right.
Ben, who was the Emperor's
gonna
Children
send you
player,
there.
I think he
I'm going to try and
doesn't
You're
know
-1. I'll do another -1. So
Like,
you hit him for.
you know, it's one thing to say like I know the meta deck, I know what the meta deck looks like because I've played it, but it's a different thing when someone walks in with you've never seen this. Have you ever seen Barra? No.
That's
Okay,
just him.
you have no idea what you're about to get into.
Go right over here, right?
Fit. You can't be within. Or actually, yeah, you can pile in because you didn't charge, so you can be within. You can be within 3 of me.
I love it.
So yeah, okay.
So,
I see two towns.
do you have anyone who's going to
Three
fight over
towns.
here?
Him? No, they're trash.
And
They
these
also-
guys are outside of engagement range. You did not.
Well,
did
you are.
charge with
I
them?
did not, but you are in engagement range now. But I did not charge.
Let me move this guy a little bit further this way then.
So actually, yeah, I didn't. It's my turn, so I won't be able to swing with them.
Okay, great. So I'm going to swing with them into your Banshees. I have. You charged me, so I got 5 attacks.
Oh yeah,
per
hold on.
claw.
I didn't do the relic. You mind if I do the relic?
I don't.
So on a 2 up. 2 up goes off, and then D3. 2 more.
Fly away basically whenever she wants, and only
We
take
like
3
Trump,
rolls.
assassinate's not a good
Right.
choice.
D3 plus.
Not whatever.
But
I'm out of this.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
There's only one.
Nah,
for
the
me.
assassinate's an interesting choice, and there's places where it's very good.
I am being
every time I play
eldered.
my GSC,
They got a lot
they're
of
taking
stuff.
assassinate
A lot of
against
damage.
me
There
because
are
I take,
things that
like,
just are
12
coming out of
different
nowhere.
characters.
So,
There's a lot of AP4,
Kinda
and
like-
Marines don't like
Cult
AP4.
leaders and
all right,
Yeah.
did you make
I
me
mean, I mean-
-1 to hit? Is that what
Yeah,
you did?
they are naturally
The
-1 hit. I mean,
Gene
another
Stealer Cults have a
-1 hit.
special rule where they're for every HQ they take can
Right.
take a character without taking up a slot.
Lightning
I
claws.
spent a CP.
Yeah, I think a lot of GSC
sounds good.
players fall into that trap of taking like 6 characters, which
I probably take more than I should, but part of that is because I own
I have 10 attacks
a
with
pretty
my lightning
limited
claws.
collection so far on GSC.
gotcha,
They're
yeah.
a new
I'm hitting
they're a
on
new
fours,
army
that
for
one
me.
somehow
I mostly play Drakari, so
It was
like,
like a little lip.
sometimes I need
barely
those extra characters to hit my points
these
values.
all miss.
But
yeah, and then
even-
they can be a big
And then
point
these
chunk,
ones
right?
twice.
Yeah.
So
But
we got
I mean,
Terminators
I'm
right now.
winning on
They're in melee with those Dire Avengers up there in the top right.
Rerolling.
I still don't think I've seen a list taking less than 3 characters
So
from them
these
though.
are.
Oh yeah, mine has 4.
6
Yeah,
and
I would,
82.
Because yeah, I'm guessing
then
you
the
Patriarch,
old
Magus,
aspiring champion.
my other 2 are actually a Biophagus and a
So that is
Nexos.
3 hits.
yeah, of course.
Just because the Nexos, I feel like putting the crossfire marker down.
The Nexus is so valuable. That is
2 at
probably the
AP4,
single
they have an
most
involved-
valuable data sheet in that
they do.
list.
Yeah, you turn off Overwatch, turn on Fights Last, give +1 to hit and shooting.
It does so much for you, even if you don't have a single shooting unit in your army.
Which my Twisted Heal, I mean, I have Ridge Runners, I guess, but man, I've been super sad about those Ridge Runners. They've underperformed in all my games.
Yeah, I've not been impressed by them any of the times I took them either. I think the unit that has impressed me the most out of that army since it came out though,
So
the
2 of the
Jackals.
3 are dead. 4 dead.
Yeah, I only have 2 units of 4 that I use. So.
3 of the 4
and that's
dead.
most of what I take, but like they're
The old
just
small one's dead, and I'll use my
efficient.
fate dice
Oh
on the
yeah,
last one. So
yeah.
it's
For
back.
53 points with the demo charge.
I probably could have put more of that on the
14
XR, but
inches, yeah, throw the demo charge. I love those things. -1 to hit and shooting combat. It looks like Ben's gonna have those Terminators there on his turn, which is gonna be pretty
Took
interesting.
out, I think that was about 6 or 7 Dire Avengers right there in that melee.
That's something.
Because even if you charge Emperor's Children, they go first in melee. The special rule for them. So I think Dan probably thought I'm going to charge in. I'm going to finish off these last 3 or 4
Yeah, he chose
Terminators.
to fight first with the Shining Spears because he got first declaration, but that meant the Terminators got to swing back.
Yep. It's always
Yeah.
a little rougher than you think. Emperor's Children have some nasty tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah.
As is fitting for the devotees of Slaanesh. It's never that straightforward with them.
Yeah, it looks like 3 Terminators or 3.
3 or 4. It's
Well, look
I
there.
I think it's 3.
I think it's 3. That squad took some hits.
Yeah, it started as a 10-man squad.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I thought it only started as 5. That's
No, it was a
Like
10-man
you said,
squad. That
it was bad. It took some hits that were not.
to be fair, it has also taken down a Fire Prism and a Ranger unit, and
Yeah,
it's
but
been doing work.
It's been doing work. It's just for what it is. It's like that's like 500 points right there, if not more.
Oh no, Ben.
Oh, the XR just
Oh no.
The Exarch just took revenge.
Took him out, man.
I was about to be very interested to see what those Terminators did in the next turn. Unfortunately, that's not going
The
to
answer
happen.
is
All right, so but you only fail on a 6. Is that true?
There.
Hopefully Ben has something since he's going into his turn 2, right?
Yeah, I need leadership for my
Something
noise
like
marines.
that.
I should have put the last
Reserve.
2
Now, and this is always the problem from this view, is like, we've had this where we're like, oh man, this guy has like nothing left, and he pulls the lid off one of these pieces of terrain. It's just like 12 guys. And you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, something is definitely in that middle ruin for
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, because he took Stranglehold, so he had to.
Looks like
control it.
we're getting some attrition here from combat, so he lost 2 guys.
That's a 1. That should be fine.
I think that's
That was Dire Avenger's leadership, I believe.
yep. The heroic leadership right there. They don't even care.
Okay.
They've lost like 8 dudes this round. They just whatever.
Rathakan, we killed him.
We're doing some scoring. Well, so let's see what Ben does back.
Do you 4?
Whoa.
So Ben's claiming both for
For Wrath of Cain, yeah.
Wrath of Cain.
Parry can hold 2 outside the area.
I don't think it's that.
Man.
1 or more.
I'm just really interested to see what the Chaos player is going to bring in for the Deep Strike, because that was the Eldar turn, I believe.
That was the intent.
Okay.
Yeah, that they're over now. They're consolidating their end of round 1.
I'm holding 2.
We're going to see what happens.
It's a long round 1, but it's been vicious. I mean, we lost. There are a ton of points that just disappeared off the map.
Yeah, and these like diagonal, the 3 objectives in the center of missions like this, like really lean to that, because you got to go out and hold points. So
Yeah.
you're getting closer.
From looking through the missions they selected, I don't remember what the round 1 mission was, but they seem to have picked a pretty aggressive set of missions.
So it looks like Ben is trying to deep strike right there, like where they're pointing. They're checking for distances from them.
So he does have something in reserve that he's bringing in.
Yep.
Let's hope it's 10 more Terminators.
It might be. That would really make this map look a lot different if suddenly 10 Terminators landed and just started shooting Meltas off.
Just getting in, clogging some objectives. They're dicing it off. So we're going to see what comes down. Oh, we got somebody's head on the dice tray up there. That's nice. So, have you guys talked a lot about the new Nephilim tournament pack that's coming out?
We've
or-
touched
little bit
on
every
it
now
a
and
couple times. We
Yeah.
were talking about it a little bit with the winner from the last round, because he was a Tyranid player that ran the triple patrol so he could take the Hive Tyrants.
I gotcha. Not
And that's
anymore.
just not going to work.
Yeah, he flat out said he was like, I have to change what I'm doing.
I just, it's so many changes, like I have no idea how the meta's
yeah.
going to shake
What
out.
they did right there is they mapped out the deep strike ranges.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole
that
table,
you
look
can
at
come
that.
in. So now Ben is taking his turn. He wanted to do that. He wanted to do that to like kind of map it out so that he knew what he was doing when he was moving.
Yeah, that's smart. It saves a lot of time. Like, it takes a little time now, but it's going to save you time if you have a lot of Deep Strikers coming in.
Yeah, he has 2 units. I think he's bringing in
Oh, perfect.
right
That's-
now.
It's good. So he's going to have a little punch back. And Eldar are like a powerhouse in the meta for sure, but they're not like as point and click as Tau or as
Yeah,
like
I
Tyranids,
think
like,
they are the healthy kind of powerhouse in the meta, where
They're the high skill ceiling kind
right,
of.
like they have a lot of powerful tools that lend them to tournaments, but they don't have the same like face roll that we get from the Tyranids in the last round and stuff like that.
Yeah, or me playing the poor
So
freebooters
Yeah,
who aren't really a powerhouse in the meta, but
but we're at one point.
yeah.
So we got the Apostle down there on the bottom right. I think he's going to try and get him into melee range with those warp spiders, try and tie them up.
He's got to be planning to bring something else down there, because
Yeah,
just running the Dark Apostle by itself over there is a bold choice, I'll say. Ben's a bold man, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I run a Dark Apostle in my Night Lord's army, and they're tough. They got that 4-up invul, 2-up to hit melee, pretty strong mace.
yeah.
But like the real thing is that they can buff dudes, right? Like it's that they can like throw out with like
Right.
some pretty good,
And he's not buffing anybody down there by himself.
Well, he
Himself,
already did. I
right.
mean, you do it during the command phase, so
Do they do it in the command phase?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Old
It
books,
like-
it's not always consistent.
it's like a chaplain prayer that happens in
yeah.
command phase. I think what's going to happen is he's going to warp time the Apostle over.
Oh, to get closer. That makes sense. Gotcha.
But he's going to leave his little buddies behind.
Oh, that's right, because that's not a unit. That's
Yeah, the acolytes are
Right.
thing. They move.
Oh,
they
those
move
poor
separately.
acolytes are out there in the open. Their little cultist lives are going to soon come to an end.
Oh, that's what they're for.
That's true. That's true.
That's Fabius. I think that's Fabius, or that's the. No, that's a. I think that's a sorcerer. I don't know what
Okay.
happened to Fabius Biles. Fabius Biles is somewhere in
In
there.
there, probably in the center of ruin.
Yeah.
Hope he's still alive. But
He does cool stuff.
yeah, I've seen people run like with possessed. I don't know if Ben has any in his list.
Oh, the
it's-
new Possessed looks so cool
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
All the
my
new
God,
models
I cannot
coming out.
wait for them to come
Yeah.
out. My goodness.
It looks amazing. I'm really interested to see the new Chaos Codex along with the Guard Codex. My
Yeah.
buddy plays Guard mainly.
Well, and that'll bring us just demons short of, I think, everything being
Yeah.
updated for the new edition. Plus, we have the Leagues of Votan
Yep,
to look
coming
forward
out.
to.
we might see World Eaters Codex. Maybe they had that
That-
White Dwarf supplement.
Yeah, they're planning for that to come out soon.
Yeah.
They couldn't give a timeline, but I'm guessing we will see them by the end of the year.
Yeah, probably by Christmas.
That'll be awesome.
We've seen World Eaters.
Yep,
Oh,
and
here we
then
go.
sometime I'm guessing late next year is when we'll see Emperor's Children get their own book.
I would love to see Emperor's Children get their own book.
I know they plan to do it eventually. The question is when can they spare
there we
the
go. We got some
development
Terminators
cycles?
coming in. Here we go. 10 Terminators.
Oh, yes.
You called it. Look at
Nice.
that.
Ben, you're a genius. Look at this. Here we go. He said, don't worry about it. I got 10 more. What is he going to charge with these things? He's
I
stringing
forgot
them.
about the second unit. I should have known that. I had looked at his
The
list, and I was
list?
like, wait,
Oh,
where's
you left
the
us
second
in
unit?
suspense.
Yeah. It's that, and I think the Havocs.
Cinematic, you know. It's like, oh, the Terminators have fallen. What's Ben gonna do?
Drop 10 more.
Just come
Say,
out of the sky.
handle it again.
Maybe that's just one unit of 5?
Oh, he might be breaking them apart. You can do that. Or no, he's just lining them up. Now these I believe they're all equipped with a combi melta.
Not all of them.
Not
I believe
all
it's
of them.
about half and half.
Half and half.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
he probably took the special weapons
Yeah.
on them. The assault
Even just
cannons.
the axes in close combat for the Chaos versions are really,
I mean,
really
I
good.
can.
I
can pull
run
it
Power
up.
Malls on mine.
Oh, yeah. Those are, yeah.
Strength
That's
6,
right, yep.
AP -2, 2 damage. They chew stuff up, man.
Looks like Ben's going to try and charge that ruin with Eldar objective.
So
on top,
it looks
right?
like each of the units has 4 combi meltas and 2 Reaper autocannons.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
then the rest are combi bolters.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
So
This is definitely the turn for Ben. If he doesn't get a hard
He
punch
needs-
now.
Yeah, he needs.
yeah,
to get
this is
something
where he
right
needs to
now.
make some ground up.
And I think he's bringing in the Havocs now. Does he have Havocs?
He has
Or Noise Marines.
he's lost a bunch of them, but he does have a unit of Havocs.
There they are.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
4x
20 noise?
Reaper autocannon Havocs.
Oh, okay.
Those Reaper autocannons. I mean, those are for Tyranids right now. So they have. I believe they have 8 shot, strength 5.
Yeah.
AP -1. They are 4 Tyranid warriors to fight those. I'm sure.
I guess I know what the Dark Apostle is for now, as he's bringing this down there. Obviously,
Planned this out.
I thought he was just YOLO and the Dark Apostle over there.
Nah,
Ben
he apparently
is-
had a plan.
Quote
plan.
Ben, I'm here to make your life as difficult as possible.
Man, that is a ton. Is that... So those are Havocs, not Noise Marines? With that many?
That does not look like a unit of Havocs.
Yeah,
that
I
is
don't
too
know
many
what
for the
that is.
Havocs. That, I think, has to be the Noise Marines.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to tell from
Unfortunately
here.
for you didn't bring a headset, but
Oh, no.
the banter between these two players has been fantastic. These guys.
Oh, nice. That's
They're,
awesome.
they're having a great time with this
Yeah.
game. I can tell.
Ben is a guy. He's out there. He's having fun.
Yeah.
I would love to play with this guy.
Yeah, he actually brought me a cookie that his wife baked at the beginning of the thing. He's going
that's
around
nice.
handing them out. Yeah, he's a nice dude.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Seems like
It's
it.
good to see that kind of player still out at the tournaments because everybody gets this image that tournaments are all like super serious, and
Yeah.
No, I
these
mean,
guys are just out here to have fun.
Yeah, just have a
Yeah.
good time. Like, I know I'm not winning this thing. Oh, I'm 1-2 now, so I'm definitely not winning this thing. But
Even when you were 0-0, you probably weren't winning this game.
exactly, yeah. Like, I know I didn't bring one of those like armies. I'm not,
And
one of
just
the players,
even
so.
if you do, the odds of it are like we had almost 100 players here.
The guys that came out first and second place last year, they're unfortunately, they're kind of
out of it already.
Yeah.
I saw Pat lost, which is I think he won last year with his white scars.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
he's
here with his white scars, and Mark Rutel, he won second place last year with his AdMech. He's running Death Watch this year. I think he's lost one. I think he's lost at least one. I haven't checked to see if he's won this round or not.
Yeah, the pairing system this year is really cool. I'm sure you guys have talked about it.
We've talked about it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's at first I didn't know how I was gonna like it when I came into the event as a player, and then I was like, man, it's really cool. I don't have to like worry about my score as much because it's all based off my opponent's win record as the first tiebreaker.
And I like it as a commentator because it's less predictable who's going to be on the top tables. Like, you're always going to have people with good records, but it's not going to guarantee. Like, if there's one person who keeps running away with games, he's not guaranteed to stay on table 1.
Right.
Which helps the content be a little more varied, which gives us more things to talk about.
You said Reaper autocannon, right?
Yeah.
Chain cannon?
He has them listed on the Havocs. It is a Reaper chain cannon. You are correct.
You said Reaper chain cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Reaper chain cannon's heavy 8, strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage.
Yeah, that's built to that's built with a specific target in mind.
Yeah.
Shoot 5 Melta-Guns.
Shooting 5 Delta guns.
Or maybe only
I'm
4.
shooting some bikes now with those Terminators.
Yeah, trying to take them off that point and try to claim back some control of this territory again.
3 regular Meltas, 2 Reaper.
I really just want to see this charge phase.
Yeah,
Actually, I think only those can see, actually.
Yeah,
You know, this is kind of disheartening. You know, when you're that Eldar player and you're like, I'm beating him back. He's totally gone, and just more show up, and they start shooting immediately. And it's,
Come in waves.
yeah.
So the Eldar player kind of had to go with those Shining Spears up in that top left objective. But if he would have left them where they were, I would have screened out that deep strike right there, and Ben wouldn't have been able to deep strike.
Oh.
Like now he's right in his grill. If he makes some of these charges, it's going to be an interesting game. But then the Eldar player was only holding the 2 objectives, so he had a decision to make, and I guess we're just going to hope, or the Eldar player is going to hope he doesn't make those charges.
It sounds like the Eldar player is not happy with his Strands of Fate for the round.
Man, Strands of Fate is such a good rule.
It is a very interesting rule.
Oh, we're going to be bringing in the trophy now.
That's gigantic.
First place gets to walk away with Pat McEnany. He walked away with this big thing. Look at this guy.
Put it right.
It's a big baby. That's what that is. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this guy. Now, this guy, you could do reps with this. You know.
Yeah, probably. Should have taken 4.
These guys. Yeah.
Let me shoot both.
The powerful legs. Look at that.
Look at this.
He doesn't skip leg day.
No. Oh my God.
Hope you don't either.
It's like 17 pounds.
And then these will be hitting.
Give it a lift. Give it a lift.
Yeah, he also he has a frag grenade on the back. Whoever did this did some real detail.
Oh,
know
that
if
is nice.
Yeah. Just so you can get the back picture there of it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's turn around. That thing is heavy.
Yeah.
I'm like grunting here. Okay, there you go.
Here, Phil, you try it.
Yeah. Everybody do some reps. We're
Now,
gonna
try to
now
zoom in
move
on
the
it.
camera away
Yeah,
from Phil.
they're trying to zoom in on it. It's
Nice.
So, of course, first place is going to walk away with this beautiful trophy, 3D printed, all resin, with his lovely mug.
And gold, which
In
obviously is
gold
the right,
and fully
right choice.
based.
Doesn't have 3 colors though, so I don't think it's
It's
tournament
not
viable.
tournament legal, you know, but truth be told, there is no other color besides gold.
Yeah, that's right.
No other color matters. So long
And
as gold
somehow
exists.
I'm not surprised you're starting Custodes next.
Well, I'm just tempted. You know, I'm a man who likes
Wow, nice.
Power.
Look at you, Mr. Efficiency.
And power armored. And a 2 foot tall little,
These guys, so I got
or 18 inch
I
tall.
think as big as one of those like super big titans, you know, ones that come in.
Yeah,
they're
those
like
warlords.
The $2,000
Oh my goodness.
hitting on 3.
big boy. Yeah, we're gonna be watching, and of course, here at the Maryland Open, we also have more awards to give out to people. You know, we have ratings for best general, best looking army, and stuff like that. Second and first place. Obviously, so there's more than just you know, Don's philosophy is that he wants a not just gameplay, but you know, for people to be invested in
The hobby.
and the game, and being here and being a good player, and you know, really improving the whole you know, the environment, the entire how do I want to put it? The
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot them into these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna do next time.
the entirety of you know, Warhammer 40K in one thing. So, you know, it's not just this. We're gonna have other prizes that are they're gonna be here tomorrow. So we'll show that on the stream tomorrow. There's lots of awards. Last year we handed out a life-size bolt pistol.
Oh yeah.
Out to it was Ultramarines colored, and we by chance gave it away to an Ultramarines player, and he loved it. He was very happy to have it. We have other awards to give out as well, gift cards, whatnot, and special awards given out by Tables and Towers, the game store that is helping to host this tournament. The owner there, he gives out his own awards as well. So check out the stream tomorrow after the 6th round. And you'll be able to check out the winners and other people who won these awards. Thank you, Mike.
And we all just got our workouts for the day.
Our stream tech director, guy in charge, the only one who does any work around here.
You were talking about wanting to take a look at the Emperor's Children. I didn't know if you caught that. All of them are converted from Primaris, so they're actually bigger than the average cast.
That's
they're
awesome.
perfect. They are a chapter of perfection.
Yeah, obviously Fabius, once he sees the Primaris Marines,
Yeah, he's like,
gonna
I can
want
do
some.
that, but
I can do
better.
that. I can. He looks at
can give him
Belisarius'
4
call, and he's like, "Oh, you beautiful machine."
Oh, I think that unit in the bottom there is definitely shooting
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got
all those dice. I don't understand how players can use different colored dice. Ben's probably a psychopath of some kind. 'Cause-
Well, he mostly has been using the Emperor's purple,
you're right.
Emperor Children purple. But I think when you roll, you know, like 36 dice or something, you gotta
just grab whatever you got in your
got
bag.
what you got.
Yeah. I don't know, it drives me crazy. Obviously, other people do it as well, but all mine have to be the same
Look,
color.
all my dice are from a pound of dice bag.
Oh no.
So they're just like
So you understand.
Every
they're not
little
just every color, they're all sizes. I've got D6s that are, you know, the size of like a chicken egg, and then I've got some that are like the size of my thumbnail.
Let's see what the shooting is. I think all his are also some different sizes.
They might
Hopefully-
be. Oh my goodness. This is the
Here's some
Eldar player.
saves.
Those are his dice.
Look at those dice. All the same. Uniform. No, wait, those are different.
They're their own special brands.
They were close. I want to see what he was shooting at. Warp spiders. That
spiders.
makes sense. 'Cause
Trying to take them off that objective.
that sure did work. Now that the problem is, what are you going to charge on that objective?
I think he's leaving them on the objective.
Oh, you did leave one closer, so that won't really affect the charge, which is awesome for Ben.
But I'm a warp spider. I can move 6 inches. You just can't charge me.
Oof, that hurt a lot.
I'm gonna take.
Okay. No, I mean if you charge.
I'm really, really interested to see if
Does
these
he reduce
Terminators
damage?
make their charge.
He's -2 to hit. Correct. Excellent. So I'm gonna spend 1 CP on.
Spending some command points. Is he going to shoot him again
He's
at the
shooting.
end?
I think he's shooting actually at the plane.
Sounds good.
Yeah, he's shooting at the Crimson Hunter.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Forward with all sorts of shots.
Sounds good.
Let's see. The
think
Crimson
it-
Hunter, that's going to be tough to kill, even with
Yeah.
the amount of shooting.
I don't even know what he has left shooting at it.
Just a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, and the Emperor showed they can shoot twice with one of their units for the
That's
2
true.
CP, which he's got to be planning to do now. Like now this is Ben's turn to
To really,
take the initiative in
yeah,
the game.
take that game back.
Let's see, and a lot of times how these play out is, you know, whatever player commits first, maybe they do it a little too early, and that's your chance to
Yeah.
hit back and take control.
The Eldar player definitely, he moved out of, you know, his like nice little bunker.
Tiny
'Cause he
hole.
basically he called it the box of destiny, as Ben put it. Had all of his stuff in the box of destiny, and then Ben broke into it and he had to scatter. And it's kind of his chance to
Take advantage of it.
take advantage of that. But that was a good roll. He's only hitting on 4s right now because he did spend a CP to get some kind of
Re-rolling all failed.
guaranteed force to hit kind of ability.
He's
I
got
believe
rerolls to wound.
Rerolls to wound, wounding on 4s, I believe. Still pulled 2 more out.
Not terrible.
4, 6, 8, 9. No
Let's
AP,
see
no
these
cover.
saves. It's just not going to be enough to kill.
Needs 3s, took 5. Each one does 2 damage.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't know how many, if it has any wounds.
Down to
No.
3 wounds left on the airplane.
From my Blastmasters.
Blastmasters.
Is
5 shots.
Hit on 4s.
And on 4s.
Oh, the
Blast
Emperor
Masters.
Children, yeah, shooting is so gross.
These are strength 8, so wounding on.
Not that.
Oh, no.
Oh,
382. So 3 invulns.
wait, it was wounded on.
Failed 1. Okay. D3 plus 1.
Oh, well, Veterans of the Long War, +1 wound
Oh,
strat
yeah,
probably went
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot about that strat.
Right?
So old.
Maybe. I can do Endless Cacophony.
That's got to be the plane, right? Oh, no, I guess
He hasn't even used Endless Cacophony yet.
Right,
Which
'cause
is the
that's
shoot
at
again.
the end, right?
And he's threatening. He's like, I can shoot again with my melting unit.
If it works. If it works,
He's
great.
basically
slammed his
threatening.
finger down on the table
You gonna
there.
reroll this ace?
Well, he's trying to. So Dan is trying to decide if he wanted to CP reroll.
40. Pull off. Dolphin explode.
Oh, he just blew up the plane. Did 4 damage to the plane. Plane had 3 wounds left.
Gone.
No explosion.
Bam! No explosion either.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy.
Oh my goodness! What a comeback!
20.
And he's still got that charge he can make, which he's got to make the charge down there. One of the warp spiders, and then he's going to hold that objective. That's going to be huge.
for Endless Cacophony and shoot my Terminators again.
I'm trying to think of
He's
those-
using Endless Cacophony on Terminators, firing again.
Everything's out of deep strike, right?
No, I have 1 squad of raptors.
Now these,
He's still got a squad of Raptors in reserve.
nice. Those, yeah, those are going to be perfect to come down.
I'm going to shoot.
Would have been perfect for R&D, Ben, but it's fine. It's your,
You do.
Special, I believe your phrase was special kind of psychopath.
yeah, he's a special. Look, but-
Ben's doing it, man.
right, but Ben's over there playing, and I'm here after a turn 1 loss, so I guess I can't say anything.
It's just I've never seen a Space Marine Chaos Space Marine list with this many infantry in it. Like
Right.
normally they take something else,
A
but
rhino, some kind of transport,
Ben,
some
man,
kind of
Ben
tank,
is
something.
he's going out with just these squads of infantry.
Yeah, he really is leveraging all the strongest aspects of the Emperor's Children and the Terminators and those Havocs and the Noise Marines
Yeah.
and all that other stuff that people try and jam in their lists. He just said, "Nah, I don't. Not going to use it. Don't need it."
These guys. Yes.
More.
Oh,
more shooting.
he's just taking out the warp spiders.
Wounding
Yeah.
on.
Well, the bottom half of the Terminators don't have line of sight onto those bikes, so he's.
Okay, so that's
Because they're not. I think, as Dan said, they're not touching the base of that building, so you
Oh,
can't
yeah,
shoot
that
them.
would
So
make
they
sense,
close
'cause it's
windows.
obscuring. Yeah, and the 2 fully obscuring ruins are the ones up in the very top
Warp
right.
spiders off the board.
Oh man! So then he can't charge another objective, but it's actually probably fine because he holds 3 right now. It looks like.
Yeah.
So explain
he-
to me why I can't charge your.
You'd have to get.
Because I don't know what in the top left right there, but those might be OBSEC.
But considering the charge range right now,
Okay.
Oh, why is he so far
he
away?
needs to make 11.
Why can't I fight her through the wall? Because she's too.
Oh, he's measuring a little further back.
Yeah, outside the wall. Okay. Okay. That sounds
Fine, that
cool.
was my
Oh, they were checking to see if he was within an inch of the ruin there to fight through the wall.
Is it an inch or a half inch? Because they keep saying half inch.
It is actually, that's right. 'Cause
Okay.
They,
You
well,
need to get within a half inch.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
you're engaged within an inch, and then to fight, a model has to be within a half inch now instead of an inch.
And he intentionally
Okay.
made it so that he couldn't. He has to
Yeah.
actually be completely in the get the model all the way in. He was like, because Ben was like, why can't I? And he was like, I intentionally designed this so you couldn't, knowing these rules. If I didn't specifically, that was my intention. And Dan has been very gracious, has warned Ben about basically all of his tricks he's going to do beforehand. So I would be very much on Dan's, like, Dan intended this. I would let him get away with it
Yeah.
because he's been so gracious.
Plain intent is a very good
Yeah.
policy to have.
And
Yeah.
it's always important when you're playing to express your intent. I talk out what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing this because of this. Like, I would say I'm putting my whatever that model there is, Dire Avenger,
Yeah. And
an extra inch away from this wall, so you can't fight through it. Just so there's no this doesn't come up. It doesn't sound like they're arguing, but it's
Yeah,
talking over.
well, and it protects you from some mistakes. Like I've seen people who are like, I'm gonna move this over here so he can do R&D, and then you forget to mention it later. You can be like, I said it was. You knew I was doing
like, that
it.
unit did nothing else.
He was going to charge. He rolled Snake Eyes for the charge.
Was this the reroll?
And I will make my 11.
Ben, let me tell you, as a GSC player, just bossing
Got
these
that
knives.
11-inch charge again.
Yep, that same exact charge.
It's what I got. I'm using what I got.
Man.
Quote Ben, it's what I got. I'm using what I got.
I think they're both dry on CP at this point.
They are
though.
Already?
both dry on CP.
That's amazing.
Ben just used his last one to convert one of his dice to a 6.
Oh, the transfer
Transfer.
children, they can do that, yeah.
I rolled an 11.
And he's charging the Farseer. If he gets her, that's probably gonna be that assassinate.
Make me eat my words, Ben, with the assassinate pick.
Yeah.
Eat your words might be an exaggeration.
It's
I think
3
R&D
points.
might still be been the correct choice, but
Man, look at this. Getting in there. And this was what I was waiting for. This charge phase is going to be...
So he's getting these guys up close, so he can probably
They both
consolidate.
made it. Oh, man. Or was it one big unit?
That's one big unit.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
yeah, he brought in 2 10-man units
20 Terminators.
with combi meltas,
Oh, they were
Reaper
right on
chain
top of each
guns, and
Chain fists.
a chain fist on the sergeant.
And then
This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt the Eldar player a lot.
I gotta stay in
Oh.
that guy. He can
Well,
go
the
back.
pylon you don't have to. It just lets
I just, hopefully the Eldar player has now I'm saying the opposite thing. Hopefully the Eldar player has something in reserve to come and hit back, right?
Uh-oh. This really turned around. Uh-oh.
I don't see his fire dragons on the board.
They're still
in the.
Wave
Serpent.
I think they're still in the wave serpent.
They might pop out this next turn.
Outside that, I scanning through his list. I don't know what else he has. Like, I don't think he has much in reserves. Like, he has the Bareth up there. Both Farseers are on the board.
And he's
I
using
think the
these-
Rangers got wiped already.
I think he's got that top left point because I think that's a regular Chaos Space Marine squad.
Yeah,
OBSEC.
if they have OBSEC, yeah, that'll definitely
Nothing
take
the
out.
Eldar has right now has OBSEC.
Yeah, I don't think they have
the
any
Rangers
OBSEC
are
left on the board.
Oh, that's going to
outside in from her.
be... Yeah, Ben's only holding the 2, but it doesn't matter if he is going to knock the Eldar player off all of them or
Yeah.
just one.
Be able to get as many people to fight as possible.
I am just amazed at how aggressive this Emperor's Children playstyle is. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. It's
I am pretty sure he has nothing in reserves from the Eldar.
oh,
Reading
that's
back
gonna
through
be-
their list, I can account for basically every unit.
That's gonna be rough. The fire dragons are not.
They're not that, like,
Yeah.
they're not wipe an army by themselves good.
No, I mean if he rolls well, they could kill a bunch of Terminators.
Now,
But
to be fair to Dan, his Fire Prism couldn't activate last turn. Like, he might have been able to do even more damage.
Yeah,
Last turn.
both fire prisms got tagged in the first round. One of them got destroyed. The other had to fall back. And he couldn't use the strat for fallback and shoot because he needed to use it on the Dire Avengers who got tagged in the consolidation.
Yeah, who wiped out the Terminators.
I mean, yeah, he made the right choice there, but it does mean that the Fire Prism was basically taken out of action for a turn.
That Fire Prism did not get to use anything. It was,
That
it was
Fire Prism has done 0
wasted
things
points.
at this point.
Explode.
and it doesn't by itself
Oh my
now.
god, the
And-
floors explode in again.
Icon of Excess,
Oh,
with the
man.
+1 on the charge, his 4s explode.
That's all 4s. Oh,
Yeah.
there's 1-3.
Correct.
There's 1-3. He's fine.
Okay, yeah, that was fine.
You'll be fine, Eldar player. That's
Yeah.
what I said as the freeboot has tabled me in turn 1. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Well, this is how he punched a Fire Prism to death in one turn.
Yeah, all those exploding. I can't even count that high.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'm wounding you on 3.
Whatever.
I don't have
it
enough
is.
fingers.
Yeah,
man. I
whatever.
can't count that.
And I see now why I brought so many different kinds of dice. You need, you know.
He just didn't have enough of any
you
of the
need more.
other.
You need all the dice he owns. This is whatever he's attacking is in a lot of trouble.
There's a gimmick to do that, but it's not good.
This is wild. This is wild. See, this is what I love to see is just the craziness of some armies. You just don't see them coming. You know, you're like, what? He does what?
Oh yeah, and they're all lightning claw terminators, which
Yeah.
is they're re-rolling to
They're
wound.
all wounds. That's like he planned it. That's
It's almost like he designed his list to work.
Ugh.
And
Funny
have, like,
that.
I'm gonna ask him for tips
synergies
after
and
this. Man,
20.
let's see what gets.
That's nothing.
That's not
That's
good.
basically
I see a lot of 1s and 2s.
that is a very.
I don't know what it.
Your Farseer has like a 4 pinball?
Yeah,
True?
Parseer has
What?
a better save.
Let's see what he picks up.
No, that was from. I think that was the Howling Banshee, or not the Howling Banshees, the
Dire Avengers.
that just got obliterated.
They got whamped.
Hitting you on 3s.
Are those the? Oh, yeah.
These are going into the Farseer.
These are going to Farseer, and remember, exploding 4s to 6s.
No rerolls, but that is 8 at AP4.
8 at AP4.
Look, I wounded a bunch.
Now let your squash
8 wounds at AP4 coming in.
It's
hope
gonna be
that-
4 pinball. That's basically all they
I hope
ever
that fate
use.
armor works out. No, it did not work out. That's a dead Farseer, I think.
Okay, great. And then the lightning claw attack will be converted into magic.
That's oh
Yeah, I just haven't pulled everything.
That's fine.
Wanted to.
something. What? I don't think it was the Farseer on bike. There's something that just got picked
I think
up.
that I think that was the Farseer on foot, not the one on
Ah, okay. And
bike. That he just took off. But still.
Gotcha.
Already?
That other Farseer better fly far away.
10 attack from a Farseer. Ben's like, 10 attacks.
She fight first? Or she has the Banshee now.
But I mean, they're all what? Are they still all D3 damage attack?
I don't know. She's got some kind of, I think she has a force wet, right? They have like a witchblade or whatever
Right,
it's
yeah.
called. Yeah, it's crazy.
So tell me more about like, so the Banshee map.
Can't keep up with all the new codexes coming out. I just try to learn my GSC.
Yeah.
You know, I complained about this earlier. I cannot stand that Games Workshop wrote in, instead of just a rule that says I go first, they wrote in, I go first, or opponent always goes last. I'm like, why would you include both of these mechanics?
So-
They both do the same thing.
That the
They don't-
difference
well, not
is
quite,
important.
not quite,
The
because if
difference
you're in,
is
like, a
actually
multi-melee-
Yeah, that's what it is. Is does this affect the opponent or does this affect me?
Right.
Because if it just makes me faster, it doesn't matter how many opponents I'm fighting. But if I'm like terrifying you,
Yeah.
it matters.
Okay.
I'm willing to lose half of them, right? Because then I still will hold this.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying like I'm not even arguing your point. I'm
Don't
like,
make me defend GW's rule right
No,
now. I don't want to do it.
I'm going. You're not wrong.
I don't
But I
necessarily
don't
love it.
like that it's fine and it makes sense. It creates confusion no matter what, because most fights aren't big melee blob brawls. Like
Yeah.
most fights in the game are with two units.
Two, maybe
They touch.
a character involved in there.
They touch tips and then one dies.
You got the visual there for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know, you're like, okay, that's 90% of combats in this game is 2 units come at each other, and then one goes away.
Right? Because none of this is
Man,
obstacle.
this Eldar player is in big trouble.
He was having such a strong second turn.
Speaking of touching tips, he got in. He got.
Yeah, he
into
got that
tip.
strangle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're on.
If only Ben had taken R&D.
Man, we were really harping on him
Yeah.
for this one.
I know,
To
Ben,
be
it's
fair,
fine.
to be fair, we spent a lot of time in the last round harping on the Space Wolf for taking R&D.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Goes to show you when it's good and when it's not, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the last round with the objective, with the primary, the primary having the action, he really struggled to try to get R&D and that done.
Yeah, it's if you don't have a plan for that, and the opponent I played that round was playing Deathwing, and he ran into that as well. He said, "Oh, I only have 1 unit of Terminators. They can either R&D or they can either do the action." And I said, "I was like, well, you have decision making."
It's okay though. The table 1 match last round basically played with 2 secondaries on each side because I think the Tyranid player
Yeah, he
forgot
forgot
psychic interrogation every
kept
round.
forgetting to psychically interrogate.
Oh, that's such a good secondary now. I use it all the time with my GSC.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Not needing line of sight anymore and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, it's so much better than it was.
I would have taken it round 2, but we were playing the diagonal where Pierce the Veil works. You
Yeah.
can just advance up to the corner and get 15 on Pierce the Veil easily. But Psychic Interrogation is definitely my go-to. And then it will not be my go-to in the new mission pack next month. I don't know what is going to happen with all the secondaries.
Yeah.
I wish I could fall back to psychic. I took
Does it
psychic.
not exist anymore, or why is it not going to be your go-to anymore?
So I think you have the 3 categories, right, that are auto-picked for you. I didn't hear anyone talk about Psychic secondaries.
I think I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there.
Or maybe you can swap into one of them.
I think you can.
That would be good. I know you can now pick any of your faction secondaries.
Yeah, you can pick
be
any
all
number
3 if you want.
Faction
Which is cool.
secondaries.
As long as they're not in the same category.
Right. Then
Now we're going to see the Eldar player.
Well, he's got a shooting phase, and
Move
only
his
one
3
of
models.
his guys are tied up in melee. So he's got a good run of it. Unfortunately, Terminator's tied up in melee. He cannot shoot into him right
I
now unless he
actually
falls
think
back with Farseer, which will mean that the Farseer, I believe he just said the Farseer can't do psychic if he falls back with her.
Yep.
yeah,
So
Yep, can't cast
he's
power
only got the
and
1
no
CP this
powers.
round.
Ooh.
he's going to be strapped. It's going to
But
be
what-
tough.
I mean, I mean, I understand you have to fall back or else you're gonna get killed, but like this falling back really doesn't
What is
get you
that
anything.
lone model that's right there that he's messing with right now? What is that?
Is that the Bahara?
No, Bahara is over there by the.
Is that like a single dire Avenger that survived or something?
It might be the Exarch or something. I think it's the Exarch. Baharam. He's moving Baharam now.
Oh, I didn't
Bahara
see her
Mama.
back there.
Bahara's jump every turn.
It's gonna be very interesting to see when the Eldar player
Yeah,
gets
Ben's
able
like,
to see if-
what's this thing do? He
Yeah.
does jump every turn. He's like, yeah.
just goes wherever
Just,
it wants.
just ignore it basically until you kill the rest of the Eldar army.
It's,
and-
Yeah.
you're just stuck with it, mucking about in your field, throwing bombs at you.
At least they can't do the indirect fire spam anymore with the nerfs. Oh, I played that with my GSC.
I remember when the
Rough.
Eldar book came out that gave Baharam or what?
Baroth.
Barroth.
Baroth.
Barroth.
Barroth.
I think all three of us have said it differently. But I think you're
Barama.
right.
Well, he's looking at it.
Oh, okay.
He's cheating.
I have the list. I can tell you how it's spelled. I mean, I can tell you.
But I remember when the rule changed where Baroth could actually just do the up and down thing, and every turn that they came into play, they laid a pie plate down.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Remember that's how far long ago it
Yeah.
was? It's like, back in my day, we had pie plates, and everyone was angry about
They're
them.
coming back.
Are they really? In
Horus Heresy?
Well, in 30K, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. In 30K.
I'm excited for that.
Oh man, that box set is such a good value.
Oh,
The game looks
yeah,
so
even if you're
cool.
playing 40K, that box set
I mean,
is
I think
insane.
this
It's
is just a perfect
40.
testament to nostalgic thinking, where you just can't remember how bad something was.
Yeah,
And we're all
that's
like,
true.
oh man, remember pie plates?
I don't
And then I'm
know.
like, wait a minute, hold on, let me think.
You're still getting 40. Like, that box is just a great buy because
Yeah.
it's 40 Marines,
Mm-hmm.
10 Dreadnought, or 10
Terminators,
Terminators, a Dreadnought, a Contemptor Dreadnought, and a Land Raider.
Did
And
that-
the
wait,
characters.
okay, so this box, does it have, is it specifically to a specific legion?
No,
you can paint 'em
just
up
beakies.
however you want.
Just beakies.
It is
Yeah.
beakies. You have to be okay with
6.
beakies.
Yeah, I do like the Mark III better because I like Iron Warriors.
Yeah,
Perturabo is my
I'm trying to
favorite.
build Thousand Suns, so I'm trying to source some heads for them because
Yeah.
beaky heads on Thousand Suns is
yes,
a little
I'm
weird.
a man of culture. I only play with the stupid Batwing helmets on my guys.
Oh, the knight.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're all fine
Night
cast,
Lords.
and I
hate that.
hate it.
Snap off.
Snap
They have
right
one,
off.
one thing.
Yeah, well, I'm.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
Leave that ball over there.
Oh,
We've
he's
seen Dan here. He's waving his hands.
yeah, he is animated. Ben's even got the Emperor's Children shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's full in
I
on
don't think I'm
this.
worried about you killing this.
But-
I'm gonna be able to see this. I'm gonna
I'm excited for the new Horus
love the
Heresy
commitment. I love the commitment.
edition. Have you been reading through the rules for that at all?
Yeah, the reactions are really
Oh,
cool.
the reactions are so cool.
The Primarch rules are awesome because like
Yeah.
they basically make your army play differently by
Yeah.
taking a 500-point character, which is awesome.
It's so cool. I'm excited.
yeah, I wonder if
Why are you doing this to me, guys? Like,
What?
I wanted to buy a Chaos
just
Knight.
just try it. Everybody's doing it.
But I want to. But I need to buy Conrad Kurz. That's
Oh,
my name.
yeah.
It's my
Yeah.
guy. He's a horrible, horrible monster. And he's my guy.
I'm just like as a tournament player, like I'm interested to see because that is like it lends itself very well to be a competitive game with the
Yeah.
reactions and like
Yeah.
how everybody's a Marine, so like that's way easier
but
to
only
balance.
for a little while.
That's true.
Like they're going to be
introducing-
bringing in the Custodes and the Demons and the Solar Auxiliary and
Time
stuff.
traveling Tau.
But like, even then, it is a smaller selection of armies
Yeah.
that I do believe is easier to balance.
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see if that game goes that competitive route or if it's more like
It
A historical
historically
war
has
game,
not, but it'll be interesting to see if it does with this new focus on it and the big push to move it away from Forge World only. I think gives it a shot.
right.
So Ben has forgot every turn to use his Warlord trait. Or
What is
Ben
this?
said I didn't need that.
I believe it lets him switch spells and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
yeah.
like, I've forgotten to do it. Because I just heard
I
Ben go for the
love
streams
this
education.
list.
I've forgotten. to
This
use
feels like Ben was like, I love Emperor's Children, and like I'm gonna write a backstory for my spell slinging warlord. Like that doesn't really fit with his army tactics, like does it?
I don't know that.
There's
For
a
me,
man.
like that. Being able to do warp time is just super nice on an army like this.
Oh yeah.
That's true. And then you can switch, I guess, to the other power, but just like take warp time. I don't.
He took warp time.
Right, but
I don't know why
what
he
you
has
gonna
all
switch
that.
to? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that'll kill.
But Ben knows better than us. Obviously, he's
Well,
all over
he's
the
clearly
board.
not cared. He's like,
Oh,
I
there
just
goes
need these same spells over and over and
Yeah,
over again.
I feel like he probably doesn't take that in a month
right
when he has to pay for it.
Oh,
I assume on these two on
Yeah,
Those poor Space Marine players. I hope pick wisely. What are those? All those relics and warlord trades you want? 'Cause you're not getting all of them.
Yeah.
Ugh. It'll be. I have no clue where even the meta will fall. Like
It's gonna be wild. You were talking about psychic interrogation. I think you're more likely to take it.
Ben just lost 4 Terminators.
oh, that was quick.
From the fire dragons. Yeah, that'll do
Oh,
it.
fire dragons. Yeah.
Some Fire Prism, Fire Dragon, something was shooting into him. I didn't see any fingers.
Pointing.
Dan didn't do any fingers on this, so.
2 AP1.
Those Terminators might be between the fire dragons and the fire prism whittled down pretty good.
Yeah, it's that thing where Terminators have that weird quality of being like really tanky, but not as tanky as you think they are, unless you're playing like an actual army that's good at being tanky.
Like Death
You're
Guard.
like, yeah,
Those
you're
Death
like,
Shrouds are a big,
Deathwing, Death
because
Shroud.
even with Armor of Contempt, like 2-ups is like nowadays in this edition, not that good. You gotta have
Doesn't
more.
go as far as it used to.
Yeah, you gotta have damage reduction, or you gotta have some kind of AP reduction, or feel no pain on them.
Yeah.
And they just don't have that. So they're just 2-up, 5-up, 5++, 2-up, 2+. And that's not actually that scary right now.
No, especially with how killy the game is. And me and my first round opponent were talking about this as he tabled me. But like
Well, he has experience.
that's true. Yeah, exactly. The
This is very
killiness of the
killy,
game
see?
is so like maxed up to 11.
Yeah, for sure.
And the defensive buffs, like you said, what do you got? Like Deathwing Terminators maybe are the toughest thing. And
That or Death Shroud Terminators out of the Death Guard.
And like
now.
my Gene Stealers from Twisted Helix were tearing through them earlier, and like Gene Stealers from Twisted Helix are not the most deadly thing in the game.
No.
So
Well,
it's not the same.
There's actually a design philosophy about that. I mean, if you do tabletop role-playing games as well, there's kind of a rule where you actually want things to be more dangerous on the offense than as the aggressor than as the defender, because it's fun when you do something to someone and it works. It's not fun when you do something to someone and it doesn't.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, because being a defender, you're passive. You're not actually. Yeah, you can be like, I'm so tough, but like I didn't actually do anything typically.
I sat
when
here
you're-
and existed.
I just
That's
sat
why.
here and existed.
That's why so many of like the MMOs and stuff have to find ways to give mechanics to the tanks and stuff. Because, like, otherwise you're just like, I'm sitting here, everybody else is doing damage.
I know this isn't a World of Warcraft stream, but there is nothing funnier than being like a tank class and running into PvP and just being like, nothing can kill me, and you're just whacking people really hard. They're like, please leave me alone.
Please go away. You can't kill me, but please go away.
Please stop. I can't mount.
I think you make a really good point there, because like every time the game meta has shifted to Deathwing Terminators just sitting on objective, scoring to the last, and their Stubborn Defiance, and then like Custodes before they got some of their nerfs were super defensive, and like I definitely felt that playing them. Like, this is not a fun game. Like, it's not your opponent's fault, but like
Yeah, they're
But it's
like,
just,
"Oh,
it's tough because
Yeah,
it feels
it's a
like you
slog.
can't do anything.
right.
Yeah. The most boring game to watch is Death Guard versus Custodes, because just no one dies. You're just like, two guys go smoosh, 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 and you're like,
I actually played a game against Custodes before their nerfs. The last major that was here, and the guy, the 30 Gene Stealers, Twisted Helix, like really aggressive Gene Stealer cult list. And when turn 1, I just sat in my corner. The guy was like, "You're not going to come over here?" I was like, "No, there's no point. Why would I like?" And that's exactly what you said for game design.
Yeah.
You don't want to create a game where me, as that aggressive army player, says, "I'm just going to sit in my corner and I hope he doesn't come over here," because he didn't have fun. That was not a fun game for us.
Yeah. But that's just it's its own thing, and because I've worked on worked in some help quality control some tabletop RPGs and stuff, and I asked this of people. I was like, why is this power so good? Why can it bypass, why isn't the defense roll really good against it? It seems like you're always going to get this to go off, and this can really hurt somebody or hurt a player or whatever. And they're like, well, it's more important that it happens consistently, and the times it doesn't happen are the moments where everyone gets really excited, because it's the kind of thing that this always happens, but suddenly the mind control didn't work this one time, and so that's a kind of a design philosophy that I think kind of extends into Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes
Extends
a
into
ton
a
of
lot of
sense.
games.
Yeah.
It's why I'm actually I'm fine with Smite doing mortal wounds instead of some kind of AP strength 10, AP 5.
attacks.
where it's like 90% of the time this is still just basically a mortal wound. But I'm fine with it just being like, no, you can't resist these. These just go through. You know, just let
We
the
don't
psychic.
do a lot of them. You just,
Yeah,
unless you're Tyranids with the Maliceptor.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Should have seen table 1 last game. The guy threw out like I think like something like nearly 11 or 12 mortal wounds in one psychic phase.
Yeah, if you have the Zonothrobes like mixed into it's
Yeah, he
3
had
hive tyrants throwing smites and stuff.
and screams and stuff out.
Yeah,
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
There's a lot of 1s and 2s, Ben. That's not good. Oh, that's not great.
Oh no! You've scooted me.
Punch from the Eldar back is way more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That the Eldar, yeah, this is that's been this game is basically the Eldar player going, ow, that hurt. My turn.
And like,
It's been a slugfest.
yeah, and these are the exciting games you want to watch, other than the 2 armies sitting in the corners and not interacting. Like these guys are trading shot for shot. And
I mean, this is the kind of game where you're like, I just wonder how this is gonna go because you know, like the last game for round 2, I mean, that game was just. You just watched that poor Space Wolf player. He was just getting bowled over.
And then he's got.
unfortunately, those games, I was just talking with my opponent this round about it because like, and he was a really good guy. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, we don't need to play this out anymore. Like, you've killed half my army in turn 1. Let's just go relax and have a good time.
Yeah.
And he was like apologetic, and I said, look, it's not your fault, man.
No,
That's how some
Yeah.
games end. Like,
Yeah.
you just got to take it on the chin
And the back to the change from match points, you don't feel bad about doing that.
yeah, I was
anymore.
like, yeah, it's perfect. I said, you know, you're gonna get your win. I'm gonna get the 0, and then I'll move on and see how the
Come
rest-
visit us.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'll come. I'll be on stream and watch Ben play. Hopefully, beat Eldar. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll be
His
interested
noise
to
marines
see
are shooting back, or he's in melee.
Good. I will not kill.
where.
Does he have any moral
where
protection?
I think the only Baharoth's in melee. And then yep. Oh, guess
Oh,
what?
Baharov
No
died.
way.
I think he's
Because-
just moving.
Nope.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, no, he's-
gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I was like, what?
'Cause I heard them go buy Baharoth or whatever, and I was like,
Oh, wait, that's too close. That is too close.
Man, that is super frustrating for Ben, I'm sure, to just
Within 9.
watch her come in and attack and disappear.
well, she used to leave the table. I think she just moves somewhere on the table now. So I
This
think
is-
he just moves her back into the
Yeah.
wave serpent or something.
This is more frustrating because now I can see this model that just killed some of my
Yeah,
people.
I
And
just can't do anything. I think he just lost Fabius Bile is what just
Oh.
happened. I think
Yeah.
Baharoth charged a Fabius.
I believe
I think an issue is now he had to put him down there, that big unit of, or the Noise Marines or the Havocs.
Yeah.
He had to put him down there to kill what was on that objective, but they're kind of out there. They're stuck down there this whole game. They're not going to move much further than that.
Oh, luckily
objective.
the chain gun has like a really long range, so he can kind of just park those and take the shots.
I guess, yeah, he'll be happy with that down there on that objective. That makes sense. Oh, I heard somebody yell yes over there. We got like 6 tables on the other side of us here, so we can hear the players playing.
Oh, wow.
only 2 guys.
Okay. That's scary.
Excellent.
I don't know what is attacking
Taking
now.
hits from those Terminators, I believe.
That's it. That's not good.
Well, I think they get fight.
Oh, Ben's about to pick up a
Yeah,
model.
we're in a fight. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So those I believe those guys. No, wait, no, they're not Noise Marines. Never mind. They don't actually get the fight on
But
dad.
I will likely not make it.
Emperor's Children just means he fights first.
Yeah. So he charged me.
I don't know what that model is that they're in combat with. Maybe.
Ooh.
Naturally -1 to hit. I have prescience, and
I gotta think 2 Terminators can kill, unless it's an Altark or. Okay, now with that roll.
And I wound you on 2, so I wound you twice, maybe 4, and these are
But he
both
still has the exploding 4s, right? So it's
All level 1.
3 damage.
Oh, you got.
I've got him.
If I mess this up, he would be alive.
there it goes, and so that's his objective now. Looks like.
Okay.
So that's a dead Banshee.
That'll be 1,
there?
2.
Roll.
Unless he has any models.
So
in the
those
center
Dire,
there.
it was not Dire Avengers. It was a group of Dire Avengers and Banshees.
Ah.
One gone.
So 1 or 2, and my champion runs away as well.
Oh, Terminators failed.
Oh, that is big.
That was
Yeah.
a little
Failed
disappointing.
the leadership and then
He doesn't have 2 CP to
I
defeat
really want
that.
Banshee to be
Oh,
alive.
because that would have been his objective
At least
and
Baharov
helped
got a
him in the
kill.
primary
Yeah,
to
man.
keep it
Oh,
close.
yeah.
So,
He's doing his thing.
That's rough.
there's anything else you shoot?
This is one heck of a game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's been
You
so
got
back
4
and
for your
forth.
walk. Right?
or what?
They're going to their third turn.
And then
Wrath of
I
Cain.
think.
So much has died already. Like, it's
You got 3 for
crazy.
Strangle.
You got-
Well, this is why I'm like,
R&D?
I kind of wish the games. You know, it's that I was talking earlier about the double-edged swords of long Warhammer games. Of like, I wish Warhammer games would go deeper because you get more like complicated rounds. And,
down to very
like trading blows and these dramatic games that last a long time. I don't like Alpha Strike games as much. But at the same time, you know, you're like,
that's all we can
God, I'm getting tired. Holy crap! I can't keep
I don't
taking
know.
this.
Back in the day of the old like Square-based fantasy, some of the games could take like 4 or 5 hours, and like it had such cool rules, and the immersion was so cool. But like,
I do miss rank and file.
yeah,
Like Age of Sigmar has got some interesting things, but it's just not the same.
no.
Oh,
I would say like the Game of Thrones miniature game, A Song of Ice and
That's
Fire,
what I've heard.
does it really, really well. Like that is, whoever wants to look at making a rank and file, like quote unquote miniature game, like
I keep thinking back to 8th edition fantasy and going, I wish 8th edition and 7th edition like had a baby, because I wish 7th edition's unit and melee rules
beginning of turn,
were
sorry.
and 8th edition's
Yeah,
magic
beginning of turn.
rules
He's
like
gonna
combined,
screw up.
because I really liked 8th
These
edition's
guys, hey, you
magic,
should shoot better.
and I liked
And he does.
7th edition's like the way its melee and its like units played. I'm like, I wish that was what Age of Sigmar had become.
right. I know they're coming out with Warhammer: The Old World, so we'll see.
Eventually.
We'll
Yeah.
see when that happens.
See what they go with. I mean, the Horus Heresy reboot looks like it's going to be a huge success. So hopefully they do kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
With the whole world.
it needed to not be Forge World.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. It just,
I mean, that's you can only do so much to
Well, they
grow
actually
it.
weren't that bad, but those ones over there were really easy to
Ben's
jump
pointing
on.
Ben, so I guess we're in Ben's turn now.
yep,
Yeah.
we're in Ben's
I
turn.
wanted you to jump on them though. 'Cause then
Yeah,
And
I
the
know.
chaos
You're
player.
planning on like,
I
hey,
could
if
get
I
to that
bait you in,
objective.
then you can get into the thing and totally understand.
I should have hit one. I should have hit one back here.
They're talking right now. I don't know if they're just shooting it or.
I think they're I think they're talking about like placement of the Rangers.
And the other one should have just.
Because he placed them early and aggressively, and they got.
I didn't think
on
you'd
it.
get a shot.
Oh, they just got
I could
executed.
have. I probably could just lined them up back here, and you not get a shot anyway.
I think he's just kind of. Ben's deciding where he wants to move, and Dan's going, I made a mistake.
We've all been there.
So they'll be able to shoot out of that ruin down there because it's like a little, you can see through the windows.
Yeah.
Just what they're
and he's on
ranged to.
the objective. That one unit is
Also,
final.
to clarify whether those were Noise Marines or Havocs, the answer is both. It was
Oh.
2 units there.
Mixed together. Okay.
Ah.
They had to stay pretty tight to each other because of the
my fun box. I have not
9
been
inches.
returned
To
to the fun
stay
box
9
gotcha,
inches away
yeah.
from things.
because I can't be within 9 of you.
But now that they're moving out, I can.
Here goes this Dark Apostle by himself again.
So I got a problem because I
He
got
hasn't been shot yet.
That's true. He's
He's kind of been running around.
I feel like anytime I do this with my characters, they get blasted off the table. Ben's just getting away with running around. with
The
them.
weird thing about Dark Apostles
Yeah,
is one, they're chaplains that don't have jump packs, and two, they themselves aren't that scary. Like their melee's okay. I think they're, if I'm remembering correctly, they're like maybe strength 5, strength 6, and they do 2 wounds and -3 weapon, and I think they attack like 4 or 5 times. But like, they don't have any crazy rules that make them like really scary in melee. They're just like good melee lords. But so like they're kind of not the most tempting thing to shoot at, and also they have those 2 little acolytes next to them a lot of the time. So those just get plinked off. So they kind of operate at like a
hoping
For 5 models.
weirdly tough unit.
that we can mix
That's
this
also
up
not
over
that
here.
threatening, so you're not
So-
scared of it. So you're not going to shoot at it.
Right.
Oh, right, he has the Raptors still to bring in.
Nice. I'm really interested to see why Ben moved that. Is that a librarian? Like whatever. Sorcerer with the
Yeah.
jump pack?
Sorcerer with jump back.
Sorcerers aren't terrible in close combat. Like,
Don't they got that force weapon?
if that other unit gets up there, maybe you want that sorcerer a little closer
Not much
for
farther
the
than mine.
future turn. I mean, don't send him out there by himself.
I think
but
I
don't think so.
I am curious. Well, he's out of line of sight for the fire prism and the wave serpent right now, so I think he's just trying to shield them,
keep him
and
alive. That makes
keep them
sense.
alive.
Fly, right?
And he's gonna so that's a forest up there. That the left. Oh, they have fly, but that doesn't apply in the
They vary
charge
rapid.
phase. So he's gonna get the -2 if he goes in there. We'll have to see.
Let's back up a little bit. They're within 3 of
They
this.
just have chain swords.
He's gonna deploy
I
off
got
of it.
3
They
combi
don't charge through it,
meltas
they're still gonna
and
get the -2.
1 lightning claw.
Okay.
And
Raptors on the objective, and then
Are your chain swords AP1?
after this, the players have everything on the table, so it's just what they can
Move,
trade.
move.
Oh yeah,
Bam,
this is just going to
move.
be, you know, at this point they're just going to start grinding.
Alright.
See, we've got
That guy in the middle.
Boroth, we've got Fire Dragons, we've got Wave
Damn it.
Serpent.
Oh no, he's gonna be fine.
I think we've got
We're not worried
Rangers
about it.
over there top right, and we've got a Fire Prism. So let's see what happens.
It looks like a lot of those, if they're the Havocs or the Noise Marines, the bigger squad in the center
my
there, like
psychic
some of them
phase.
are blocked by that obscuring terrain.
The Knights on the ground, I think.
Yeah,
Nope.
Ben's been having a little bit of trouble with that obscuring
I knew
terrain
that
this
was
game.
right.
He's
2d6
kind of
on here for. I'm
like
gonna,
he's been locked out
6
from
up.
a couple of
I'm gonna
shots.
cast warp time
It is
on
hard
these
with just the
fellas.
6-inch move.
Oh, he's warp
Marine.
timing those guys.
Ah, okay.
And
So
then
now they're
I'm
going to get inside
going
of there.
to
and shoot. All right.
Move
Never
them,
mind.
but
Ben
I'm
had a
gonna
plan
cast
for it.
Prescience on them anyway. So
So he's casting Prescience on them as well.
Oh, that's
I
a
will
word.
use my 1 Warlord Psychic reroll.
Psychic reroll with the Warlord trait.
I don't get it.
Go off.
Oh,
that's fine.
still doesn't go off.
I want
So
to
no
Let's
pre-
save him
I'm
from
gonna
the
time
barrels.
this
Yeah.
Let's save him from perils.
Perils is more fun.
Okay, so now he's going to be
It
able
is
to.
fun.
How fast is it?
6.
If he doesn't put one of these on the subjective, I'm going to be shocked.
I should be able to slide some shots into
Yeah, I'm saying.
Wave Serpent.
Maybe they just didn't have the movement?
Well, he's got the acolytes are on the
Oh, and
on a
gotcha, okay.
Yeah,
So
they're a little
they're-
off color. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's hard to see them.
Then-
Oh, I
That
can see
makes
him. Yeah,
sense.
I don't know if
Because
they
I
blend. They didn't
successfully
really
cast
blend
a
in. I just
Psychic Power, I
didn't
forgot
notice
to
them.
Yeah, they kind of blend into the art a little bit.
These are the luckiest acolytes ever. Still alive. Turn 3.
He gets
Making
one
it,
reroll
making it.
and then he
Nobody's
gains
shooting them.
CP. It's for like Master
They're gonna
Fate.
be
every
the
time I
ones
play
left.
my
So these guys would
apostle,
zombie
people start
meltas
shooting at him, and I'm
into-
just like, bye.
Die
Start
immediately.
flinking them off.
Yeah. So,
And,
your guys are -1, so I'm just gonna shoot.
Oh, charge up there from the Raptors.
So
If they're just
the
regular Raptors, I mean, they might not
combi
even.
I think
mil-
they- it sounds
the
like they have
two
combi
Melta
meltas.
and the combi melta
Oh,
hit
okay.
on Grease.
So you might just be looking to shoot
Or fours
those
or-
guys off that objective.
They all miss. And then
Apparently they all
my
missed.
2
Yeah,
bolter
the
shots,
natural
2
-1
bolter
on those
bolts,
spikes is.
are all
Shining
gonna
Spears
hit
are so
on
tough to hit.
And wound on 4. 1.
Yeah, I think
One
this is
wound went
okay.
through.
Oh, that's a save.
I did not need that, my man. Needed that to go differently.
Ben's not happy with that shooting phase.
Yeah, it was so strong last turn and then petered out of gas,
We
it
shoot
looks like.
all their shots.
Couldn't make those
into
Melta
Uranus.
shots.
Then you gotta think, what's it gonna look like when he
So I
has 6
think I
CP to
can
start with and not 12 to spend to shoot again for 2, better than a long war for 1, that's 3 CP.
Good question.
Uh,
Well, they're all. I mean, all my guys. are 24. Not all of them. That's 24 right there for the guy.
Guess they're checking ranges.
they're
checking line of sight.
Well, there is a rules confusion, I think. They are misconflating something. You have to be in line of sight and range, but it does not have to be the same
the
model.
same, right, yeah.
I think they are checking that, so
Oh, gotcha.
It is annoying.
Yeah, just because you can only
Well, it
see
takes
that
away
one
your
on the
R&D,
far
right?
right, it looks like.
I mean,
yeah.
You still measure range to that closest one.
Yeah,
Right.
the weird thing is if any part of your, I think it's what, any part of your unit can see
Right.
any part of that unit, the whole
Hit on
unit can
Grease.
fire.
The only R&D is going to happen.
So it's still on like a model by model basis.
For
but
line
you
of
can
sight.
For line of
kill.
sight.
You can kill anything that you, even if you can't see it, you can pull.
Oh, okay.
Pull things away from
And then
there.
I'm wounding you on 3s.
Like some other games, like Star Wars Legion, you can only kill if you can't see that model, you can't kill it. You can only
Right.
Put wounds on the ones you can see.
I think he's trying to trigger Long War because he's on an objective right now, and if he kills a unit, he gets Long War points.
Oh, boy, okay.
That is. Oh,
That's a really.
Because I think Ben is really, he's really trying to play for the objective. He's really trying to get.
I mean, that's what he
points.
needs to at this point.
I think Dan's gotten blood sacrifice for Cain or whatever it is. Blood for Cain, Wrath of Cain.
Both. I think he got it both.
Yeah, he's gotten them
But
both
he actually-
triggers every round.
He's gonna struggle this round, though.
I
I don't know what he can kill and shoot it with.
He's also out of.
That's
Well,
been-
other than the Fire Warriors, he's out
he's
of.
not
Yeah, the
fire-
Fire Warriors, but nothing near them.
Right.
Fire dragons.
The Fire Dragons,
The
yeah. He
Shining
has,
Spears are Aspect Warriors as well, but.
right, so that
Somebody
gets him
shoot
the
everything
combat
you
one, but
can
that's
at
only a
your Wave
point.
Serpent.
Instead of the 4 for getting
you got
both.
You got some nibbles hanging out.
So he's already got 8, right? Because he had
Yeah.
Okay.
4 and 4.
So, I mean, it's been a solid objective. I don't think it was a bad choice.
Yeah.
But
No,
I don't
it's-
think he's going to rack up
minus
much
one to
more
hit?
from it.
It must have hit, but force the wound minimum.
Then so
Okay, right.
you get a
I'm gonna
bonus,
spend 1
and Ben's
for July
probably only
Flaggings.
going to get 7
Or,
for
I'm
his
sorry,
assassinate
increasing
with the
frequency.
bonus, or
I'll spend
depending
my
on who the
last CP on
Warlord
that.
was.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you killed the
I
2
can check
characters.
that.
And it's only one.
It's not bad.
I can check who the.
So
Warlord
delightful
I'm gonna spend the
frequencies or something is getting used so that he doubles the damage on that unit
So
does
they get you
in
on 3s
shooting.
with all
Seems
these.
good.
So he's shooting into the Wave Serpent, I believe. Is what he
it
said.
was the bike Farseer.
Okay, so yeah, Ben will have 7 for Assassinate. He's probably not killing
Bareth at this point.
Bareth, yep. However you say that.
Bahareth.
Perfect. These made up names.
Yeah, we're gonna see how many different ways we can say his name.
Before I play GSE, I have mining lasers, I have drills, I have like 4
real easy.
word things. Yeah.
What are all your things? Things that exist.
Real mining tools.
Jeez. Only failed 4. He's down 8.
I guess those are saves for the Eldar player.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
dealt,
on
he
the,
just
I
dealt
think
8 to the Wave Serpent.
Yeah.
Nice.
5.
With like
Right,
regular
8
just
damage
shooting
for 13.
guns.
Gotcha.
So he
And
probably
then
still has CP to
2d3
shoot
for
again.
The, Blastmasters.
Blastmasters.
Blastmasters once again getting good old 5 hits. Or 5
5
shots. 5 shots.
Wounding on 4s for quasi-transhumanry. Is that true? 1 at AP2.
5.
That's it. Excellent.
That transhuman on the Wave Serpent.
Oh yeah.
Pseudo transhuman.
Your Shining Spears
So
are
good.
doing amazing.
Those Blastmasters have not. Those Blastmasters have not really been
Those
doing a
guys
lot
are
of
like,
fun
yeah,
shit.
we're just gonna go ahead and tank everything.
He did technically get, I think he got a kill on
Yeah.
the,
charge with my
the
Raptors and
airplane
use
with a
those guys.
Blastmaster. Got a kill with
Yeah.
that. But
That was what dealt the final blow. Yeah.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna charge from this guy into your tank. Sure.
What is that unit he's charging with now?
He is charging the Apostle into his Wave Serpent.
Okay, that's the Apostle. I just couldn't tell what unit that was.
He's going to try and whap it.
Might as well.
He starts with.
I wonder if he took Black Mace
he's gonna get
or
4 on the charge.
what relic he has on that Apostle.
He's gonna hit you on 3s.
Give me a second.
At least 3 times. Miss all 4
right.
times.
4 ones.
4 1.
Man.
He's just like. Alright, I get
That's
the
not what he
attack.
needed.
He had the Raiment of the Mariglavia.
Oh, okay. That's a
Okay.
it's a different thing. It's a relic. He has, like, you activate that.
Yeah, he activated it a couple times ago.
Oh.
Oh, that one better than I thought.
Rolled 4 ones. I cannot believe that. This is what I mean by like just Ben. Every now and again, Ben's like, I have a perfect move. Blech.
No.
Should
No.
charge those acolytes in there. They would have done it.
For end of the.
Yeah. Those acolytes would have been the clinch.
In No Man's
Bludgeon
Land for
the
2.
Wave Serpent.
Some guys just come up and kick a tank.
I'm not on my game right now.
Explodes.
Yes.
So Ben still has 3
You get
objectives.
8
He's in a
primary
good
sets.
spot.
Yeah. I think he's in a good.
He's in a decent position. I think he's.
Hold 1, 2,
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
Strangle.
Did you forget about the
Free for
Raptors?
Strangle.
Or just
Long
the-
war. Did I kill you?
No, I think he's just not committing to the charge on those. 'Cause he didn't have the CP for
They
it.
were not on an objective, though. Does that matter?
Nope. Well,
Yeah,
it
you
does
have that
matter,
forest
but
there,
they're
which-
not. And I do control an objective. I did
Makes it
not
like an
continue my turn,
11,
so I only get 2.
so-
I have to come back.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
One dice.
Dan, because he no longer has anything on that top right objective, actually like missed out on or something about
Actually,
that made Ben
loses a point.
Yeah, loses a
Right.
point.
That's gonna be at the end of his turn, I believe. So he has a chance to
Okay.
save that.
That would be disappointing.
Man.
And now he has to move off that objective. I think he's trying to go in for a kill on those lower Marines
Yeah,
because he's trying to get a secondary.
This is a smart play because Ben doesn't have a lot of stuff left. Yeah, neither player does. So those Shining Spears are so fast, you can start to threaten that objective and take it away. But
No.
that's going to be a big loss.
I mean, it was
And
really
it's only
like
5 cast
that,
space
like,
marines, so those Shining
flat
Spears can
one
definitely do some damage over
So
there.
I needed
because they just have a ton of attacks. And
Yeah,
tons of
but it does
damage
put
on
him into
charge.
danger to a response from the Noise Marines in the center.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
can't.
If he can't keep them out of line of sight, now that building is going. If he's smart,
I don't think he'll be able to charge in such a way that he can kill them and get back into
5-up save.
too much cover. But
Yeah,
I'll have to
let's
see.
They get Armor of Contempt strangely because they are.
So just looking at it, I definitely probably wouldn't see this on
the
table.
acolytes get armor of contempt. I forgot about that fact.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're technically Space Marine. They're not cultists.
Heretic Astartes,
They're a
right?
heretic Astartes, I believe.
Love it. So fluffy.
Oh my god.
They're
Let me
double-checking
double
it.
check. I'll double check real quick.
I love that.
Yeah, Dark Disciples do
These
have.
super acolytes. I'm telling you, these acolytes are going to be up there in Fire
They
Prison
have a 5-up
charging
save.
later.
They're Strength 3, Toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 attack, Leadership 6.
Oh my god.
So I think with the Shining Spears, he'll be able to charge down there. Say he kills them, he'll be able to consolidate into the building because everything that is closer is to the right on the screen there. So we should be able to keep him safe. It's just got to make that charge.
I'm trying to remember where it is in the.
Oh, for their armor contempt?
No, for
I would like
specifically the acolytes. Because the acolytes are in the app I'm using are always in a weird spot for. Yeah, there they are, Dark Disciples. They're in a Force Org slot, is what
Yeah,
they're
no
called.
Force Org, because they don't take up a slot if you have a Dark.
Well, Wave Serpent's coming by on top of the building. Not charging me no more, it said.
Oh, I think that the Force Hero on bike is still around.
Oh,
He was hiding behind the
Damn.
Wave Serpent.
was he under it? I guess it would just blend it in. Oh, so that... You said the Force Hero bike was the Warlord, too,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, I guess that means Ben only has 3 assassinate points.
So far, yeah.
Oh, that is probably gonna...
And
Yep,
I don't
they are,
think
they are
it's
heretic
changed.
Astartes. Those
That's
acolytes are. Or disciples.
That's ridiculous.
Minus 1 AP. With my,
Yeah, that's what's.
They don't even have t-shirts on. What are they
Yeah, they feel like
like?
robes. They're like. Eh.
The Wave Serpent's moving.
Dan's having a hard time
he's
deciding where to put it. Because he had to retreat it out of melee combat.
That makes sense if it can hold the objective. I don't know how many wounds it has left. Now we're doing...
5.
I think punch it to death, probably. I mean...
It's, you know, it's only got 5 wounds left. It's very damaged. It's gonna have a hard time doing much. I cannot believe how long. The first game went like an hour. This one's like we're going up to the bell. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game's definitely going to go to time.
How
if
about
I-
that?
You know. And
Well, not just that, but the amount of banter these two guys are doing. Because you know, Dan's taking forever with his turns and stuff to kind of decide.
Yeah.
this
I
Wave
don't
Serpent's
think they're
everywhere.
using a chess clock, and I'm not sure that wasn't a good choice.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
I gotta say, always use the chess clock.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was watching you. You were like,
yeah.
you were like on it. When
It's,
you were,
it doesn't have to be like a aggressive thing with your opponent.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps it on
Sorry,
track.
I didn't mean for that motion to be aggressive. I was just
Right.
like,
Oh,
you were,
no, yeah.
you were,
You're
you're like,
working
I'm doing
at
it.
it.
I'm doing it.
You just yell at your opponent a little bit. And tell them, don't
Scream at
clock
them,
out.
cuss them, blame them for everything that goes
Exactly.
wrong.
But yeah, it's just like
Call their
time
army
is a
trash.
resource like anything else in the game.
Yeah.
I want to make sure
You get it.
each player gets their half of the time. And especially with like an army list like mine, I have over 100 models. If
Yeah.
I didn't use a clock, I'm definitely taking more time than my opponents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the
that's-
I remember last year the Necron player who showed up with like 80 warriors or something, and like his opponent went chess clock, and the guy he ran out of time moving all of his warriors.
Yeah, it
it's
definitely takes
turnout.
a little practice to move them. I mean,
Efficiently and
right.
Yeah.
And you can't, like, with an army list like this, with Eldar, you have that time to take that Wave Serpent and move it all around. And But with, you know, a different army list, sometimes you just don't. You got to understand what's important right now, what's not.
Well, I
important.
think Dan's really coming up against Ben's. Ben's really kind of crazy list is making, you know, Dan go, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, I got to think about this.
So much shooting, so much. You just came at me hard.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say Dan's shell shocked. I mean, he's been pretty active. You know, he's known what he's doing. Like,
he's shown why he's on these top tables, but
Yeah.
he's
It's-
you can tell this is not a practiced matchup.
yeah, this is definitely, he's like, you can tell that, you know, each of these players is playing at the top end of, you know,
Alright.
their cognitive ability to play this game. They're both sitting there going, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's so much to remember. It's so much to remember your opponent's rules, what they can do, and then if you walk up to the
Keep
table,
track of Barry Allen as he jumps around.
right? Yeah, Barry Allen is absolutely how you pronounce it. Yes.
Go ahead, Smite.
I mean, I'm okay with that one. That's
Yeah.
a good nickname for him. I'll take it.
I mean, like I said when I came in here, I haven't played since the RTT last month. And Chaos Knights came out. I haven't even looked at the book. I play a Chaos Knights player. I'm just gonna say, hey, tell me what all this stuff does, and I'm gonna try and
I'll do my best.
remember.
like
it.
Chaos Knight, you know, flies to the moon and he throws half of it at you.
Punches a crater in it.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I'll be like, hey, can you kill T3 and T4, 5-up save, GSC bodies? He'll say, yeah, sure can.
It used to be
That'll
a
probably
relic
be
that
what
could get
happens.
up and do mortal wounds around you, but then it would just blow up on your army.
Phoenix Gem.
That is 5 at AP2.
So the Wave Serpent did end up in the back there.
Failed to.
I don't know. I guess that makes sense because you don't want the Raptors to charge it. You don't want other things to charge it. It only has 5 wounds.
They have 5 now.
But going back in that corner is You're giving Ben the whole table,
it what?
basically.
Yeah.
If I'm naturally
I think he walked those fire dragons up, and I think he's shooting into that Dark Apostle. Luckily, the Apostle has a 4-up invul, but still, that's,
one or two of those missed, and he's gone.
at that close of range with Melta.
Yeah, unfortunately, next turn,
What
those
is that,
fire
2d6?
dragons are dead.
Plus 2, take out the lowest or whatever.
1d6 plus 2.
1d6.
No, 1d6 plus 4?
No.
No,
Plus
at
0.
half range,
That's
it's
like
2d6, take out the lowest.
Oh, okay.
And then I think plus 2 or something.
feel confident they can
I don't know. Sometimes Meltas are only d6. It's
Actually-
inconsistent.
how many are in
I know they
there?
changed the Imperial ones. I'm not sure if it's fired with the new codex. I don't know.
Well,
if
yeah.
it's fired
Anytime like
dragons.
Xeno gets some weird, halfway through like their shift in opinions on what Melta should do in any given edition.
I'm really surprised that Dan moved that Farseer on bike up by himself. Like, I mean, he can do
That close to
mortal
that
wounds,
many Noise
Yeah.
Marines.
and he's good, but does he have a way to make him go back after he does psychic or anything? Like, I don't know if he does.
I don't know if it's
Kill,
after
I'll have a 4
psychic, but if he has any shooting weapon, he might be able to fire in phase. Or is that a 2?
I think what he's going to try and do is charge them into those Marines because those Marines are much better at range than they are in melee.
There goes the Dark Apostle.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be exactly right. Charging those Marines takes away their shooting for that turn, so that'll
Yeah.
be huge. But Farseer's not that, like, the Marines can definitely bludgeon him with their guns.
Well, the thing is that I think those Raptors are going to come in from that back line. I don't know if Dan's considering them all that much because I think it's going to surprise him how fast those can move. With the 12-inch move, and then they're going to get a good charge. They're going to, at least fire their guns off into somebody and then charge
Should be.
easily. Like, I wonder what his plan is to deal with the Raptors. I think he might just be hoping not to deal with them.
1 at
Yeah,
50.
and I mean, Ben, there's a world where Ben. No, he already has 3 objectives. Ben doesn't need that objective on the top left, so the Raptors don't have to go and stay up there.
They can come down and punch. I mean, right now, we haven't gotten to charge phase. We don't know what those Shining Spheres are going to do.
Yeah, if they go a little further down
3 up.
the bottom of the screen there, that might be a little too far for the Raptors to reach.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's no movement going on. I don't know what's happening.
They're
now.
talking.
They're also, I think, rolling on not the dice tray.
Nah, nice.
Yeah, stuff's happening, and like we're clearly not seeing it.
They're rolling on the other dice tray.
Wow, only one.
AP2, 4 up.
They're so
Automatic roll.
confused.
At least we got one.
Hey,
Let's
my
see.
Raptor. He's like, oh, my
I
spleen.
mean, eventually these Shining Spheres are going to make a charge.
Oh yeah, they're rolling.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
They're
just took,
rolling on the wrong dice tray.
Hey, Nick.
how do you use a
Did you go ask them
dice
to
tray?
roll in the dice tray?
That's
that we can
actually under
see?
the camera.
Guardian Gold.
Yeah.
We're getting the judge
They're
to go
rolling
over
on the
there.
other one.
Hey guys, could you do this?
Yeah, shoot him.
We're not angry.
Are they
Just,
confused? They know what they're about.
they know what they did.
I think maybe Ben heard the comments that I made about his dice earlier and was insulted. And
Possible.
I'll
It's
show
possible.
you.
Shouldn't be able to hear us.
Oh, okay. Might be technical issues.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay, then.
never mind.
2 guys will die. I'll put 6 shots in your Farseer.
Well, we know the main screen. There we go. The main screen's working.
Oh, they are using it. Okay.
I didn't know.
Call Nick back.
Oh, Ben, we're so sorry. Oh, no, it's too late. Here, I can go get him.
We only have like 4 units left each.
He'll tell him. He'll say,
Oh, they know how little time they have left.
Roll one.
he'll say, hey, it's this one. It's the one with the camera on it.
I gotta ask Nick about that tattoo. I think that's a Vampire the Masquerade tattoo on his arm.
4 dead.
I gotta ask him about that.
I didn't even notice he had a tattoo.
Just won't charge. Just don't charge it back.
So I'm
He'll
just
probably die to them.
busy staring at Ben's beautifully painted First Children. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Those, man, with the different angles of the camera, you can see the Shining Spheres. It looks so much closer. Like, that's a way more manageable charge than I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
From the overhead shot.
The overhead shot, it's a little weird because you're actually not used to seeing
Right.
normally.
Right.
Like I remember when I first saw Knights from the top down, and I was like, "What are those ovals?
Whoa.
What are those ovals
Now it's
doing
just up.
that are just like moving around?" I was like, "Oh, those are Knights. Oh, I thought those were terrain."
Who brought ovals? Why?
Yeah, I was like, I guess those are like bunkers or something, and then they started moving them. I was like, "Oh, those are the Knights." And then they moved like halfway across the map because they're like, Chaos Rampagers or something.
Man. Well, now they've just got us to look at, which is
Yeah,
very exciting.
which-
It looks like the Shining Spheres make the charge.
Oh, they did
They
not.
made
Okay.
it. No, they're down there.
Yeah.
Oh, they did make it.
Yeah, they did.
Nice. That it's gonna make that what to do with the Raptors interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we can of course see we have like a other screen off to the side that we're looking at. We're like,
As we're trying to fix some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties on the cameras. Freezing up on
Doing the
us.
best to track what's going on. It looks like
The Curse of
Farseer
Westminster
did,
Mall.
It does look like something charged into that middle squad too.
Play-by-play for audience at home. I genuinely, we're obviously gonna run out of time for this match, but I want to know how these guys decide. I think they're probably just gonna be like, it's end of round 3. We're just gonna tally up our points, see where we are right here, and see.
It's just
You
really important that both players get a turn. Who went? You said Ben went first.
Yeah, Ben's
went
top
first.
of round.
Okay, so if Ben gets to go. I mean,
Then we have to.
give the Eldar player a turn for sure. And since it's the last game, I'm sure they'll do that. But
Shoot my butthole.
just with not using the clock, it really hampers.
I think Barrett's charged to that center squad.
Oh, okay. That's gonna take between that and the Farseer, it'll take some of those Marines away.
It doesn't look like
Those
Farseer
noise
is
marines do
dead.
fight back on death. So if you kill them, they immediately punch you.
Oh, nice. With a one attack or
Hey.
He punched through.
Hey. That's enough to make a big mountain. So 4 plus 2 kills 3.
it'll be really interesting to see just because they're not playing a full game.
Yeah,
How many points they were able to rack up with killing characters.
Yep. And those Shining Spears could only take out 2 Marines, so those Marines are going to maintain OBSEC on that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Ben should have a 9 for his. If they only play 3 rounds for a Stranglehold, which if you're only playing into round 3, that's a good score.
Oh yeah. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if Dan wins this, but we haven't been hearing exactly the scores that they've been agreeing on. So we'll see who wins this. Because this has been this has been like the game that you want to see. This has been guys really going at it, swings and roundabouts. One turn. I mean, it's just just a slug out. This has been very enjoyable to watch.
Right. And then I don't know who had the advantage in the primary because they kept trading so much. I lost track.
Oh yeah.
The Shining Spears killed 2 on their impact hits.
Oh, on the impact hits. Okay.
That might be.
Whatever that rule is called in this game.
That might be bad news bears for the 3. They can probably kill 3 regular Chaos Space Marines.
Not if he's rolling them.
No.
Oh, he's got plenty of rerolls.
Three mortals, you said? Yeah.
Let's see.
3 mortals and 3 6. I'm not using this anyway. So.
No, that's
No,
all
3
three.
mortal wounds went straight into those Marines. He's not keeping them around.
Sure. And also, more
Man,
importantly,
I forget how strong Shining Spears are.
Yep, and
They
that's-
are
he's gonna use his
bad
3 inch to go
boys.
hide.
Yeah. You hold 1 in my area for 4.
And Ben's going to lose them. He's going to take the -1.
If he can't get something down there.
So I
Yeah.
lost 7, so I need a 1 to
Those
stay.
Raptors are gonna have to.
Stay.
What was that
Those center
That was
Marines.
morale. The Center Marines stay.
Nice.
Wait, hang in there, guys.
Hang in there, guys.
8 total models.
Ben's got, 2 shooting units.
He's still got a sorcerer. He's still got his havocs.
So,
He's not out of this. And he's still got his raptors.
Yep.
I think Ben's got to kill
The
that
weird
Farseer.
thing is, of course, when you win strong early, and then you can't, but you start losing, but the game ends early. It's so weird because you don't know how things really would have gone.
Right.
I've won a tournament before on just the clock timing out on us,
At one point,
and I was able to score points, and the other player was just not able to finish their turn
yeah. So
and get points back on me. So I know I've benefited from it, but
so you don't lose it unless you
Yeah.
don't.
it's-
hold 1 for
Unfortunately,
4 for my
just the
primary.
choice not to use a clock. And round 3 is on a stream table is crazy to me. Like,
Yeah, honestly, I think if I was to go an event in the future, I'd require at least the stream table to use it anyway.
yeah. Well, we did. I think we did last year. I think this might have just slipped through. Honestly,
a lot of
the first round didn't need it, and we didn't think about it, and now we probably should have gotten it.
Yeah, a lot of people have that aversion of the clock. They're like scared of it, but just play a couple games with it, and it's really not bad at all. It's just this
It just helps make the game
But
smoother and
what,
better.
like, it's entirely you have 30 minutes to your turn, right? When
No,
it's
so you split the time evenly, and then if anytime I'm rolling dice, my clock is on me.
Yeah.
And anytime my opponent is rolling dice, it's on them. If they, want to take a moment to think, just say, hey, put the clock on me. And just really, it requires a little extra communication between you and your opponent.
But it's communication that really should be happening anyway.
Absolutely,
I think.
Yeah.
it facilitates a more cleaner game. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because like
I can try some with my character.
you can see what you're doing to your opponent by taking advantage of time
You're-
and
you
stuff.
guys one
And you can be like,
move
oh
left.
no, I'm messing up. I need
And then
to
he comes back up at
do
the end of the phase.
behave differently,
So I would get credit for
Stuff
killing
like
him
that.
twice for assassinate.
or just
Assassinate
understand
anything that's not on the board.
like what's
Because there
going
are some
on
where it's like,
as far as like your
you do
timing.
multi-kills.
Also, just
That
keeping
was-
track of
that was
time
old
in the
Assassin's
game.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
a lot of
lot
people, they don't do that on purpose, right?
No.
They don't, like these guys probably
Man,
didn't
it's
plan.
tough,
Like
man.
we're only gonna play
We've got
3
a lot
rounds
of
this.
cool stuff
Yeah.
left. I
There's
do
never
a
been a
whole lot
moment
of
where they're
that.
joshing overly much. Like if they have been talking with each other,
Can't shoot them because
they're
you've got a solid
talking about
wall
what they're
over
seeing
here.
and stuff. So
Yeah, you gotta kill a lot of things, and not a lot of.
I don't know if they're gonna play around 4.
No, I definitely
That's
am
how it is.
in trouble. But that's okay.
I'm just glad I make that. If I didn't make that charge,
They might. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
I'll
we
send
started
that
a little
place.
late, so they
Yes.
might actually have an extra.
they have,
hour.
I believe they have till 8:45.
Oh, just 30 minutes. Okay.
They still have like 30 minutes, but
you do.
I don't know exactly what it is. You'd have to ask Nick. But
Well, I mean, eventually.
That's also the time. Like,
maybe not. It's in-
if you only have 30 minutes and you're starting a
Not
new
yet.
round. Oh no.
You got fire
what?
dragons, so they'll just kill me off of that.
for what?
probably.
I thought you were saying something.
They got a bunch of attacks.
Yeah, they like. You're starting this 4th round and you're only 30 minutes. That's when like each of you get 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You need to make sure the other person gets that turn.
They've been doing all the work. They're very
They have
good.
indeed.
They're very good into Marines.
But there's also
Yes,
just not a lot on
makes
the
sense.
table right now. Also,
Especially against one wound Marines. Mortal wounds just kind of kill.
Right.
we might be talking something out.
Yeah, they're talking about how the mortal wounds that the Shining Spheres can throw in because one wound Marines are.
Oh,
really
that's why they're
susceptible
not
to-
getting around 5.
Yeah.
He has 1 to 9, right?
Look, guys, don't talk about one moon Marines. It's not going to be a thing in like a month. Let's play some Warhammer.
Commiseration.
Right. Which is a a good part of the tournament, like BSing with your opponent.
Yeah.
I think Ben's really. I think it started Ben's turn.
You
I
have
think
6
he's really
total
trying
wounds
to.
over here.
Think
There? Yeah.
working.
That seems like a big number. I don't love
This is just like he needs to kill that Farseer. He needs to have 3 objectives at the end of the turn, and he needs to kill something off an objective for the long one because this is going to be the last round of the game. So
And I think he has realized that, and he's trying to figure out what he can do to make a difference here.
to make it happen. And sometimes your only
Yeah,
play, like
he's
like
going
you realize,
for it.
yep, was, hey, I need a long charge, and like this is gonna make or break it.
It's tough. It's gonna be a long charge, but moving on to the objective doesn't help.
X-Charge has the front gates, right? 8-inch charge there, or not.
Yeah, I mean,
It's an 8-inch charge to get to those Shining Spheres.
now he still needs the whole 3, so he can't abandon that center.
Well, I think he's gonna try and move them back to consolidate on that back point, so he doesn't lose points.
3, 9,
Oh, so he's advancing with them.
Oh man, that is surprising.
Oh.
Because you're giving up your stranglehold point. So
Yeah, I don't think this is a win-in. Like,
That's okay.
I think a lot
I'll
of
do
his
that.
win-in lines were long shots, but I don't think this is a win-in line.
because that Farseer needs to be killed for the assassinate. That's 4 points sitting right there. That he doesn't have anything.
I think he's worried about the Farseer has the Phoenix gem, so it gets back.
Oh, so it doesn't count as being killed. That's rough. That's
I'll
rough.
be able to see your bite.
Yeah, he's not killing it twice, so I guess
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, that was my
I
intention.
think.
Yeah.
Okay, fun box.
Does it get back up at the end of the turn of the phase? Do you know?
The phase. If it's the same Phoenix gem as the old Codex.
Yeah. I think it's
Gets
the
back
same.
up 1 inch away from any units.
I think it's the same except without the explosion. I don't think it explodes
okay.
anymore.
I'm unfamiliar.
Man,
I
that
can't
thing's
do
so
anything
cool.
about.
When I
I
played
can't do
Delta
anything about
Gold
him with
Codex.
that.
I was playing
Hilarious.
against Sisters one time, and I had
Kinda
a
doesn't matter.
my Demon Prince had the Baleful Bolter.
Oh yeah.
And I killed someone's Canonist with it in melee, and she was like, I spent the CP to resurrect my Canonist. And we were like, oh, okay, well, she resurrects, and she was like, she put her right back down in melee. And then someone leaned in and was like, you know, she resurrects 1 inch away. She was like, oh, okay. And she moves it back, and I go, Ellen, I'm really sorry about this. She's what? I charge your canoness with the demon prince. She's, oh.
She's alive. She's dead.
Yeah, she was. Oh, and the demon prince just went.
Oh, Ben, don't shoot that wave server. What does that get you?
Auto wound, right?
Only if I get within 9.
You gotta play for points at this,
They're
you know,
gun range as well.
this stage of the game.
See.
Yeah, he's really thinking about it.
They're like permanent Melta.
I mean, and moving that.
They like half the range from Melta.
I keep saying librarian, but the sorcerer over there.
Give and take.
Yeah.
Again, like that's not.
I mean, I guess compared to your
Don't
Melta.
know what he needs to stay on that point. He needs to just shoot at something.
Uh,
I don't know why he's not trying to shoot at the fire dragons.
I think he's having train issues with that.
So yeah, that small wall there is fully closed, so you can't see through it.
Oh,
So
is
yeah,
that
the
what
fire
that
dragons
is?
are fully hidden, so he's
Oh,
not
I thought that was
Nah, it doesn't have any.
coming back.
coming back.
is there any way I can get line
The
of sight?
sorcerer to. Oh, the farseer has full wounds, right? Oh no, there. So he's down to. Is that a 1?
It's a 1.
Smite him.
He might have been dead. He might have just used the
Oh,
Phoenix
if he
Gem
already
already.
used the Phoenix Gem, moving those Chaos Space Marines down was a big mistake. Okay, he might be smiting.
Oh, he's casting something on those.
Oh,
I think he's warp time.
Here it
Back up, how
comes.
many wounds does he have?
Do it, Ben. We believe.
No,
in
he
you.
has not. He has not resurrected. He just asked if he
Bad
resurrects.
way.
Smitten Smote and Eldar.
So you could
before
smite him.
you get the
That's what he's
That's
doing
what
right
he's
now.
doing.
Got
He's
it.
trying to
Mortal
do
Wound
that.
Villain anymore. That's what I got
Nice.
rid of that.
Aha, I
They
see.
used to have
So I
Mortal
only need to do
I
one.
don't think we can
Yeah,
see
they
the
have Mortal
dice.
Wound Villain
We'll have
Pain,
to
they
see
get
if
just no-
Farseer goes away. We'll know it worked out.
Sorry.
Or
What's the range on those guns?
Which gun? Those tanks?
Yeah.
The Lance is a 36, the smaller guns are, and this one's
These guys are gonna back up ever so gently then. Okay, now I shall smite.
make sure you're on the objective.
Yeah, this guy.
nervously shuffling.
Okay.
The guys down there.
Yeah.
Make sure I couldn't see him all. So,
Smite you with a 4.
is your reroll? That doesn't go off.
Is that the smite? I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
that was the
Yeah.
smite.
Okay.
Didn't go off.
He's
with a
debating
4.
the reroll. I think he has to take it here, though.
Yeah, that.
Well, he's got the warlord trait that lets him reroll, and then he can
I think
always
one's
see.
pretty good.
I mean, sure.
Oh,
I'll use a reroll on there.
That's not as good.
Because it also does the trade-in powers or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, you think I'm like Eldar or something? I got 10.
that goes off. The
Dies, but I
Farseer's
don't
got a
lose
deny
sight,
for
I don't know when I
sure.
tried. Now you got it.
No deny. So that's gonna kill the Farseer and then get back up to Phoenix Gem.
Yep.
Nice, and that
Back up after psychic phase, so up for
Yeah, I'm gonna
shooting
cast
phase.
prescience,
yeah, go for it.
and I can't quite reach
And those three,
those guys. So let's put on these guys.
those three can shoot
7.
into him.
Nope. But I get an extra
Oh.
CP on a 6.
It sounds like the Phoenix Gem might not have gone off.
Oh, so the Farseer.
No, there it was. I thought that was just...
And he gets
okay.
back up with 3 wounds.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Okay, and then I'm gonna shoot.
Oh man, that's really rough
Shoot
for
trap
Bank.
at
I mean, you
him,
put the
then
effort in to
shoot
kill it.
Yeah,
and then
hopefully.
I'm still here.
This is those three.
Oh, so this is shooting, obviously.
Yeah, these guys into that.
Okay. I only hit 4 times.
Looks like it's that bottom squad
go
going
force.
into the Farseer. See if we can blink the 3 wounds off.
1.
That's not what you need.
4. I'm fine.
Excellent.
You actively healed me.
Just a 1 wound.
You're welcome. And then I shall 3 Meltas into them.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks.
Yep. hit
And
on-
he's shooting Meltas
I'll
into
do-
the
and
Shining
also
Spheres.
The bolters, the bolt pistol won't be able to reach. So 1 hit.
He just ran out of steam here. It just,
Right at the end
And
here,
then 2 bolter shots.
had a rough go of it.
And
yeah, that
Nothing.
wow, that auto pass is
that wouldn't even kill a
Eldar
one Shining
scale
Spear
well
with the
is
1
really
damage.
good.
That's
You have
terrible.
left.
yeah.
That's
really cool.
Fate dice are very efficient.
Yeah, I mean,
Those melted
him.
shots did
I think I
nothing.
need an 8.
But it kind of
and that's a looks like a 8 or 9 inch charge. You said?
It's an 8-inch charge.
8-inch charge.
It would have been 9 if he didn't. If he get killed one.
Kill one.
That's
Oh, that's a 7 with no CP, I think, left.
That's an 8.
Oh, that's an 8. There it is.
There you go. I think, yeah, cocked dice.
Yeah.
Plus 1 on the.
Oh, they're double checking.
Dude.
Hopefully, nope, he's coming in. Oh,
Yep. He's
Bang.
got it. He's in there.
so that should do some damage to him.
Let's pile in.
But I don't know. That really doesn't. That doesn't get you a lot if you're Ben. That doesn't get you Stranglehold. I guess it does get you Long War since they're on an objective.
Yeah, it would
That-
get him
that
long
would get him
war.
long war.
It would.
Great idea. Good. Is this to the hull or to the tank?
Oh yeah, do it.
Sorcerer trying to charge.
Hook
Nope.
shot.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have gained a CP, I didn't even
Far,
think
no
about it.
CP.
It's really fun.
You gotta go with the 3
Yeah,
Marines.
so we'll activate these guys.
They are not -1 in melee.
Now it all depends
So,
if they're playing like
Lightning
they're going to
Claw
5
guy
turns or they
says
know they're running
he's
out of
got,
time. Ben will play differently.
2 base,
Yeah.
1 for the charge, 1 for
If he thinks he's playing 5 turns,
Hitting
he
on
might think,
freeze.
well, I have time to deal with this Farseer in the future. And
I hit 2 times. 2 times. Yep. Wound on 4, 3 rolling also.
Slowly absorbed into time.
1, 82.
it looks like
3 core ups,
And the,
reroll
one
the
damage,
4,
right?
and got a wound out of it.
From the Chainsword guy, I hit you 4 times. You on 4.
this might not even kill a single Shining Spear.
What's the other guy's profile? There's 2 more, right?
Yeah, and then they're just on basic weapons.
Sorry, I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah, this game has been a
listening.
nail biter. the
Oh
whole
yeah,
time.
I'm like sitting here like, oh my god.
A slugfest.
Yeah.
I'll just want to pass. Not me either.
I'm,
6 jacks.
oh no, Dice Tray, not now. I need to see what the rolls are.
So you got 1, but didn't get the XR.
Yeah, so then that thing's gonna punch
do you
back.
do?
And you gotta consolidate on the objective, so you have the
Well, I get to
model.
consolidate,
Oh, well,
right?
I think
After I fight
those
you?
Chaos Space Marines. Hopefully they have OBSEC.
I'm gonna do it.
But again, no stranglehold, and then that assassinate.
Yep.
Girl, all fails.
Please
That
miss all the
Farseer can
things.
run away very fast now and be safe, basically.
Yep.
Real 2 or real 1?
My guess is Dan's gonna put that Farseer on that back or wall on the screen, the top left
Something.
objective.
He's gonna
So
get
3
points
mortal
for
wounds
this.
and then 5 saves AP4.
3 mortals.
Yeah, because these are.
Goodness. I just wonder what those Havocs did this round.
You're using your fate.
Yeah,
I didn't
these
have
are
a
the
lot
two-
of
2 fate wounds.
like,
Yeah.
They just didn't have a lot of
They're
options.
dead.
yeah.
No.
Wave Serpent.
Yeah, I mean,
And the
being
Exarch?
able to do auto mortals
Exarch killed
is pretty cool.
all.
Oh
Those mortals
no.
are just killing him.
Yeah, those mortals are taking him out. He has no way of
Yeah.
sponging those.
They're doing great. I mean, you keep making all their
And the
invulnerable
Eldar
saves. I'm
turn
like,
coming up
Melta,
next, so he's
Melta.
gonna be able to
That's a good point.
You get like 1 out of 7 times.
That's on
probably
me.
kill those 3 Marines in the objective and
Oh, I think we should probably call this last
Seal the
turn.
deal
Yeah, I think
here.
Daniel's gonna go.
Dan,
He's gonna
he's-
basically table me.
Yeah.
Right?
He's okay. Ben's calling it. He's like, I'm getting tabled.
I think they're going to play out this last turn, but they are calling that it will be last turn.
yeah, let's
And then you're
yeah.
gonna have another turn. So look, I'm happy to.
Yeah,
give
right
you-
now Ben, like yeah, the Farseer
So they
is,
might be calling it for real.
is
I
now
did get a
behind
bunch
obscuring, so you're not killing that
of points,
Farseer.
but
That
I
Shining
don't
Spear is
think
gonna
it's
kill those
gonna matter.
Marines.
Yeah, it's looking bad for him.
Then,
Yeah,
oh
they're
man,
calling
you
it.
got Barry Manilow coming down, whatever we called her. Oh,
Hey, that was a good game.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yep, they called it.
oh, the
Goes to the
handshake
Eldar.
there, Eldar is
Yeah,
gonna win
and
it.
what I
Eldar
really
wins.
thought I would
It was
be
a
able to do
very
is
tight
in
fought
for
battle.
that.
Yeah, and it's cool to see Emperor's Children, not a meta army, play on this level with. You know,
Yeah, and
one of
he,
the best
he
armies in the
traded
game.
blow for blow there for a bit. He just
I thought I
he
needed
ran out a little bit of
firepower to do
steam.
this,
Yeah.
and my thought was
He
we
had
can
some
do
rough
it
rolls
this
at the
way,
end, and the
and then really hit
guaranteed
well,
sixes
and
from the
then
Strands of Fate
just-
really let
I agree.
the efficiency of the Eldar pull
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, there was
There were
quite a
like-
few
there were like
early
in
rolls
turn
that just, I mean,
2 when I
Ben
dropped my deep
roofed
strikers.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like I
losing
said,
three
those three
Terminators to Dire Avengers
Yeah.
backswing was not
That's
expected.
rough. I mean,
Yeah, that's always
I've never
rough.
seen that. And the 4-1s
Yeah,
Ben
it's
was
like
going for
I
their
shot him
saves.
with like
was-
20 Melta
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some.
Rough.
Dan even was saying this. He was like, "Look, man, some of these rolls where you're only hitting 1 in 7 times, and like, I don't know what's going on." He's like,
know if I got
"Sorry,
that
the dice
answer.
weren't on your
I did
side."
there.
We made a game of it though. which is
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this was a great game. This is one of those ones where I'm like, "Holy crap!" Like
Just trying to figure out what they're like. How do they make this play work? How do they?
Yeah. Oh, it was so
squeeze
intense,
every point
especially
they
there at
can?
the
Oh, yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah.
like,
No, I
trying to
mean-
figure out what's
Yeah.
going on.
These are the
I
ones
got-
you like
I
to
got
stream,
that
not the ones where
at
somebody's getting
3:30.
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
obliterated off the
I would
table.
take 6 of these over 6 of last round because
Yeah.
last round was just a stomp.
Well, to be fair, I think last round was a great example of just what
Yeah,
a
but I
talented
need
because
these
the guy
guys to
the
do
guy
that,
was
right?
playing
So it's
Tyranids,
like,
and it's not. I want to say again, the guy was not just some Tyranid player who was coming in and just like.
Yeah, he said he had been playing him for like 7
I know,
years.
7 or 8
Bring
years
my
he'd been playing
habits in
Tyranids,
over
and he's
here.
like, I'm finally in
Because
this.
then I would've been able to ease
have like a
more
really
of
good
my
codex.
habits.
Like finally,
And I really
And
wanted
he
to
pushed
shoot your
he
Shining
was
Spears.
getting every bit out of it he
Because
could. He was
Yeah.
using like
The
the
spiders
overrun
there, I
stratagem
can't
to use his
withstand.
gargoyles for
Oh, yeah,
Scream.
Yeah.
He was,
That's
he was very good at it, and like no wonder that match was only an hour. It's like you have
Yeah.
a really powerful
And it's just-
army,
it's, again,
and
it's like
then
no volume.
you know what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
that poor space will.
in, into a one-dimensional list as like Space Wolves, where like I do one thing real well.
I do it
Close combat.
well, but I only do
Yeah,
one
it's
thing.
pound. Yeah, and also not only that, but his warriors are like decked out with 4 bone
Yeah.
swords and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like they're melee designed warriors.
Yeah, they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
try out. That's
Yeah, bring him in there.
All right, so we're gonna have the winner of the game come over and
Dan-
take
He'll
the
be
spot.
here in a
Dan
second.
Moscato's gonna
Before
come
you
in
step
there.
off,
Yeah.
we were talking about the psychic interrogation
Oh
earlier.
yeah.
I think you'll be taking it a little bit more.
Oh, why
'cause
is that?
The rules change on that one is it scores exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
However, if your psychic test beats your target's leadership, you get a CP.
So I can do it out of line of sight,
Yeah.
24 inches away.
This is based off of a review from Goonhammer. So, like,
Okay.
I haven't read the rule myself, but
Right.
what they were saying was it scores exactly the same, with the
Now there's
addition
added
that
bonus.
if you
I love it.
if you beat their leadership with your psychic test,
That's awesome.
you get to get
love
an
it.
extra CP, which is going to be a very valuable resource.
Yeah, which I mean, first, thanks for letting me come on, guys. I had an
Yeah.
awesome time talking about the game, and then
You wanna plug anything while you're here?
yeah, actually, I do a YouTube channel, Bug Proletariat 40K. It's all GSC focused content. Definitely not the best GSC player out there, but kind of just as my, I'm doing in the ITC and trying to help
and
other people
Trying to
learn.
promote the workers' rights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There's
I got
there's
the-
only
on
so
the
much
back there,
GSC
but-
content out there anyway, so
Sure.
Yeah, it's such
good to see someone doing it.
it's a tough army to play, and like as two of my games today rolled out, like you can just get
Table.
stomped and tabled
Stomped.
by Tau shooting, by like Freebooter's like didn't even enter my mind when I came, and I was like, oh, you have 40 bolter shots, huh? I was like, that's gonna be
A problem.
Hi, I would like you to be my friend, Mr. Daka.
oh yeah,
Mr.
it's
Daka
so
never
many
runs
shots.
out.
But I'm having a great time playing them, and we'll see how I can do tomorrow. I'm 1-2 now, so I just need to win 3 games, be 4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
But thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
It was
thanks, guys.
great having you
Pleasure.
on here. You brought a little bit of a tournament perspective that neither of us are pretty good at. 'cause,
Yeah, anytime.
we
If I
haven't
get,
really played them.
Yeah, no problem. If I get tabled tomorrow, I'll be happily
Oh,
come
yeah.
back on.
Absolutely
Glad
welcome
to
to
have
come
you
back
here.
on and sit down and keep chatting us up. Now, don't use that as an excuse.
All right. They're currently growing to grab our winner to bring him on and talk to
Oh,
him.
look, a great shot of the Codex Eldari.
One of the biggest codexes. I think it is only like a half
It's
dozen pages short of being as long as the Space Marine book.
Yeah, the Ultramarine book. Oh my god. I remember when my friend, we first started playing Warhammer, and I bought my Tyranid book, and it was, it was just like 50 pages
Yeah.
or something, My friend bought his Space Marine book, and he was like, oh, okay, because we bought the Battle for McCrag box, both
Yeah.
of us. So he got the Space Marines, the Ultramarines. I got my.
No, that was Battle of McCrag, so that was
Yeah,
Nids,
that was
right?
Nids. You're thinking of
Black
Black
Reach
Reach.
was the one
Yeah.
after. That was around when I started.
Yeah. So so I remember I bought this little tiny Nid book, and he went and bought the Ultramarine
Ultramarine
book.
book, yeah.
This is like a book. Like I was like, dang.
Yeah,
And I remember
you know.
like flipping through the HQ section. There's like
Right. Well, and the
20
Space-
dudes.
The Space Marine book is like 200 some pages and still has 7 supplements.
Yeah. Hey Dan, come around here.
This way.
Welcome. Have a seat. Let's get you in frame here. Yep, you're good.
Hello.
So you we watched that game, and let me tell you, we loved that game.
That
by
was
the way.
tense.
Yeah, man. We were like, wow.
It was
I mean,
scary.
that
It
was
was
like
very
turn 1. I mean, he came at you. He took out that fire prism, and
Yeah, I did not expect to lose a fire prison turn 1.
right,
Especially to
Who does?
Terminators going 28 inches in a turn.
something like that. We were.
I didn't even pull in the line. I was like 5 inches back.
Right.
Too.
Well, it was like the 7-inch move, 7-inch warp time.
and then like a 9
11 inch charge.
11-inch charge.
It's crazy.
I think he needed a 10, but he got
Yeah.
an 11.
Yeah, he needed a 9, but then he rolled like a 5 and a 1, and
And-
Emperor's Children can just change a dice to a
Yeah,
6.
with a
It's
CP.
insane.
Oh my god! He was just like, I'm in there. We and him sat down. We were like, was that 28 inches?
I didn't plan the fire prisons that far away from the wall. I only did the infantry.
And then the guy wraps around another like
like,
6 inches.
oh.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But
So we were just wowed by that game, and not only that, but just the slugfest. You know, was it Dire Avengers who took out?
Dire Avengers killed 3.
Yeah,
3 in the combat, and then fell back and shot and wiped the rest.
Honestly, I wish Ben was here because we could like talk to him because that was such an intense game. You know, like I'm sure he was just sitting there looking at some of those rolls. You know, we rolled 4 1s at one point.
And, yeah, and then the Banshee Exarch went and killed like between the 2 combats, he killed like 9 Terminators.
So that's what she was. We were having a hard time telling what exactly was.
Yeah,
up
I did mess up there. I applied my wounds badly, and I should have had the Exarch at 1 wound and then like 2 other Banshees. Then there was like a 1/3 chance it just died to morale.
Yeah.
But
inside the box of destiny.
Yeah.
as Ben called it.
Because it killed like 4 or 5 by itself the first time with the stratagems for, but I didn't have the stratagems for the second time, so I only killed like 3 out of those 5.
We were watching that game, you know, with 1 turn. I mean, he whipped out there and he got that fire prism. We were like, oh, is Dan gonna be able to recover from this? And then he
thankfully failed morale on those last 2 Terminators.
Yeah, and then you whipped out there. You got that big punch in, and then all of a sudden all that deep striking came in. Punched out your warp spider, you know, you killed your warp spiders, killed the airplane.
Not being able to get my warp spiders back in the building because his Terminators were there was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was planning to do it, and I went to do it, and I was like, oh wait, I can't.
Crap.
I planned around doing this, and I just didn't know what to do.
Had to adapt.
Yeah.
Not used to having Terminators in your backfield turn 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would have thought?
But those MVP. Well, I have an MVP for that game. That
I think it was the Shining Spears.
Shining Spears, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I wouldn't know. The points were very close, and I think Shining Spears, they didn't kill a lot besides like the really weak stuff, but they killed the important stuff.
I think the Exarch took out like 4 Marines or something like that.
Yeah, the Exarch. I don't know if it killed all of them, but between the Exarch and 1 dude, they killed 10 CSM.
Yeah.
So.
They just wrapped that side.
Yeah, they took both the objectives out of 5. That's pretty important.
Oh yeah. So we were looking at that. Like this is like the game you want to show people where you're just like, this is like a movie, you know. It's like one you're like, oh, then there's another one. Oh my god.
Emperor's Children are a very glass cannon army. They go hard and they go fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Eldar pretty much glass cannon armies too. So man,
yeah, but I mean, the way I generally play it is I had to play that way, but I generally play a lot more cagey of a game, and he kind of forced me to play on the back foot most of the time.
Oh yeah.
He did a very good job trying to disrupt what you wanted to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And it was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, we were very
He's about to come offer you a cookie.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't have asked for a better game to and today's tournament on, and you guys went to the very end.
Yeah, those are the bottom 4. We had a couple units left, and
yeah, you guys are doing a great job. I mean, if you want to come on, Ben.
Yeah,
that was quite a match.
Losing games, you know, I'd like to say I'm a below average player with a below average army, and Daniel
I'm good. I need to get another drink. I need to get another drink for you.
No problem.
We were just very impressed with all of that.
Thanks,
and,
yeah.
and I think forever I will have Box of Destiny stuck in my head.
That sounds about right. See you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think his main mistake was at the very end, or in his deep strike. So once he dropped that 2 big shooting shot blocks at the very back corner, I could just outrange it. All the shooting was only 24, so I could just stay to the one side and be okay.
It was a little bit like we were sitting here and going like, man, he like really defended this one.
Really
clump.
Committed to that.
Really committed there.
And he kind of needed to, because I don't think it would have taken as much off if he didn't. But it's a tough situation.
Well, he needed all the Havocs and the Blastmasters to get that.
I still think he could have done that by dropping at least one of them like in the center behind that objective, so that it would have more versatility.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But the other one, I think hindsight's 20/20. I also think Assassinate was a ambitious choice.
It was.
Yeah.
But
killing Baharov is very difficult.
She's so.
Well, I think we were looking at it. And I was like, I don't know if Ben's ever fought Baharov.
Yeah, he said he had not played Eldar, at least not the new book. At all.
Well,
so I kind of had an advantage there.
I remember my friend when I first started playing, he ran Eldar and he looked at Baharov and went like, "I'm gonna play this against you." And I looked at it and I went,
"Very."
We're not going to be
fun to play.
Yeah,
against.
We're not going to be friends anymore if you do that, dude. But yeah, like so, you know, are you from around here? Like,
I'm from Dundalk.
You're from Dundalk, all right. So you know, we've got some local guys here today, but we also, you know, because so many people are at this tournament from like really far away. I know some guys from Atlanta.
How far people come.
Oh yeah.
Here.
So I was
especially right after another big tournament last weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, ACO was last weekend.
Yeah.
Wonder if they made a whole trip of it. Went up to ACO and
Some people did. I know at least like
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them did.
I mean, that makes sense.
Obviously, there's
I've
tons
seen
of people here.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do that with like Magic events where they'll be like, "There's one in Baltimore and there's one in like Virginia. We're gonna hit the Baltimore one. We're gonna spend like a week in DC, and then we're gonna go down to the Virginia one."
That's you better. That's like a whole vacation. That's like your
Well, I mean,
vacation week.
Yeah,
crazy.
well, I mean, it makes sense, especially if
school's
you're like
out.
West Coast
Fair, I
and
guess.
like you don't get to do like. It's different for us because we don't think of DC as a vacation spot as much because
That's
we're
fair, yeah.
close. But if you're from like the Midwest or something, it's a really cool place to visit.
Nation's capital.
It's kind of
There's
important.
a lot of monuments and museums. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
the Smithsonian is
stuff.
great. The Smithsonian is great, and you know it.
It's old people stuff. Old people are cool sometimes.
Looking forward a bit. What do you think your list is going to get affected much by the changes coming up with the
From
rules?
what I've been told, it seems like my list is not going to go up too much. Like the Dire Avenger is supposed to go up points, and then like Farseers. And
Yeah.
I'm playing Giltan, so I'm not like playing Masterful, the Hail of Doom, which is
Yeah.
what everyone thinks is going to get nerfed because that's
Yeah.
by far the most popular. So it seems like my list is probably going to go up like 60 points, and I can
Yeah.
live with that. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
What about the CP? Do you think the CP change is going to really affect you?
I only spend 2 CP starting the game. I'm probably never going to Eldritch Storm almost at that point, unless they give me a
That's true.
really ripe one.
After that one,
Oh, that
you
one
were
was
like,
so sad.
that one makes you
Heck,
feel
I was
sad.
laughing when the disciples made it through it. You were like, one. I was like, the disciples made it. They're like,
Those
and then all of his
disciples did
characters
work.
missed.
yes.
I was so sad.
I
disciples
have a
just-
soft spot in my heart for Chaos Disciples.
Well, and they
That's
they
just me.
lasted a surprising amount of time in that
Yeah,
game.
they're
'cause
not
you
worth
just,
shooting
they-
at.
You didn't
weren't
want to spend the
shooting-
effort on them.
By the time they were relevant, it actually kind of gave me points because Wrath
Yeah.
of Cain.
Yeah.
It was easy.
True.
It was an easy unit to shoot.
I usually use them as just.
Actually, I didn't even use them for Wrath of Cain. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just died to a Farseer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was. We watched him. Ben charged up with that apostle at the Wave Serpent, and we were like,
Yeah, he just 4 ones.
whiffed.
I was
I mean, he
ooh.
just like fell on that. That apostle just. He
To be
was
fair, I didn't
ripped
care
and
if that
stuff.
died. The Wave Serpent didn't do anything from that point on.
Hey, well, it had you had bright lances on it and stuff.
Yeah, again, it fell back and then just didn't shoot because I didn't spend the CP
Yeah.
on it, and it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like 2 bright lances. It's okay, I'll kill like 2 Marines. Tops.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's weird when you run. When you run we were talking about this. He had no vehicles or anything like that. I was like, this is such a weird list because so many half of the weapons in any army are designed to tank smash. And-
Yeah, I'm surprised there's nothing like Obliterators or anything like that because they're
No.
so good with Slanesh.
Well, not only that, but you can set them on a backline spot and just kill anything that comes in the mid
And if you're
ground.
in cover, then they have a 0-up armor essentially.
Something like that. It's and 5-up invul or something.
Yeah, so-
they're really good.
You have to have AP4 just to do anything more than like a 2 or a 3.
They're
It's insane.
really strong. And of course, hitting at strength 8 or 9.
Yeah, it's a
EP
7 to 9.
-2. Crazy.
It's a lot.
But if going forward, you've gotten now 3 wins.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to be the scariest list for you in the next?
Harlequin.
Harlequin.
By far.
By far.
I'm playing Biltan, so I get a lot of free natural rerolls that I just don't get against Harlequins at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my world trait does nothing, and half of my sub-faction trait does nothing. So I think there's not a ton of Harlequins here, but
Yeah, there's
I'm at least familiar with Harlequins because I mained Harlequins for 8th edition. I just haven't really enjoyed them that much with the new book. But that's
fair.
not a big deal.
I like your clown cars.
I just don't like all the stratagems are infantry only, so you're just playing Hero Hammer.
Yeah.
Not how I want to play.
That's fair.
So, how have you felt about this year's tournament? As far as who's here and the
Diversity
overall
of the armies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that really surprised me is how few Tyranids there are. I thought there'd be
Really?
a lot. There's a lot of Eldar and not a ton of Tyranids.
There's about 8.
There's
8 or
8.
9.
That's not a lot
Nah,
for
that's
an
not-
army that's
No.
generally at the top
Yeah.
tier.
Well, last year it was all Drukhari, the whole
Yeah,
way
exactly.
down,
You think it would be like that, where it's
Well,
like the best faction. There's
There's
just tons of it.
30 people
I
showed
think-
up out of
I-
80.
Yeah,
I
it's
think there's
insane.
a lot more the
Right now, it's just a ton of Eldar.
yeah. I mean, there's actually it's about the same number of Eldar as
Really?
Tyranids. Yeah.
Oh,
A few more,
Maybe just
depending on
see
how you
them more.
combine them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's about 8 Eldari, there's 1 Yannari, a couple Drukhari.
There's
and
actually
some
a
Ford
lot of
Marines.
Space Marines, and I think people are here to I think everyone's trying to give Armor of Contempt its chance
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see what it can do.
I definitely saw a lot of Blood Angels. I played Blood Angels round 1.
There's a couple
Mm.
of Blood Angels, 2 or 3.
2 or 3. It's Chaos Knights that are actually the really kind of to me the surprise because
yeah,
Knights are very popular.
5
in
or
this
6
area.
Knights, Chaos Knights, and a Imperial Knights player.
yeah.
Yeah,
How do you
Knights
think
in
your list
Baltimore
would
are
do
very-
against
they're
Knights?
Fire Prisms love Knights.
Okay, so
I
you
just shoot and then pop back around the corner with
Yeah,
Vectored
that-
Engines, and I'm Biel-Tan, so I have a minimum 3, so I can always get back.
yeah, you can always
Yeah.
get there. Yep. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
They are very sad. I run a lot of anti-tank.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, yeah, those Fire Dragons can do work.
Fire Dragons, the Jet, and the Fire Prisms are all very efficient.
Yeah, we were curious why the Wave Serpent sat in the back for like so long. We feel like well, it was like for just one turn. Sorry, so long, and you realize that the first round took over an hour. So we're like, wait.
Yeah. Well, I wanted it there so it had the option of where to go. Because my original intention was when I saw him move up to my ranger, like to use the Rangers to bait out, so we have the Banshees to charge over there. But then I really needed the Banshees to come back and kill some Terminators.
Yeah.
So that idea went out the window real quick.
That's fair. That's fair. I just, again, no one expects Terminators in your back line turn 1.
Yeah.
It's something you could conceive of when they could strike back there, but not that they just ran up to you.
Yeah. Especially when it's not like Thousand Suns, like just try and make the long bomb off of a teleport or something.
Yeah. I was.
He even had -2 on the charge.
Yeah. We saw that. You were like, I was like, man, -2 on the charge, and he still got.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna charge into those Rangers. I was like, that makes this very shaky. And then he was like, nope, I'm just gonna make it anyway.
Yeah,
I was like, why did he even charge the Rangers? I don't know, but it worked.
One of the things
amazing.
we wanted to compliment you though on was that we felt that your sportsmanship was really great. Like you told him, hey, I have this power, I have these stratagems.
Oh yeah,
beforehand.
because he told me it was he hadn't played Elder. I'm like, he's putting a lot of stuff right there, and I
just don't want that gotcha
But yeah,
moment.
but you didn't do the gotcha. Like I gotta say, like man, props, because like I know some people would be like,
yeah, because he definitely changed his mind.
Yeah,
when I told him
I saw it. He was like, all right then, I'm not.
Let's slide this over here.
So mad props because that's great sportsmanship, man. I can only compliment.
It's easy to forget to do that when there's big tournaments.
You're doing the tournament, you can take advantage of people.
Well, I know Ben. He comes. I play a lot of events around like Delaware, and he comes there all the time. So I see Ben all the time.
So what you're saying?
Yeah,
you just didn't want to miss out.
I haven't played as Emperor's Children just by coincidence, but I see him all the time, and I know he's a nice guy. I don't want to have a gotcha. And weird like that.
That's great stuff. So, well, hope to see you again tomorrow.
In the winner's circle.
In the winner's circle, maybe you'll make it. You hope.
I hope so.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just like
I started 0-3 my last GT and just went day 2. So, it happened.
Hopefully, it goes a
the
little
last
better.
game is just like whatever. It's a pride match, but still.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, it goes a little better tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Great having you, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on. See you now.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah, you too.